ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် One expert မှာထိတ်တက်စုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunter Lancer အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus အိုးငါဘက်ကိုရှိုးလို့တာပါအကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစု One expert ကစားသူများ
You have to be afraid one bad high ground, all of a sudden they're going to come back. But at the same time, if you're playing comeback versus one of the best late game teams in the game, you're at a clear disadvantage at both points here. So I'm very curious to see what Falcons is going to bring to the table.
I think Falcons found their mojo playing their old heroes, pretty much playing it in this meta, which other teams, they don't want to do it. Like they're playing their Mirana 5, they're playing their Dragon Knight, they're playing their Razor off lane, Dragon Knight rushing the Blink Dagger 10 minutes in. Pretty much the same thing that they've been doing, playing their Primal Beast, playing Timbersaw as well, Pango. So not much has changed. And I also think in this BO5, we're going to be seeing some of the more old school classics as well.
What can do the grand final?
Enchantress coming out from Matoshka, potentially Enchantress for snaking as well. Because if you remember that they had this amazing streak, they were like on 27 or 28th win streak with the Enchantress. I could definitely see this hero
Let's
coming
go
back.
things
I think in game especially, there's going to be a lot of, they're going to need to feel how both teams are doing in terms of like how willing they want to go and how deep they're willing to go in terms of some of the weird hero picks.
Yeah, what I'm going to be looking for in this series is, so we've been talking about both these teams making comebacks, but when we were going over the clips of Falcons yesterday, every time they made a comeback play against Tundra is because they immediately spotted that one of Tundra's heroes was not going to be able to be at the fight because they TP'd somewhere else, and then instantly took a 5v4 despite being down a massive margin. And then on the side of Team Spirit, they play it with more of a pick-off oriented style. They're taking him 2v1. My point is, rather than highlighting
These men I'm attending
I'm curious what the team who's ahead
What
is going to do.
like,
are these two teams at a different caliber where that sort of play style of coming back won't work as well? Or is this a situation where it just could be anyone's game at any given moment because, yeah, these players, they're not absolutely perfect and it just comes down to who executes better.
Yeah, and if they're both comeback teams and therefore need to come back, aka they were behind, then they're both maybe not the greatest at the first 15 to 20 minutes. We know both of these teams then can come back when they're behind, but what do indeed they do when they're ahead? Because that's a whole different way of playing.
I will say that rather than highlight it as these teams
game one and
game, I would like to reframe what we heard from Ali at the post-game interview yesterday, which was that they elected to pick Crit AA and then put the Tusk top lane with Skeeter because they basically said we needed a way to deal with Dazzle later on, but we knew that this screwed our lanes because we left Amar with like a pretty weak 4 position that couldn't lane very well against Monkey King Dazzle. So I think it's not as much a skill issue as it is like these two teams, I guess, like have faith in their ability to execute at a certain threshold past 30 minutes or so, that they know if they give themselves the tools, the abilities to bring down like the saves and the toolkits of the opponent heroes, that they'll be able to execute. So I think that's more the reason why. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I mean, I think Falcons, yes, they won their game versus Tundra. They probably didn't want to win in that manner. Like, you're definitely at the edge of your seat if you're a Falcons fan in both of those games because it was really shaky and some really key moments had to happen for you to win that series, which is good. But mainly when they do win is through early game snowball. Oftentimes I'm more core centric and looking at how the core players are doing, but there's one that's caught my eye, and it was Maposhka. Like his hero choices. Playing silencer to counter breakers or other heroes like
2.5
Winter Wyverns to counter Dawnbreakers. These Banes as well. Like he's having very high impact on his position 5.
သူရှင်းက40ကနေဆိုတော့ဘယ်လိုလုပ်ထည့်မလဲအဲ့ဆိုရင်ကြည့်လိုက်လေပွဲကြည့်လိုက် Game 1 တစ်ချက်ဒီလာလို့ရသူရှင်း40ကြီးကတော့မရိုက်ချင်
It's going to be played some ranged position 4 with the melee off
အဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်ဒီကောင်တွေအာလီပိုင်းအခြေအနေပေါ်မှာမူတည်ပြီးတော့သူရှင်း over ချေးတွေပါကြာသွားတော့မှပိတ်ရိုက်မကြရင်လည်းမရိုက်နဲ့တော့ပေါ့နော်ရှောင်ချလိုက်တော့
when paired up with the dark share with the exception of Tusk because this is one of the best position 4s in
the game. 3D ထည့်ထားသေးတာအဖေကွန်ထည့်ထားပါတယ်ဆို
overall position 4
ဖေကွန်ဝင်တာ 2.5 ပြီးထားတယ်
and then you have have Collapse pretty much playing 10 different heroes, as we said, in 10 different matches, but also exclusively playing melee heroes. There was one game of Quap as well, which they need to flex because they wanted to have a better overall matchup for the mid lane or the safe lane, because this hero can be played across 3 different roles.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting about the fact that Collapse has played 10 different heroes is it's not like they're giving him overall last pick and just counter picking. They're also, a lot of the times, drafting his hero either super early on or in the middle of the draft. Basically, they have a new game plan coming into each team, and they know they're probably going to pick his hero regardless of like what exactly plays out throughout the rest of the draft. So I just think that's a very unique way, because with Falcons, oddly enough, like I've seen a lot of overall last picks go to Skeeter, who has a bit of a limited hero pool. So I'm more so favoring every time Team Spirit has second pick, I think they'll be able to utilize it better than Falcons because of the fact that Collapse is able to be so fluid with his hero pool.
Yeah, that kind of US all
I see this as well. Like we're coming into this best of 5.
Sense က
two best
Sense က
masters in the
final မှာ
world.
T-split ဆုံးမယ်ရှုံးမယ်ဆိုတဲ့ sense အဲ့လိုမျိုးရတယ်ဘာလဲမသိဘူးဘာလို့လဲလို့မင်းတော့
Because yesterday
မပြောတတ်
he showed that with
အဲ့
different
လိုဖြစ်
itemization
ကြားမြင်
he
ရ
can also win the game. He
လို့
had a bit of a slower start. He was
ဘာလို့လဲ
not
လို့မမင်း
making,
နဲ့
like
အဲ
any
လဲ
moves. Like he was walking from one lane to the other, basically being the
ဝဲလဲ
lowest
ပြီးရော
cost
ဝိုင်းဆဲခံ
network
ရတယ်
in the
သူက
game, but still managing to do a lot, picking up a blink dagger, picking up Crimson Guard as well. And ever since he picked up that Crimson Guard, he pretty much did not die. The Crimson Guard plus the shield plus the bulwark makes him extremely difficult. And I'll just throw it out there, Amar is the best player in the world playing Mars and Bristleback in terms of turning, because he just does it so well. Every single time you're going to see him hitting them from behind or from the front, depending which hero he's playing.
I think what's going to be really interesting here is Primal Beast is still in the pool, and I know Collapse really likes the hero and is very good against Nature's Prophet, especially in the laning stage. So I'm curious if Falcons are going to prioritize that and pick it early. If not, I would be a little concerned, just because this is one of your heroes that Falcons is owning on. Malreen's been great on it, but
နေချာ profile ကြီးရထားတယ်နော်
and
နေ
this
ချာ
is an
profile ကြီးရ
Nature's
ထား
Prophet
တယ်
carry counter in the laning stage. So
ညင်အောင်နေပြီ
that hero is like on my mind right now. What are they going to do about it?
Falcons didn't play Nature's Prophet at all, but I guess seeing the win rate of
ဆော့
the
ပါ
hero
တယ်
throughout
Falcon
the
Nature
tournament,
Prophet
and
ဘာလို့မ
also
ဆော့ရ
seeing
မှာ
the previous
တ
series
ကီတာ
where
တစ်ခါတလေဆော့တယ်လေ
Satanic had like 1150 GPM, I would not be
They played
surprised.
against Liquid, actually.
Yeah,
but
they played it on Skeeter, right?
Yeah, Skeeter
Yeah,
played it first.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Protecting their NP, taking Primal Beast for themselves. This is pretty similar for you having that puck opener and then also having a bit of a protection in the second phase, picking up a Shadow Shaman as a counter. So now you have like 2 heroes who can play really well with each other. And this combination really worked out well for them, because it was them who just Primal Beast gets a Blink Dagger, and then with the MP as well. Oh, they played it once, never mind. So yeah, this was the combo that they did run, and basically with these 2 heroes, they were able to kill any hero on the map.
အဲ့ဒါမင်္ဂလာပင်တဲ့မင်္ဂလာပါမင်္ဂလာပါငွေဆောင်ပြောခဲ့လားတဲ့မပြောရဘူးဘယ်လိုလုပ်ပြောရမလဲ
Primal Beast
ခဏပဲ
countered by heroes like Willow with a lot of AoE
စနှစ်ရက်
control. My
နှစ်ရက်
thought
သွား
when I
ဖို့
watched Malreen's
ပလန်
Primal
တာ
Beast
ဟိုတယ်
maybe
ကား
just
တွေပါလေရှင်းပြီးသွားပြီနှစ်ရက်
skewed
စာ
sample
ဒါပေမဲ့
size is I need to be able to kill
အခု
this
တ
guy
ရက်ပဲ
with BKB.
နေပြီး
Because
ပြန်
this
လာ
guy goes like BKB, maybe
ဘယ်ပြန်
another
လုပ်စရာလေး
item,
ရှိ
and
တယ်
then just straight refresher. And so I see the co-op
အဲ့တော့ final လည်းမီသွားတယ်ပုံမှန် final အောင်တက်လာလို့မရဘူး
piercing damage from her ulti. I was wondering if they were going to go something
အဲ့တော့
like the Beastmaster. I know it's taken out, but something equivalently
ဒါပဲ
that
ပေါ့
offers
နော်
that single target physical damage, because
ညနေက
I think
duration
Malreen's gonna hit his time.
33 1.72 ပေးထား
Maybe his laning
ဟာ
stage
ရ
would be
အဲ့ဒါကြီးကတော့
odd.
ယူ
Like
ရ
we
မှာ
see him play against like a
Wow.
Timber Saw, and he goes boots
Alright,
first
do
and
the
cuts
guy
straight from the
there.
mid lane. Doesn't even give you a chance to play the matchup. But I love this from Team Spirit as a conceptual way to deal with the Primal specifically. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I think it's a good approach to seeing how Malreen was successful throughout these playoffs with this hero.
I did mention prior to this series that Spirit, they love to have these BKB piercing tools. Probably coming into the series, they needed to figure it out because of the itemization that he is going for on a Primal Beast. Blink, BKB into Refresher immediately, showing that he has 17 seconds of debuff immunity, and it's very difficult to counter this unless you have some BKB piercing. And also one thing to point out is with the Primal Beast, whenever they play it, there's a lot of stacking happening in the triangle, and he wants to clear those stacks. So might be something that Team Spirit would try to maybe go into the enemy triangle and try to contest it.
We got the Pugna coming out. That doesn't really say
Primal
much
Beast.
versus the 3 heroes that are on the screen.
Pugna.
right now.
It's a
အဲ့ဒီ
strong
ကောင်က
hero.
တကယ် green hero တွေပဲထုတ်နေပြီနော်
Okay,
sneaking
We've been seeing
Pugna.
Falcons playing this hero a lot, and they pretty much
Marine
found this
Primal Beast
maybe 3 of their 5
ဒီကောင်လေး
favorite
best
heroes already.
best တွေပဲထုတ်နေတာနော်ဒါဝဲလို့တဲ့
A lot of teams don't like to give them this, so
Okay
they're pretty happy about that for sure. And they're
Does
gonna
it
bring up
save
the Dark
against the
Willow.
bat?
supporter တွေရဲ့ damage တွေကတော့ကွာတော့ကွာနေ
What he does offer in this
အဲ
game is
split ဘက်က
like,
Roshan
if you
ခိုးကေး
are
လို့ရ
managed
ဒီ
to
ကောင်
play
ကြီးက
against anyone, he's just incredibly
အဲ့ဒါကြ
patient.
တော့
You can get a glimmer
ပန်း
game,
လို့ကောင်းတယ်
you manage to
ဒါပေမဲ့
get all this
damage
spell
တကယ်တမ်း
damage
ရှင်
on you,
ဒီ
so
ဘက်
if you
supporter တွေက
hold down,
damage
you're
ထွက်တယ်
also
ဒီနှစ်ကောင်
healing,
တော့ damage ထွက်တယ်
very,
ပဲပါ
very tanky. And at some points, you're going to be doing a lot of damage in these fights as well. So it's just a very powerful tool that a lot of teams aren't utilizing, but I think Falcons is the best team so far to use this Pugna. And that just goes to their early game too. Like they have very low cooldown abilities. This is the Falcons that I see where you have to be afraid at like 10, 15 minutes in the game that you're not just getting completely ran over because this Primal's going in. Dark Willow doesn't mind going
ကာလာ
in.
အဲ့ဒီ
as
သ
well,
င်းပဲမ
and
ဟုတ်
he's
တယ်ပါရီယို
TPing
တော်ဝ
as
မ်း
well,
ဖြစ်စေ
so
ချင်
that
တာ
can be very difficult to deal with. So they're going to bring some more early
PI မစခင်
latency
ဘာချိန်သင်း
with
လောက်
the
လဲ
Templar Assassin for Yatoro most likely here. which
ပြော
is
လိုက်ရင်
gonna
အဲ့
help a
ကောင်
little
တွေက
bit,
ချိန်
but
ပါ
the lane stage could still be a little bit dicey if you're not careful.
What about that razor that they did run?
အဓိက
against the
movement
Liquid? They
ဟို
did
ပါ
have
ပါ
a
ပဲ
bit of
အဓိ
a
က
struggle lane with
right
Tusk
time
Razor
right
against
movement ပဲ
Templar Assassin,
ဒီ
where
ကောင်
they
လေးလည်း
completely
တော်ဝမ်း
shut
ဖြစ်နိုင်
down
တဲ့
the
အနေ
game.
ထား
Nick
ရှိ
was
ရှိ
level
တယ်
3,
ဘယ်လိုပဲဖြစ်
Razor was level
အဲ
5,
team တွေ
Razor
တော်ဝမ်း
had
မရောက်သွားတာ right time
a
right
good
movement မ
ban.
ဖြစ်လို့
Yeah, he
အဲ့ဒါ
was
တော့
fucked up
Viper
completely,
Razor, let's
and
go.
this one as well.
နည်း
Like,
န
he
ည်း
needs to
ဟိုဟာဖြစ်တဲ့
target
အ
pretty
မြင်
heavily
ပေါ့
some
နော်
of
ကို
his
ယ့်အ
favorite
မြင်ပေါ့
heroes that he's going to be playing, but also this Pugna that you talked about. I think this hero is
အသင်းတွေအကုန်လုံးကတော်ဝမ်းဖြစ်
underrated,
နိုင်
even
တယ်
though it has
အကုန်လုံးပဲ
80% win
ဒီ
rate for Falcons in the
top
tournament. 4 out of
80
5
ပါလာတဲ့
games.
အသင်းအကုန်
It
လုံး
does
တော်ဝမ်းဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
extremely good every single game, and it's going to be Snake
မဘတ်ဘုံလို့ဘယ်လိုလုပ်
is Pugna with NA
အခုပြုတ်
SPN,
သွားတာ
so he's still
အဲဒီကောင်
representing
တွေက
that
တော်ဝမ်းအ
region
သင်း
as well. I think
နော်
that's the whole point
အဲ့လို
of the
မျိုးပေါ့
hero.
နော်အဲ့တော့ပါရီကလည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးအနေထားပဲသူ right movement မဖြစ်
No
သေး
doubt in
ဘူး
my mind.
အားပဲ
How much are we keeping the flex of the Nature's Prophet open? I'm kind of slotting it in for Skeeter at the moment, but is it fair to
movement
say
လေး
we're
တစ်ခု
looking
မှာ
for
ပစ်လေးတစ်ခု
both
မှန်သွားတာ
teams
တို့
offlaner
အဲ
right now, or what kind of
fight
flex
လေး
are
တစ်
we
ခု
looking
မှန်
at?
သွား
This
တာ
might be the
တို့
most
အဲ
confident
ဒါ
I've
မျိုး
been all tournament that the role that's going to be picked last is off, like one role specifically. Like I don't feel like there's too much flex here. Both teams are showing their cards willingly. They are getting a lot of the heroes that they want.
ဖဲကွန်းကလာအာတင်နယ်လမ်းနေ
Teams
လိုက်တော့မယ်
also threatens the BKBs as
ဘယ်ကလာ
I mentioned,
နိုင်မှာ
when you have the
ဖဲကွန်း
strike,
နိုင်
you
မှာ
have the physical damage.
ရှိုး
So
ရှိုး
now it's just a matter
ဟုတ်တယ်ဆို
of
ကိုထည့်တာ
their
လို့
picks. You know, Falcons has
2.5 ပေးထားတယ်တန်
but at the
final
same
မှာ
time,
ဒီ
like,
နှစ်သင်း
I'd
တွေ့
be
တယ်
much
ကွာ
more comfortable after you
Falcon
ban the
2.5
Viper
ပေးတယ်
Razor. If we're looking at the heroes that Amar
Content.
has played so far this event, none of them are particularly good versus TA other than
အဖန်ကွာ
other than
ဖန်
those
ဖန်
two.
ဟိုကောင်လေး
So
ဟိုကောင်လေး fan လေးကဆောင်းကျန်းတယ်
It's not a good it's not a
Huh?
good matchup for
ဖန်လေးအားပေး
Bristleback.
ဆောင်းကျန်း
That's what I'm saying. So I think Amar is just going to be slamming like Timberstar or Bristleback anyways,
fair.
while Collapse
တ
is
မ်
gonna
ပ
be
လာ
picking
တဲ့တမ်ပလာကိုတော့နည်းနည်း
massive
ပြဿနာ
heroes
တက်သွားပြီ
Okay.
အဲ့ပစ်ကြီးကဆောင်းကောင်းသွားပြီ
Yeah, the only other hero I could see them pick would be maybe if you're a little experimental is Miposhka's hero and do bad off.
တမ်ပလာပစ်ကြီးကတော်တော်ဖွတ်သွားပြီရေသာ
That's a little bit of a stretch, so
Well,
likely Collapse.
They leave
ရေသာ
the
ဆောင်း
Razor
လို့ရ
in.
ဒါ split ကဘာလဲ
It's
ရေသာ
also
ဖွင့်ပေးရ
gonna
တယ်
be
what the fuck
prepared to play against it because most likely that will be the hero.
ဖဲကွန်အရှိမနိုင်သွားတာတမ်ပလာကယ်ရီကို
And I think they set up very
ရေသာနဲ့
nicely.
နိုင်သွားတာ
I think
နော် liquid ကို
they've
နိုင်လာ
done
တာ
this
နော်
almost exact
အဲ့ဒါ
same
ကို
draft before.
split က
This is
ပေးထားတယ်
the
ဆိုရ
Razor.
ယ်
Let me check real quick. So
မခန့်တာရ
Falcons- Yeah, when they had the
Same
Razor, now they
Pidgey
had a
lah.
lot of different heroes. It was not the primal, but same type of strategy where you can just play very quickly.
I'll be down for some beefy boys, some Centaur, Tidehunter for Team Spirit here. Just something
ဟုတ်တယ်
that's built into
ပကနာ
Aura. There's a lot of
ရေသာ
magic
အဲ့တော့
damage, and
beast
he
ရဲ့
also
စ
builds
ပန်
into
ဘာညာ
magic
ပေါ့နော်
damage,
ကွင်းဘိန်းတမ်ပလာ
killing
ဖ
items,
ရိုက်တာ
with
ပဲ
the
ဟုတ်တယ်
Maelstrom, with maybe
Liquid
Revenant approach if it's a good
အ
game
ထာ
for
ပဲ
it,
သုံးကောင်
but I also like
ပြရေသာ
Centaur
ဖွင့်
because
ပေးတာ
it's very good against both of the supports. Like you need to bring
What
so
kind of
many
wire?
heroes on top of him to be able to kill him, and also you can. This also
Ooh.
works. It's not the
အဲ့
greatest.
ရေသာ
against
ပစ်ပါ
Pugna.
ပစ်ပါလို့
You
ပြော
also
နေ
see
တာ
Mike
ဒီကောင်
just
ရေသာကိုတစ်ခါတည်း
mentioned
ထောက်တာ
33,
လိုက်ကိုင်း
he
နဲ့
had Helm of the Dominator,
A
and he
chan
had
နေအောင်ဒီကောင်လေးကြတော့
Nullifier 21 minutes into the game, so it
the
sounds
fuck?
like it's a
ဒီပွဲက
counter, but
duration
it's also very
duration
good if
and တော့
you
မလားမ
wanna
သိဘူး
pick
လေ
it up relatively early,
နေ
which
ထား
makes it impossible for supports to play the game. Dark Willow is in a better state because she does have this get out the jail
ဘာကြိုက်
card
လဲ
with the Shadow Realm
ဖဲ
easily,
ကွန်
but
That's
it's
all
a
fight.
lot of momentum with this Lycan pick.
I also
When,
don't think you want to pick
Ted
Razor
had it.
into a hero like Lycan right now. They don't really have a wall
ကား
type
စီး
hero
ပေး
on
ပြီး
the
ညှိ
side
ပြီး
of
ထားပြီ
Falcons
ဖြစ်
that
နိုင်တယ်
can
ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
effectively say, yeah, go on me with your
ကားတစ်စီး
Lycan
မဟုတ်
as
ကား
a
၅
support.
စီး
Like,
ပလေယာ
you
တ
know,
ယောက်
these
ကို
heroes
တစ်စီး
like
စီး
Tidehunter are not
နော်
only
မာစီဒီ
are
တွေ
killers
ပဲ
with
ပေးရင်
damage
ပေးထား
block, but
မှာ
they also have that area of of control for the
Always got
Lycan summons.
Bristleback.
Yeah, there's always Bristleback. I mean, man, I would hate if they pick Bristleback here. I understand that it's a Mars hero. His replays, they're down to like 1,800 apiece now. They need to get that stocks up, but
A win here would bring the stock up.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Here will do
What
it.
better chance? They got 20 seconds left to decide.
It's one of the two. It's either they care about like the overall state of the game or they want to snowball the game. I think Eraser could work. Sure, it's not good for Slykin, but you have to pick and choose your battles here. I think this Lycan TA does present an interesting problem that's very hard to solve because both of the ways to solve either of these heroes is not going to be through the same hero.
Ooh.
It's kind of like a hybrid answer, I want to say. I'm curious on who's going to play what. So, all right, it's just going to be Amar playing it, but Pango, same issue with kind of like picking Bristleback versus TA. It's not good in lane. Like, you try Shield Crash, he just pops Refraction, and that's not going to do much damage there. And plus, your range hero that can deal with it later on. I think they needed something that can deal with this Lycan at some point in the mid game, and this hero can do it.
There's a
lot of momentum on Spirit, a lot of minus armor coming out from
Yeah,
Assassin. Wants to deal right-click damage as well. Then you have Miposhka, Shadow Shaman. We saw as well how much it can do. And this Pango pick doesn't give me that much trust. Pango doesn't like to play into Shadow Shaman. He doesn't like to play the summons from the traps.
Shaman မွေတိုင်းနဲ့ Roshan ကီးမာတွေတန်ပလာတွေတာဝါချိုးတာတွေ blah 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 breast damage လည်းပါတယ် initiator လည်းပါပြီးသား
Okay, this is it. This is how they're going to be
Game 1
It's
split
not
နိုင်ပြီထ
your
င်တယ်
Lycan on 24. It's not your Brood Mothers or Meepos. It's just pretty much stable things, something that Falcons have been doing throughout the year, but not sure if it's going to work in this one.
Yeah, my concern is I don't know who goes first on Falcons.
Roshan
Like,
over
if Valorant
39
goes in first and tries to
မ
ulti
ကြိုက်
for
ဘူး
or excuse me.
မကြိုက်ဘူးမကြိုက်ဘူးဒီပွဲက
Roof
ဒီပွဲကဘာမှမသိဘူးဟိုကောင်လေး
It's like
ဘုံတိုင်းကျဲသွားနိုင်တယ် Lycan တန်ပလာ
against the Shadow Shaman or against the Bat Rider. So I think the
ဟို
point
ကောင်လေး
that
cancel
spells
ဖို့
from
အတွက်က
Team
ဘာ
Spirit
မှ
are
မ
just
ပါ
much
ဘူး
easier to
နော်
execute as well as their heroes
ကြောက်
have
ဖို့ကောင်းတယ်
a lot of physical damage to deal with the
Game 1
the
separate
BKBs
ပြန်ရရင်
and
ကောင်းမ
the
လားမ
roll
သိ
from the Pango. It's going to be a lot on snaking, I think. Is he going to get some clutch decred?
အဲ့လိုကြောက်လည်းမကောင်းတော့ဘူးကွာနော် fair ကိုကြီးရိုက်ထားပြီးမှ
If that's the case, then maybe. But I'm also
Duration
I really feel like Team Spirit's got their number with this one.
duration
Yeah, a lot of game plan here still being discussed as we saw on screen. I wonder what is being said. From the sounds of it, though, we're all kind of on board that this draft for both teams is a fairly even playing ground. Fair to say?
I think it's going to be very much so.
တာဝါတော့ trade မှာကွာ fair ကွာကောင်လေးတကယ် hero pick အတိုင်းဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီကောင်လေးမှာတာဝါ trade plan စောက်လို့ရ Nature Prophet ပတ်ကနာအဲ့တော့ Lycan တလိန် push ရင်အဲ့နှစ်ကောင်တလိန်ပြန် push ပြီးတော့ game ကို balance လုပ်လို့ရတယ်ဒါတော့ pick အရာပေါ့နော်ဒီကောင်လေးအထဲမှာမလုံသွားဘူးလို့ပါလို့အဲ့လိုမျိုးအနေထားရောက်သွားပွဲရသွားပြီတခါကျအသင်းတွေကအဲ့လိုလုံးလို့ရရတာနဲ့မလုံတာမျိုးရှိတယ်ကွာဒီကောင်လေးတော့မလုံတော့ပါဘူးနော်အဲ့လိုမျိုးပဲတွက်ရမှာပဲ အဲ့လို trade ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် trade ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် 8 minute agent first agent second tower တွေယူအနေနဲ့ပြန်ယူလို့ရလားဘယ်ဘရိုက်တာပါနေတယ်ဘရိုက်တာပါနေတော့အဲ့ trade တဲ့အချိန်မှာအမီးဆွဲခံရမှာဘယ်အန်ဒါသွားနိုင်လဲ
Make some noise for your grand finals! Team Spirit versus Falcons! Despite being the most dominant team of the previous year, Team Falcons fell short at the biggest events. Looking to fix past mistakes, Falcons have made quite the run in this year's EWC, first sweeping reigning TI champs Team Liquid, then being one of the most consistent teams in Tundra, but now, standing in their way, the two-time TI champs, Team Spirit.
Against too. I mean, these are guys who are looking to make history, win a second EWC to add to their two agencies, become perhaps the undisputed most dominant team of all time in the big clutch events. Their shadow looms large, and if you take a swing at the Kings, you better not miss, because this is the greatest comeback team of all time. Falcons have a very tough hill to climb here in this grand final. There's been few teams who have gone up against Spirit in a grand final and come out the better for it.
Oh, very few indeed. And if you're thinking you're going to take those 80-minute games against a Team Spirit team, I don't know, man. I just feel like these guys, they're too scary. It feels like this is going to be a matchup that Falcons are going to be relying on some earlier timings than what we've seen from them. I love that Amar, in a little bit of in-game chat, good luck, two-time TI winner.
And you know the response. Good luck, Fissure Playground champion from Team Spirit, which doesn't sound as great. I don't even think they won that tournament, but you know, what can you do? You got to play with what you got, and if
game 1 တော့မလွယ်ဘူး
that's a huge milestone for them.
ဟုတ်တယ် game 1 မလွယ်ဘူး
his home region.
Split ပိုကြိုက်တယ် game 1
We didn't win that. Maposhka, he corrected himself. He said, sorry, blast.
တာကြီးပဲတမ်ဘလာကို
We
ဒါ
didn't
မဲ့
win blast
ဝ
either.
င်ဖြတ်မဲ့ကောင်မပါဘူး
Playing with him or what?
စဉ်းစားကြည့်ပန်ဂိုလီးယား rolling တွေဘာတွေကလည်းတမ်ဘလာကိုဒါမဲ့ပေးလို့မရဘူးဘောက reflection နဲ့ ပကနာလည်းမလွယ်ဘူး
When it came down
ပကနာ
to the
safe
big
လို့တော့
event
ရတယ်
this
ဒါမဲ့
season,
ဒါမဲ့ပေးလို့မ
they
လွယ်ဘူး
weren't able to clutch it. And you're
ဒါဝဲ
facing
လို့တော့
against
ဒါမဲ့
the
နည်းနည်းဝင်
closest
ပေးလို့
team
ရတယ်
that
စစ်လဲပြီး
Dota
တော့
perhaps ever had.
အဲ့ဒါလည်း
A tough ask.
Gotta cut
That
it.
said, you want to be the best in the world. You want to bring home those big championships. You got to beat the best. If I'm Falcons, I see this as an opportunity. If you win,
အလဲက Godzilla ဟို liquid ကိုဆော်သွားတယ်လို့မျိုးသိရမလား BKB refresher on နဲ့တမ်ဘလာကိုလိုက်ခောက်နေပါရအောင်
အဲ့
ဒါလည်းဒီဘက်မှာက BKB ပြန်ထိန်းတဲ့ Brighter ပါတယ် Godzilla ကြီးကိုဖျက်ဆွဲထားရင်တိုင်းအပတ်
disbelievers here.
Godzilla ကိုဆွဲမယ်ပြီးရင် like ကန်အဲ့ supporter တွေကိုဝင်ကိုက်နေမှာ
all the what ifs in these big event finals, and maybe they can finally finish it off here. This should be a good series. I want this to go deep. Game 4, Game 5, give it all to us, because these should be some games that go deep and go late. I don't think either of these teams
ဒီမှန်ချီနေပြီ
have
ထင်
a
တယ်
preferred
ဂိမ်း
play
1 အကြိုက်
style
pause
that
နေ
is,
နော်တတိထားလိုက်
I'm
တော့
gonna the opponent over.
ဖဲကွန်နိုင်တော့မလားမသိဘူးဒီပစ်ဒီပစ်
I think it used to be for Falcons back
ဒီ
in
ပစ်
the
နဲ့
day
ဒီ
when
ပစ်
they
ကို
were
ဖဲကွန်
winning
နိုင်သွားရင်
games
တော့
on
အားလုံးတတိထားလိုက်တော့
But that shifted, right? They
Payment
become
receipt.
a little bit slower. They go still for that mid game. We've seen it this tournament time and time again. The triple BKB timings at the 30 to 40 minute mark.
in fact သွားဖဲ
End
ကွန်
the
ဝဲ
game
နိုင်မှာ
against
ပါ
Spirit, though, even if
အေး
you get
တွေ့လား
that
ကိုလိုမျိုးလူ
it's
နောက်တစ်ယောက်
been
ပေါ်လာ
really
ပြီ
tough
ဖဲကွန်
teams
နိုင်
to
မှာ
close
တဲ့
out against
တွေ့လား
both these teams. We've seen decent
ကိုလည်းဖဲ
comebacks
ကွန်
from
ကြိုက်နေ
Falcons as well. I mean, both teams
game
cannot
5 ဒီ
come
သွား
back in the
သွား
same
မ
game.
လားမသွားမလားတော့မသိ
Somebody has to fall.
ဒီ series ဝင်တာကတော့
And
ဖဲ
this
ကွန်
game
ဖြစ်
one
မယ်
could
ထင်တာ
decide
ပဲ
a lot of the momentum for the series because, of
ထင်သာ
course,
ထင်နေတာပါ
Gateway
game 1 draft ကတော့
has
ကွာနေတယ်
become
လောလောဆယ်
the
နော်
hero of
game
the
1 draft က
tournament in the eyes
split တာ
of
နေတယ်
Asia Prophet. You gave
အ
it
ကိ
the
စ္စကို
balance.
နည်းနည်းကြည့်ရမယ်
You dared them to take it. They scooped it up. You took Batrider instead. Decent hero around the map. You have some BKB players to lock him down, but this is just a terrifying hero to play against. The win rate is insane.
ဒီမှ receipt
And of course, we have a lot of games going on here. We were going to have 5 games of Dota, but we also had some matches of MLBB. The MLBB Women's Tournament just wrapped up. And congratulations to Team Vitality.
Vitality
Managed to
wow
win that one.
အပါ game နဲ့
Their key.
MLBB လား
Dota key soon to follow on that totem, right?
Yeah, somebody's key is going to get crushed, and somebody's key is going to be
ဟုတ်တယ်
put
mobile
up
legend
there on the
အဲ့
poster.
လေဖိုက်တယ်ကွာ
See, if Soxa had been in this grand final, they wouldn't have needed the crane.
That's true. That's true.
Just wheel the crane to the side. I'll just put it in there, nice and easy.
It's like grandmother telling her grandson to put the star on the top of the Christmas tree, you know?
Sometimes you are the Christmas tree.
Well, hopefully we're going to be able to get this grand finals underway very soon. We can talk about matchups, though. You say the hero of the tournament for you is perhaps Nature's Prophet. We'll see what the case is at the end of the finals. But what about player-wise? And we were discussing backstage, you know, the matchups between players. Which of the roles do you feel like is going to be most important?
I mean, it's really tough to pick in this matchup because both these teams have such star players on all the roles, but I'm looking between the two offlaners for me. Maybe I'm a little biased because I think offlaners kind of decide how
ဒီမှာ 3 ရိုက်ပြီးတဲ့တက် play ရသွားတယ်ငါးသာရတယ်အကျန်းလာ ਈ လား
looks like. But for me, Collapse has been at least my MVP of this
တတိယဆိုတာလည်းနဲတဲ့
He's absolutely
achievement မဟုတ်လေဟုတ်တယ်မ
when
လား
Spirit need him to.
မိုက်တာပဲ
Solid as Yatoro's
ကို
been,
မြန်မာ
as
မြန်မာ
solid as the rest of
mobile
the
legend
Spirit
squad
always
ကျန်း
are.
လာ ਈ လား
Collapse, I think, has looked incredibly good
Well played.
in the moments where you need someone to step up and win you that game and make that clutch play, right?
I mean, the man got, he stole not just one Aegis,
Yeah, he
but
stole two.
Come on.
Because he had 2 rings, so he's got to fill it up. On the flip side, if you're looking at Falcons, I think Malrina's had the standout tournament for them. Like, he's the player I'm looking at. Particularly that game yesterday where he got completely decimated on that Ember and then ends up being the highest damage in that game.
Yep.
That's insane. But I'm still looking strategically towards ATF to continue to step up and play his game. He's brought out all the signature heroes. He's made them threats. We saw a Mars ban in this game. That's because of him, right?
Yeah.
Mars is not a hero that has been at this meta, this event at all. That's his influence. He needs to find a way to continue to influence the draft, the bans, the pressure that is on Spirit, and make them respond to his heroes and his hero pool instead of the
liquid နဲ့တော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး Falcon နဲ့ Game 1 post တိုင်းအကြာကြီးဖြစ်ပြီးတဲ့နောက်မှာ
do not want to get
Falcon နိုင်သွားတယ်နော်
series and have some weak performances where Spirit can go,
အမိကြလားတော့မ
we'll
သိ
give you the Pango again. You know, we'll give you, maybe we'll let the Mars through or like put them on some weird hero, right? You have to put the threat in them early so that you get to play your game. And that's why I'm looking at these two offlaners to strategically set the tone here.
And I love that you went in that direction because it was the heroes I wanted to talk about first and foremost. I feel like
Read your mind.
When it comes to our offlaner players, incredibly good. But are they good on the heroes that they're playing right now? We've got some atypical heroes for both of them, right? A Collapse Lycan, that's out of left field. And a Mars Pango, frankly, there are better heroes for him. He's good Pango, but it's not the, you know, the Mars, Razor, etc., Timbersaw that we saw in the run-up to the finals in the first place.
I think they really wanted to get his Razor last there, as the panel was alluding to, and the Lycan pick just dissuaded it too much. There's too much single target control and backline jump in this game for the Razor to look good. Too much kiting mechanisms. You would have had to steamroll that lane like they did against Mickey, and there's a different team, different situation. They've seen that once before. That helps them be prepared for it. You were looking for AoE control. I think they would have gobbled up the Mars if it had not been banned. That was a very good ban by Spirit. Yeah, Pango's like your settle hero here. At the same time, like you said, for Spirit, Lycan is not the go-to. You can't blink, make a play with Lycan. Well, maybe he will. I don't know, but it is a hero that's very good for this game, and it is a hero that when you look at how he plays all these summons heroes, the two I go to are the Beastmaster and the Lycan. He played Visage a little bit, but that one was the odd one out for me in particular. And the offlane Furion was never a big thing. It hasn't been a big thing in the meta for some time. So I do think this is well within their wheelhouse, and he's very comfortable on it. But it does...
Let's go Falcon ကြားရမလားအမ Falcon ရဲ့ fan တွေ
playmaking in the late game.
နည်းနည်းတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးအုတ်တောင်းနေဒီကောင်တွေက
the chaotic ultra late game Dota where Spirit make those big
fan boost တွေပါရင်ပါမှာ buff တွေပါအပြင်ကနေလမ်းပြီးတော့
some crazy RP and drag you back in this game despite a net worth deficit. It's a hero that generally wants to get ahead, have the net worth advantage, and pummel the backline supports with the early helm, with the early nullifier. Just eliminate heroes from the team fight, get a numbers advantage, and steamroll that way. You do lose a bit of that comeback playmaking that Spirit.
How many times would you say Collapse has played Lycan in a professional match?
Your back leader ယူလာတာ
10 or less, probably 8.
Yeah, you would be pretty much on the money there. He's played it 10 times for this match. Now, he has only lost with it once.
Really? He is 9-1?
He is 9-1.
Well, he should be playing it more than that's all I'm learning.
Maybe this is going to be a signature hero
for
Collapse by the time this finals is done.
What is happening bottom? Maureen is killing bottom wave with an early trample while this fight is going on.
He's going to get the fast level 2. Dude, that's so unfair. It's bad enough when you give up like first blood or extra bounty runes in this 1v1 mid matchup.
No, they're just putting ATF mid. This is completely out of left field. There is no way Spirit expect this. This is the kind of strat you pull off in a grand final. You scrim with it.
ဒီကောင်အကွက်ပဲဒါဒီကောင်အပိုင်ဆုံးကွက်အလဲမှာမထိမ့်မဲနဲ့ပတ်ရှောင်ပြီးထိန်းနေကွက်
Laurel knows about this. Is he actually going to cut another wave?
Wait, what?
Bat Rider Courier.
ပန်ကိုကအလဲမှာနော်
steal this one.
Is he? Oh.
This is just mega confusing right now if you're Spirit. He killed bottom wave. He's killing the mid wave. I guess Crit's plan is pull the next bottom wave, but he might die for that. Yatoro was ready for it.
အလဲမှာဟိုရောက်နေတယ်ရော ADF ကအလဲရောက်နေဘာလုံးလို့အဲ့ဒါ
Put it under the tower. Send the Pango bottom now? You just bypass the early waves for the Queen of Pain primal matchup, which was the hardest part here.
Yeah.
And you got ATF a free wave as well. He doesn't have to play into the TA level 1. This is really smart if you get away with it.
Is he going to continue to back lane here? Does he want to keep this going? He is, yeah. He's going to charge through, pull the creep wave. Laurel can't chase after him, can't punish him because he's got his own wave to deal with.
This is pretty sick, to be honest. I mean, this is...
Radiant's middle tower is
outcome, and it's just going to throw Spirit off in this game. Like, they're just not sure what's really happening right now. The upside for Spirit is they did control a little bit here. It's not going to fully...
Mary နောက်ထပ်တစ်ခေါက်ထပ်လှုပ်လို့မရအောင်ဒီကောင်
Of course, Laurel is going to free farm.
တကယ်ကောင်းတယ်
I say that he is
free ကိုမစားဘဲနဲ့တောက်လျှောက် second tower ရှေ့နားမှာလာခေါ်လိုက်တယ်ခေါ်လိုက်တော့အဲ့မှာ timing ကတစ်ခုအောက်သွား Mary တောက်လျှောက်အဲ့နေရာမှာ liquid ကိုလောက်သွားတော့လို့လုံးလို့မရတော့
100%.
တကယ်ကောင်း
I guess the question is like how much did Amar
ဒီကောင်လေးအဖြေရှာထားတာကွာနော်အဖြေရှာထားလို့လည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုး
mid
ပေးရတာ
but then he has to make the
ဟာ
rotation.
ကာရီယာတေသွားပြီ
There goes
ဘော
the
တယ်
bottle.
ပါတယ်
He
အေး
might have to TP. He's actually going to TP all the way back to base here where he's got his own bottle that is coming back on the courier, so he gets there before the courier does.
I mean, normally a huge loss for Laurel, but to be honest, he has full resources because he hasn't had to do anything to anybody in lane. So
That's true.
It's not as if he needs the bottle, but that's a big courier snipe, more gold. I mean, the net worth of the CS is looking great for this Primal Beast in a matchup that otherwise was going to be really difficult.
ဒါတို့ကြီးကမနေ့ကမွတ်ထနေတာ
As you said, the other downside though is you stole a wave from this off lane.
ဒီဘက်ယာတိုရိုဟီရိုကတော့
Tango, so XP wise, it
လူ
actually
ကထိလို့ရမယ်အနေထားမဟုတ်အစာပိုင်းမှာ
very interesting switch up.
Who suffered was, I guess, the Dark Willow. There was a wave that she just didn't even get to participate in any way.
Yes, that's who the wave got stolen from.
And
is
then
the shared XP. But do you really care about that? You care more about these core matchups, getting these melee heroes out of the lane against the double ranged.
And did Amar miss anything on his rotation back to lane? Right.
Don't think so.
But then the Dark Willow would have covered that.
Yeah, that wave got delayed. Interesting tech. Puts Falcons up in a nice spot here.
I mean, that feels like some AUI 2000 bullshit, you know?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you where he got that from. That's an old Eternal Envy.
There you go.
That feels like an old Envy maneuver right there. Never worked for us, but it's working here, so. Good to see it lives on as lanes looking good for Falcons now after all this maneuvering. You have a free farm Nature's Prophet. This Primal is high resources because he came out of the base, remet the wave, still has some bottle charges. Not a great feeling for Laurel. Like, he didn't get this vacuum one-on-one to abuse the melee hero. Even if you're going to continue to put the pressure on the Primal Beast here, you can't help but feel like you missed your window to take him out of the game. And that is what Malrine does in these bad matchups. We've seen it time and time again. He's very creative.
Dire's turret has been killed.
Still going to be a rough lane for Amar, I think. Yeah, nice double shield crash, but it's still a Templar assassin who has been a really tough hero to combat in the laning phase. Swashbuckle away.
Good enough, I guess, with the full wand charge.
Yeah, massive creep wave pushing in, so he's good for now.
ဘယ်မှာစားတယ်မ40ကာပလိုက်ပြီ40ကာပလိုက်ပြီ
He's going to have this wave following him for a while.
Could steal another.
I mean, come on. Oh, the courier! Yatoro!
Another good courier snipe. Can't take this
the
bottom
Primal
lane,
Beast gank my courier.
အဲ့ကောင်ယူဘာမှလည်းသွားလို့မရ
though.
ဘူး
It's just some troll action right here.
He's got a lot of stick charges and Lotus. So Maposhka, okay, well, with the teleport coming in from Skeeter, there's no way to do that.
အိုးဖပ်လက်မရပါဘူး
Actually does get the neutral
natural
boost
crit
now.
တော့သွားတာ okay
Dude, nothing against Team Spirit's free. Like, every time you think you get something, I guess other than the couriers, they always make you work for it.
Yeah.
Nature Prophet ဆင်းလာပြီးတော့ကေးမရဘူးတဲ့အတန်တော်ဦးပါသေးတာအာယာတိုရိုသေးပြီ
Now Yatoro's being left alone, and Skeeter stuck around. It's a 1v3, and they're going to kill him underneath the tower. And what's even worse is Yatoro. He was definitely done for. Malrine was willing to make the full rotation across. Pre-level 6, run back to the top lane, though. Skeeter teleports up to top, is not able to help snaking in time. So the normal quote-unquote lane is this top lane, which collapsed.
တော့ကလင်းကိုမထိန်တာကြီး
Is free
ဟုတ်မင်းမဘာကြီးပဲလာလာလိမ့်မထိန်ဘူးတဲ့
I mean, that's the thing.
Face
This
လို့
game
ရ
is
သွား
still
ပြီ
very even
39
because
កောင်စားတာ
Falcons are getting more out of these
ကဲ
little
ပဲ
groups, but a lot of these cores for Spirit are still just free farming empty lanes in the case of Laurel or collapse top.
Now Snaking's taken over the mid lane, and Malrine is done laning.
It's the future of Dota. You have a jungle hero.
He's going to come back for the power rune. But Maposhka is already here, so Malrine is just going to have to give way. If it's top, it'll be grabbed by Rue.
I mean, you can do this with the Primal. There's not a lot of heroes that can just skip the laning phase entirely. This is one of them. I'll tell you, there's a lot of mid players who would be very frustrated at this right now. How dare you skip the lane against me?
ပြရတော့စကီတာတဲ့ prophet ကြီးရတယ်ဆော့တာပေးလားလို့တဲ့
Oh man, it's such a Malrine
အေး
thing
တကောင်
too,
က
considering
ဒီကအဖြန်းနေ
he
ပို့
has
လိုက်တယ်
taken some of
စ
like
ကီ
the
တာအဲ့လို
worst
ဆောင်း
1v1
ဖမ်းပြီးတော့
matchups this year.
အိုက်တန်တွေထွက်ပြီးကျုံသွားတဲ့ကောင်မျိုးနဲ့တိတ်မလိုက်ဘူး
Monkey Kings
အဲ
versus
ဒါမျိုး hero ဆိုရင်ဒါ
Malrine.
fan ပြီးတော့အိုက်တန်နဲ့ကျုံသွားတဲ့ hero တွေမှာပါတယ်
Absolutely owned it here in the early game, and now he's level 6. He's got.
Fan
Basics.
နိုင်ရ
He's looking for the Lycan.
Rue
top, but
ပျောက်သွားအောင်
Collapse sniffs this move out. Not going to work for the Primal.
အခုနေ့ကဆော့တာတော့နည်းနည်းမဆိုးပါဘူးနေ့ကဆော့သွား
It is
ဒီကောင်
ATF who's continuing
ဗတယ်လာလာ
to
ချ
suffer a
ပြီး
little
တယ်
bit here in terms
နောက်
of
ပြီး
the
ဖန်လေး
experience.
နည်းနည်းဖန်နိုင်တယ်ကွာ
Honestly, might even just give him the
Oh,
wisdom
we're
shot.
beyond that.
They're probably debating it, but Crit was pretty sacrificial in this as well. They'll go to the Pango as well. It's actually lower level than the Pug.
9 မိနစ်တော့ရောက်လာပြီ။collapse ကတော့ Dominator ဘာညာနဲ့ဘယ်တော့မှတိုင်နေပြေးကြိုင်မလဲမသိဘူး။အဲ့ဒါရှာမန်နဲ့ပေါင်းမှရမှာဒီကောင်လေး။ရှာမန်အပေါ်လမ်းမှာခံပြီးပေးမှရမှာ။ ဒီချာ profile တက် Tower U
continuing to do some stacks here as Falcons dodge this Queen of Pain matchup, put the Pugna back there.
I mean, if you're not getting killed in lanes, this is so much more efficient.
ပြည့်ကြီးကောင်ထိန်ကောင်းမလား
Creep swing. This
။ duration over caution ပဲဒီဘက် duration under ကြိုက်တာ။အော်အလဲကိုလာကြိုက်ပြီ။အလဲကိုလာကြိုက်ပြီခွေးနှကောင်နဲ့ဟိုဟာနဲ့ Dominator နဲ့အပေါ်မလို့အလဲကိုအရင်ဖွင့်မှာ။
He does 100 gold.
အသေးဝိုင်းရင်တော့ဒီကောင်နောက်ထပ်ခွေးနှကောင်နဲ့ Dominator အကောင်တစ်ကောင်ထပ်လွတ်လောက်တယ်မစ်ကို
3 net worth off of the extra couriers.
မစ်ကိုအရင်ဖွင့်လိုက်ရင်တော့မဆိုး
Spirit simply don't really have like
နောက်ဝကြီးကြည့်လိုက်တော့ Falcon ဘက်အကောင်တွေကြီးပဲကွာနောက်ဝက တော့ 1 2 3 3ကောင်လုံးက Falcon ကြီးပဲ
I could have led into a bramble and some hefty damage, but
Sprit ကစောင်းရင်းနဲ့ဟိုနောက်ဝတွေကကွာတယ်ဘယ်လိုဖြစ်တာ
into the dark willow fall of this game.
Pugna
does not offer you a lot in terms of
ဒီကြတော့ပဲ3600 3500ပန်ကို
because the range on this
ဟိုလိမ့်မနေတဲ့တောင်းရင်းသားလေးက3400
Of course, you have Rolling Thunder to go in these fights as well. Like,
Show
some
me
nice
out, no?
control
Quite
mechanisms for Falcons, and they've gotten out of this laning phase. They're definitely going to be able to use them. Whereas if you're Spirit, I mean,
Sprit ကလည်းသူတို့တကယ်တိုင်မင်က Dominator အကြီးกว่าတဲ့ Dominator အကြီးရမှာဖတ်စာဝါကိုက် Roshan K တကန်တာဝါ push
the more they cooldown in exchange for kills.
တော့တွေကတော့ငင်းချက်သားကောင်းနေ Sprit ကပုံမှန်ဆိုရင် level 6ရောက်ရင်ရောက်တယ်လို့ Hero K တကောင်လောက်တော့တိုက်ရမှာနော်လိုက်ကန်လို့ပါတော့က
scary though. Like Skeeter's just in the jungle.
တင်မလားရှာမန်တကောင်ဖမ်းပေးလိုက်လိုက်ကန်ပြေးကြိုက်ဒါမျိုးတွေကလုံးတင်တယ်
The Furion can TP.
အခုတော့သူကစောင်းရမ်းကိုငြိမ်နေတာကွာ
A Wrath of Nature comes through, you get pulled.
ပုံမှန်ထက်ပိုငြိမ်နေတယ်ကွာပြောချင်တာ
Need information to make these.
ဖောင်ပြောင်းတာလေးကူတောင်းဖြစ်ရင်ပြန်ဖမ်းပေါင်တစ်ခါပြည့်တစ်ကောင်ပြေးတက်အဲ့လိုမျိုးလောက်ကမှာပုံမှန်ဆိုရင်
Deal with this.
စပူတာရစပူတာကွာပြေးတက်တင်
Not going to catch him initially.
အဲ့တော့အဝိုင်းခံရပြီဒီဘက်မှာ
Teleport coming in from Skeeter. Everybody wants to join in on this kill on Rue.
ပုံမှန်တာဝါ
Cooking in this early game.
တက်မကုတ်ရဲဘူးကွာဒီကောင်လက်
It's a lot of experience for this Pugna because of all the lane swapping. Like this guy's already 6. We saw how much snaking has been able to do on this hero.
duration under ကြိုက်တယ်လို့
Toro with the
duration under ကြိုက်တယ် over မကြိုက်ဘူး under ကြိုက်တယ်
Toro doing a good job dodging the brambles. Cannot dodge.
under 43လို့ပါတော့
Maureen's actually going to back out. The first sight of Laurel teleporting in. Full retreat from Falcons. Not going to get far enough
အို
away
း
on
ချုပ်ခံလိုက်ရ
Amargo
ပြီ
as he gets hit by Maposhka. Gets off the shield. No, he doesn't get off the shield.
Nice little flame break there.
Yeah, good timing on that.
အဲ့ကောင် game 1 2.9 ပေးနေတယ်
It's a TA under the tower, but that refraction blocked the Wrath of Nature. Pull a lot of your global damage out of that play. We'll get some more creeps up here. Collapse his helm, not doing a lot for him.
Creep just keeps on dying. But Falcons running around looking for kills and not finding them.
ဟိုကောင်ကြီးရရမှာနော် call of
They
duty
wanted to get the kills off so you can get this tower. Instead, this tier 1 bot
လိုက်ကန်လည်းဘာမှသွားမလုပ်ပါလား
continues
ဒီ
to
ကောင်
stand
လေး
out here.
အဲ့လောက်ငြိမ်နေတဲ့ Sprit ကိုသွားပြီးတော့မနှောက်ရှက်ဘူးဗျာ
Entrenched, right? The Templar assassin gets level 6. She starts laying out all these traps.
တဝဲလို့ရဲ့
Lycan, I mean,
Pagana
he's
is
literally
smoke.
gonna take this tower.
ဘာမို့လဲ
and then he's
primary
free
ရဲ့
to
တဝဲ
start
လို့ရဲ့
making
smoke
rotations.
HR profit ဆင်း
Another move like
Again,
that for
talo yare.
Falcons, even if it succeeds, maybe you lose mid to the Lycan.
They lost net worth off that play. It's a result of the Lycan just free farming top. Queen of Pain getting involved, whereas the Pango dies, of course, helps, but Collapse is chilling up here. Not a lot of pressure going into him. She's going to have a very fast helm, and you got to think about the objective taking here between the Lycan and the TA. Like, it's scary if it ramps up pretty fast here. It's a lot of physical damage with the minus armor synergy. You can easily go into the Roshan. You can easily flank these tier 1s that are still up and get a good fight out of them. And if you're not prepared, your supports
အဲ့ဝါ
are
တွေက
just
ပြန်
gonna
တက်
be
သွားပြီကွာအောက်ကဆော့ဆော့ကပန်ကိုးတစ်ကောင်ရလိုက်တာအစတမ်ဘလာထိတ်ဆုံးပြန်ဖြစ်သွားပြီယာတိုရို is ယာတိုရိုပါပဲ
get some information on the
စ
map.
တော့1 2 3က Falcon ကအခုတော့1 2 3က Sprit ဖြစ်သွားပြီ
Like,
ဟို
you
က
come here and
နော်
kill him, yeah, you'll
ခ
kill
ဏ
him,
လေး
but
အတွင်းမှာ
just get
ပြောင်းထ
physically
ပါ
out of this level 4 blast right now.
It's pretty difficult to kill him since he's such a high level and he's got that drain.
sneaking ကတော့မင်းမှာလာပြီးတော့တာဝါလာဖောက်နေ
Team
စပြီ
Spirit,
Trying to trade out top.
yeah. They simply do not have an answer to this. Kill the creep wave where they can, but snaking just keep going to work.
Could we bring Yatoro in here?
ယာတိုရိုက level 11နဲ့ဟိအောင်ကြီး
These traps would make it a lot more
စတက်အု
annoying.
ပ်စားလိုက်တာထင်တယ်ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီကောင်လေးလည်းစတက်အုပ်တွေများတယ်ကွာ
The Queen of Pain. Another
Asian
tower
stay,
coming
the
out as
bet-
well. Really important.
အသေးကန်စတက်ဒီကောင် 4 ယောက်လောက်စီစားလိုက်ရတယ်ထင်တယ် level 11ရတော်များတယ်ကွာ သူအများဆုံးပြောလို့ရဒီဘက်မှာ Marine level 8 Nature Prophet level ဘယ်လောက်လဲမသိဘူး level 2กว่าသွားပြီ Templar ကြီးနဲ့ပန်ကိုက level 9ပဲရှိသေးတယ်
Like the haste is insane on this hero.
နှစ်ဆင့်လောက်ကိုအဲ့လိုကွာနေ
Even the invis just running around the map, set up some play can be good. Meanwhile, Rue, he's been sitting down here for at least 3 or 4 minutes now on this bat. No one is contesting him.
Finally, the punish comes in, snaking.
By
3 heroes of Team Spirit, and with the Gig Award, they will be the ones to take the mid tower first.
ရာတူရူပဲစားရတယ်ဗျာပတ်စံနေဟီရိုကေလေးရာတူရူပဲရတယ်တာဝါလည်းရာတူရူပဲရသွားတယ် Okay
I will blast.
အဲ့မှာလိုက်ကန်ကြီးကဒေါ်မီတာအကြီးနဲ့ရိုရှန်ကေးတော်မှာတောင်းဆောမှာနော်ရိုရှန်ကေးကအဲ့လိုရိုရှန်ကေးမကင်းဒီကောင်တွေအောက်လန်းဖက်ဆာဝါလာယူလောက်တယ်
They're feeling a lot.
သူတို့တိုင်မင်လာတော့မှာအဲ့ကြောင့် duration under ကြိုက်တာအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ဒီကောင်တွေတိုင်မင်မှာရိုရှန်ရောတာဝါရောဆိုတာမိနစ်20အတွင်းအကုန်ပျောက်လောက်တယ်စကန်တာဝါတွေနှစ်တိုင်လောက်မိနစ်20အတွင်းကျွတ်လောက်တယ်ရိုရှန်အပါဝင်နော်ဒီကောင်တွေတိုင်မင်အဲ့လောက်စွမ်းတယ်
Done a little jungling on top of it.
အဲ့ဒီဘွဲ duration over ထည့်မိရင်တော့မျက်ရည်နဲ့ကြည့်ရအောင်
He says you put TA traps mid lane to
ဆက်ဖန်နေတော့မဲရောက်လိုက်ကန်နည်းတော့ထူးဆန်းနေပြီလိုက်ကန်ကတော့ဖောင်ပြောင်းတာမတွေ့သေးဘူးနော်
You had Pudge. You just hook him.
Seriously.
ရန်ကြီးကိုငြိမ်နေတာကြီး
Fun watching the Pudge from earlier today. With the diffuser plate done, Amar is a bigger threat. Seemingly not enough to go after Rue underneath his tower.
အော်စမဝိုင်းပြောလို့လိုက်ကန်နဲ့ရှမန်နဲ့အတွဲလိုက်လေးစမုတ်သွားပြီဒါပေမဲ့စမုတ်တာလိုက်ကန်လိုက်မလာဘူး
They don't know where some of these heroes are on the map. A smoke came.
လိုက်ကန်မလိုက်ဘူးသူ့ရဲ့ Queen နှကောင်ရဲ့ Black Dragon ရဲ့ပဲထည့်ပေးလိုက်တာဘာကြီးလုံးနေကြစပရစ်ကောင်
Yeah, they're trying to Maposhka.
တိုင်မင်းကစတင်နေပြီနော်
Dragon and his wolves.
ပန်းနေတော့
Significant amount of damage. He's gonna find Skeeter.
He's gonna get him.
Oh, this works. It's just.
သေလေဟဲ့
Yeah, put the fire on him.
လူတော်မလို့ကွာ သေတယ်
The dragon's actually the
Queen နှကောင်နဲ့ Black Dragon ရှမန်လို့မလို့နော်စောင်းမိုက်တယ်
We've seen the rise of this, right?
အဲ့ကြောင့်စမုတ်ထဲမှာပါပြီဒီကောင်ဘာလို့နေခဲ့တာလဲဗောပိုင်နေဒမ်းမစ်ကတွက်ပြီးသားအဲ့အောင်နဲ့သေတယ်တဲ့ဘော်ဒီလာတို့ပန်ကူတို့ကလွဲလို့တဲ့ကြိုက်တဲ့ကောင်မိတယ်သေတယ်လို့ပါငါအောက်မှာပကနာ
So didn't even get that one.
ပြောတယ်ဗျာ
It did mean he had to take a range creep
ဒါတို့ကညံကောင်း
in order to stop them from
Five lane နဲ့ရအောင်ပြစ်သွားတယ် degree finder ကို
from collapse.
I mean, super good use of this Lycan. He's jungling the whole time, just pops ult, gets the creeps in there. You get a Furion kill with a solo smoke shaman. You get the Pug to kill bottom with the Bat Rider, who's still been down here, by the way. Falcons have not made a move to kick these heroes out of the safe lane.
Why spray ကြရတယ်ဘလူးမေးအကန်စင်ဘလူး carry တွေကောင်တာရင်ထုတ်ကြရလေ Why spray ကကြတော့ carry တို့ဘာလို့ကောင်တာရထုတ်ရတဲ့ supporter တွေကိုကောင်တာရင်ထုတ်
showing on map. He's doing the Lycan thing where he's just hitting neutrals and he's controlling his wolves.
position အပြတ်ခံလို့မရတဲ့ supporter တွေပါလာရင် Why spray က
he has the pack leader facet.
ပြီးမင်းမှာဆိုရင်ပတ်တို့ဘာတို့နိုင်တယ်ကွာပတ်တို့ဘာတို့ကန်ဆာပေးတယ်ဗောနော်သူ့ရဲ့အပြာကြောင့်ဆိုင်းလန့်အဲ့လိုပတ်တို့ဘာတို့လို့ကောင်မခံနိုင်ဘူးနှစ်ခေါက်ဟိုဟာပါတော့
The other half of Collapse is still with Maposhka, and they're trying to cheat themselves in early Roshan.
ဘာ carry ထဲမှာတော့ကောင်တာရဆိုပြီးအဲ့လောက်တော့တိတ်တော့မရှိဘူးအကုန်လုံးဆော့လို့ရ
nice plays with the backup of these summons. He's a nice 1-2 punch around the map. You get a carry kill into a Roche kill. Falcons just not expecting it. They will finally get that tier 1 bottom.
အဲ့မှာ16မိနစ် Roshan တန်ခါတာဝါရီလာတော့မှာ
But he's super early Aegis.
A nasty surprise, a Queen of Pain with an Aegis at 16 minutes.
It almost reminds me of how people used to play with the Grimstroke Lycan combo, where you ink swell the wolf in, and all of a sudden these summons were a lot stronger. Only you're putting him behind a shaman with a shackle that normally doesn't have a lot of damage behind it. Well, guess what? Now there's a Lycan with Howl and an ancient black dragon beaten into you.
It's so sick
damage.
That in the best of 5 between these two teams, we have both of them bringing out some obscure strategies that we really just do not see hardly ever.
You need finesse to win a championship.
ကေးလဲဟုတ်တယ်အန်ဒါမှာကေးအန်ဒါ duration အန်ဒါအဲ့လိုဖြစ်ဖို့များတယ်အေးတွေ့ပြီဟာ
Spirit going back into this ward.
ဟိုး
Exactly what the
အောင်ပြောင်းလိုက်ပြီ
Lycan
သုံးနေဝေးသုံးလို့မရဘူးဘေးနားမှာတိုင်နေနော်ဒါမှလည်းသုံးနေဟာ
It's over to Maul Maureen, and Maureen, he's stuck in the middle of this. He does what damage he can. They're throughout the
How mà healing ông mà lâu bu lại gần cây đã. Rolling ta nào là vì.
It hits on the collapse once, collapse on the run. So he
Ah,
goes to
agent
wall,
it.
but of course he has the
Templar
agent.
out là
He's
vì.
coming back soon. That's why Skeeter, he just teleports away. Falcons are on the run. Laurel's going to jump after them. Jumps right into the Pugna though, and staking with a great response. Not able to kill Laurel.
အမပြန်လဲပြီးချတာနော်တမ်ပလာကြီးရှိနေအောင်သူပြန်ရောက်လာတယ်တေးဖို့များသွားပြီအဲ့လိုသူကမဟုတ် Fury နဲ့ပြန်လာပြီက Okay
He's going to start swinging at Yatoro. Amara and Crit managed to play the distance, get away from Yatoro.
လွတ်သွားသေးစကီတာကြီးကပေါ်တယ်မရှိဘူးတယ်လီပေါ်တေးမရှိဘူးတေးသွားပြီစကီတာ
Skeeter behind. They just
Hey,
hope
wala,
that
vi.
Skeeter's going to be able to make it through the game, but Poshka from the cliffside will catch him.
အမှန်တကယ် ADF တေးရမှာဒီဘက်တည်းကစကီတာကြီးကဘာဆင်းလာလောက်တာတော့လို့
Collapse has been on.
ပေါ်တယ်နဲ့အိမ်ပြန်ပြီးတော့မှ teleportation နဲ့ပြန်ရောက်လာသူ့မှာထွက်เสียဘာမှမရှိတော့အဲ့တိုင်းရှော့ွာ
for Skeeter here. Teeping into that.
ပြန်မလာသင့်ဘူးတမ်ပလာကိုသူတို့ဒီချိန်မှာဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရ
out of it. These are costly deaths for the Furion in the early game. This is the fastest farming hero in Dota right now. Take him off the map, you limit that GPM. And those are Deso charges for Yatoro. It's going to start adding up here. He is so high level. He's already level 16.
တေးပြန်ပြီ
Again on the shield crash.
အို
That
း
force
ကန်ကောင်းသွား
movement of flame break almost killing Amar. Maposhka. He tries the long range blood grenade.
ထိတော့ထိသွားတယ်ကွာမသိဘူး
He did actually land it on him, but it's not going to do enough damage still though.
If he had gotten him with that, that would have been insane. This is still a blistering pace now that Yatoro's gotten involved. Like, these fights are going to start to pick up for Team Spirit, and you do not want to fall behind against this Templar Assassin. You're going to lose so much map control against the traps plus the Lycan Wolves. You need an early
Newly
jump
fire
if
တဲ့
you're
18မိနစ်
Falcons.
ကို
That's what it feels
အေးပါ
like.
ကွာ
And your supports are also
ကော်လေကြီးက time fan တွေကအကြောင်းမဲ့မဟုတ်ဘူးကွာဒီကောင်ပက်ကနာကိုအသေးလုံးတော့မှာ
That gem is going to be really important.
Well, you say
နော်ဒိုမီတာအကြီးအခု Newly fire နဲ့ပက်ကနာတိုင်ပတ်သွားပြီ
that kind
Like in
is all
target
that
the
happens
Templar
here,
target
though,
you
by
say နိုင်
3K,
ဖို့
but
ဆိုတာ
the
ကြီးကဘ
Templar
လို့မှမဖြစ်နိုင်
assassin
တော့
specifically
တော့အပီးရိုက်တာရအောင်အေး separate ကအပြောင်းမယ်အပြောင်းရှင်းတိုက်ကွက်ပဲ
Well, the Shadow Realm goes off. Glimmer Cape teleport away.
No detection.
He's good. He's
That's
good.
လည်းမပါဘူး wow
No detection.
okay အခုမှစတွန်းတာတော့ Newly fire ရပြီ ready ပြီဆိုမှစတွန်းတာအဲ့တာဝါပြီးသွားပြီ
Adds up quickly. That
ဝေးတိုင်းမှာထောင်းတယ်
for the Lycan
အ
as
ကန်
well.
တာဝါကျွတ်
Talk about the damage ramping up. I mean, Desolator with this Giga Ward, it's not just the hero damage, but the tower damage they can put out.
The push comes really quick with this lineup. You do not want to give bad kills away on this map.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Need to get to the primal BKB here and try and take a good timing fight with that going into that second Roche spawn. That's the period of the game where you're going to be able to turn it. You can definitely look for some early kills now as well. All the ults are available for Spirit outside of that ward.
Trying to catch Laurel, but he is way too wily for them.
Another move, Spirit. Just read.
တင်းနဲ့ဝေါကတော့မပြတ်ဘူး
Maureen
ပေကွာကောင်တွေလည်း
is
ဖမ်း
gonna
တာကောင်း
sit in front of this mid-tier 2, hoping maybe he can get some initiation. Speed along this BKB, but as it is, it's being slowed down by the lack of kills for Falcons.
And Spirit are just going to continue taking objectives straight into Tormentor. 20 minutes.
ဟာ
No contest.
ဟိုလဲစကောင်နဲ့ယူရသွားအေး
Easy
ပါ
with
ကွာ
the single
ဂျာတူ
target
နဲ့နှ
burst
ကောင်နဲ့
from
ယူ
Shark
သွား
and Bat Rider.
အိမ်မှာတော့တေးပြီတကောင် hest တကောင်ချုပ်တယ်
It's taking so long to just get
Team
this
up, Bobby.
kill. It hardly
အတန်းနဲ့လေ
feels
တ
worth
ကောင်
it.
အလဲဟိုဘက်လှုပ်ဖို့အတွက်
Heroes
တော်မန်တာကို
are
လာ
smoking
ယူလို့မရ
a lot
လိုက်
of
ဘူး
time, all just to kill
ကောင်းတယ်
Maposhka.
အာကြီး
Does
Free
swing
Tormentor.
some of these heroes
Now what
bottom
2K
for
free
Spirit,
ya?
which is where the good vision is for Falcons right now. So they don't mind if Spirit linger down here. Lets them set up plays. They're trying to do
နှစ်ဖက်
exactly
လုံးက
that.
ဆော့တာတွေကလုံးဝ
He is
next
on the
level
primal.
အေး
The momentum going.
He got
တိတော့
scouted
တိ
on
တယ်
that
မိ
section.
ကနေအောက်
Yeah,
အောက်ဖက်
more
ပြေးဆင်းလာတာ
centuries
မ
on
သိ
the
တရားလဲ
ground
အကြောင်းတော့မရှိဘူးကွာဒီကောင်
Once more Spirit.
ရှောင်သွားတာလေအလှအဲ့တော့လိုက်ကန်ဘာလုပ်နေတာဟာရလိုက်ကန်အနောက်ထဲမှာအဲတေတော့မှာပဲအဲ့နေရာကြီးဆောင်းအနေများတယ်နော်
Dragon right now, he did not get caught down here.
အဲ့အနေတော်များတာသွားနေတော့မိသွားတယ်လို့ပါလို့ဆိုတေအောင်မယ်
Look at the sword. They have one on. Oh, never mind. Skeeter's already teleporting out.
Yeah, he wants the dragon. See if there's a resummon here, and there will be.
Collapse is already on an ancient camp. He's got a nullifier, by the way, and is working towards an AC.
အစော့လဲ
This
ရ
is
အောင်
going to
မယ်
be a very
တော့
hard
တစ်ချက်တည်းနဲ့ပွဲပြီးရိုက်မှလားမသိဘူး
AC just makes this
ဒီ
lineup
switch ကိုကြည့်ရတာ
go insane.
တော့တစ်ချက်ပဲအဲ့လို second Roshan မှာ
Armor
တစ်ချက်
fast enough in this game for
အေး
Falcons.
ဆောင်မယ်ထင်တယ်မဂါနလန်းလောက်
Find some pickoffs here, and the pickoffs are coming towards you. They're looking
တော့
for
ဆော့တာ
Amar.
အရန်ငြိမ်လို့နေ ပြီးသွားပြီ
Crit has to respond here. Can he save Amar with the
အော်
clever cake? Not good enough. Way
အဲ့
too
Hurricane
much
ပိုင်
damage from
free
Yotaro.
5ချက်ပြစ်လို့ရအောင်လို့
Hurricane
လုတ်လိုက်တာ
five
ကောင်းနေရော
shots
အေး
coming his way. That's way
ဒီရှင်ရလည်းကာပြီးလို့မရဘူး
Hero
နေချာ
both
profile
up,
မရှိ
but
ဘူး
you
ဖြစ်
don't have the same pickoff threat here.
wow
Even with the same amount of
တ
heroes.
ချက်ပဲဝင်လုတ်တာ22မိနစ်နောက် 5 ကြီးတာသွားပြီ second age ဆိုရင်တော့နော်ပွဲကပြီးသွားမလားမသိဘူးပဲကွန်တစ်ခုလုံနိုင်မှရတော့မယ်
Two-man kill squad coming
Oh.
in. Maposhka and Laurel with the blink dagger early.
Oh.
What interference!
တော့ခရီကဖဲကို9000ပေးထားတယ်တင်တယ်
Maposhka, so it's the fight position of
9000တကယ်ပေးထားတာ
because of neutrals.
Dak Croker destroyed them. Man, the sixth player for Falcons coming out big here. Snakey, he looks impressed with that. It's like, good job, Croker.
Collapse is playing with neutrals, but the neutrals are playing with Maposhka.
ဒီအိုင်သူစားတယ်သူပြင်းများစားတယ်ဆရာကြီး
Every
တွေက
player's had this happening.
T split လား
It's like, why don't you stun the other guy?
T split ကအတီးစော်နေတာပွဲသေးတွေကိုအများနဲ့ရှော့ပွဲကြီးကြမှာထထလုံတယ်
That was a funny game, man. Whoa. Skeeter just teleport. Yeah, he teleported right on top of Collapse.
You're not winning that fight.
That's not
Oh,
the
that's
place
a
he
real
wanted to be.
machine.
Fortunately for him, Lasso wasn't up yet. I'm not sure what information he had on the map, but teleporting into the enemy ancients there.
I think he's just trying to farm it, honestly. I don't think he was looking.
No, I think so too. It's just,
The wolf's waiting for you.
yeah.
Still.
9000စားကွာမြေုံထဲပါရောက်
Can get a one team fight into that Roshan.
ပဲကအပြင်မှာပါ9000စားတွေခေါ်ရမှာမဟုတ်ဂိမ်းထဲမှာပါထည့်တာဟလားတော့ခရီကိုပတ်စံပေးတာရှုပ်လို့ဟင်းအောင်လိုဆိုစပယ်လေး3ပေးပါအောင်လို့ပါ
Roche spawn.
တိတ်လည်းမတိတာစီနဲ့တဲ့အဲလေ
It looks like Rue
ရုပ်ပေါက်တယ်ကွာ
may be the target here.
တွေ့ပြီ
Okay,
ဒါ
they
ရှာမန်
spot
ကြီးကို
Maposhka.
အဲ့လိုကြီးဝင်လောက်တာနော်ရှာမန်
Smoke nets them.
ချိန်ကြ
Another
တယ်
support tower.
ချိန်ကြတယ်ပြီးရင် position တွေပေါ်သွားပြီသွားပြီ
Not
ဆက်
that
ချ
big
လို့မရ
for him,
တော့
though.
Yeah.
Just 30-second death timer. I mean,
တမ်ဘလာပါတော့ Roshan တိုင်းမရလဲလုံးဝမြင်နေရမှာ
Templar assassin
It's even-
knows exactly when
ဖလားမ
it's
ထွက်လာသူတို့က
spawn.
AC
That's
တိ
the
နေပြီကွာ
issue.
Yeah. So you're not going to catch spirit
ပေ
on
ကွန်းကောင်တွေကလောလောဆယ်ရောင်ဝါးဝါးဖြစ်နေပြီ Roshan area ဘက်မှာတော့သူတို့ what တွေနှစ်တိုင်လောက်တော့ထောင်ထားတယ်နှစ်တိုင်မဟုတ်ကွာတစ်တိုင်ထောင်ထားတယ်
This is
Apple
one
bit
of
mà
the
đài.
ways to kind of outpace the
Out bit mà
Fury
rồi
Outfit
mà chỉ
is getting
đều.
more gold than you all on the map. Just out XP him. Because a lot of that gold comes from Wrath of Nature bouncing through.
Right.
Split XP.
ဟောဆန်ပြန်လာပဲနေရသားမှာလဲမသိသေးဘူး
Hit that level 20
ဒီကွစ်ကိုတဲ့မာစီပေးသူတို့ကြတူတာလေးပဲပေးလို့
Yeah, he's got
Dark Willow.
Rambles he can get rid of and
Ui,
offensive
da.
Repify maybe.
Good versus the supports for sure. He gets his Daedalus before that Roche fight breaks out, which
အကြိုက်လဲ
Roche is
duration
on
under
now, but hard for
ပဲကွန်
Falcons
ဂိမ်းဝင်တာ
to
ထည့်ထားတာ
force
ကိုက
issue. Way easier
မဆော့
for
ဖိုက်
Spirit
ဝင်
to
တာ
force it with
ထည့်
the
တာ
vision they have
ဒီ
on
တိုင်းပဲ
Collapse and Wolves.
အောက်ကြီးနိုင်တာ
Falcons
အိုင်ညာတော့မဟုတ်
have to make the smoke plays
အခုခုများဖြစ်မလားဆိုပြီးနိုင်တာ
and hope that they get information off the lanes naturally.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is where you almost wish you had the Naga Siren.
ဒီပွဲက
instead of
duration
Furion to give you
over
a
တော့
bit
မလို့
more
လို့နဲ့
direct
အန်နာမဲ့
mission
ပွဲနော်
control.
အဲ့လေ
But of course, that hero is
25မိနစ်ဘာမှတော့အကြီးအကျယ်မလှုပ်ကြသေးဘူးနှစ်ဖက်လုံး
I say that, and people let the Furion through. So maybe next game we'll see the Naga Siren. That said, Spirit are dealing with the Furion so far.
Yeah.
over သမားတွေကိုဟိုဟာလုံးနေတာ
It always comes
Johnny
down to
Jetty
these
being-
best of fives, right? That first game,
Got thrown.
one team
ကဲ
is gonna
Roshan
take
ထွက်
the
ပါပြီ
risk of
စ
giving
မုတ်တာ
out
ပဲနော် Roshan
some
ထွက်ပြီဆိုတော့
crucial
10 smoke
heroes.
Sure.
And
it'll
if
be
they
a
can
five.
beat it, it's a huge
level
advantage
20
for
တမ်ပလာဟလား Daedalus ပါလာပြီလားမသိဘူးနေမမြင်လိုက်ဘူးဒီကောင် critical အသေးတော့ဆိုတော့ထည့်ထားတယ်
Toro is
အဲ့တော့
250 off that.
ဒါဆိုဓာတ်က Hurricane
Big item missing for him.
Daedalus မပါသေးဘူး
Breaks out right now.
မပါသေးဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ Demon Edge ကြီးကတော့ရောက်နေပြီသူစာရွက်ရဖို့300လောက်ပဲလိုတယ်
Falcons, if Amar can get in there.
သူ300အသေးစံသွားရှာမယ်
This
ထင်တယ်
fight around your wards.
Yataro's
Shall
gonna
we?
go back for it. He's gonna call Falcons bluff. He thinks they're not gonna do Roshan right now.
It's a bold call.
ရသွား
That
ပြီ
said, you do have wolves in the pit right now. Did not get killed by Falcons. This is where not having that early gem
yeah.
hurts you a lot. Or even just Sentry guarding the pit. They have one, but the wolf does expire. I just don't think they can do the Roche fast enough without the fight breaking out.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And if anything, Team Spirit, I mean, they're matched up against
ဒီခေါက်တော့
Furion. You don't
Fusion မ
wanna
ပေး
be
ဘူးတဲ့
stuck in
မ
this,
ပေးလဲဟိုဘက်အတင်းလာယူမှာနော်
in this face-off
အောက်
around
လမ်းကို
Roshan
pressure လေး
for
နည်းနည်း
forever,
ပေးပြီး
because
ယူ
then
ရင်
the
တော့
Furion
ရ
sits
ဒါ
on
မ
lanes
လုံးဘူးက
instead, right?
အမှန်တကယ်လိုက်ကိုင်းရအောက်မှာရောက်နေတာ pressure မပေးဘူးတဲ့
So you do
Second
complete
hour.
that Daedalus Is that
အဲ့တော့ကုတ်လိုက်သိရမလားဖေကွာကောင်တွေ position တွေပြတ်ပြီးပြုတ်ကြလာမှာပြုတ်မကြလေတာဝါရမှာကွာ free
flying it off the side
အဲ့တော့ပြောနေအလေကိုလှုပ်ပြီးအောက်ကိုမလှုပ်အလေကိုလှုပ်တယ်ကွာ9ယောက်ပေါင်းပြီးလှုပ်တာအလုံးဝ safe side အောက်မှာတကောင်နဲ့နှစ်ကောင်နဲ့သွားလွှင့်ရင်သေသွားမှာဆိုလို့အမင်းမှာရာတူနဲ့ပေါင်းပြီးတော့ဒါတာဝါကိုနှဲ့မယ်ပေါ့နော်လူရှန်ကိုပလိန်ပြေးမယူသူ position ရအောင်လို့ဖန်တီးနေဟိုဘက်ကလည်း illusion တွေနဲ့အလဲမှာ crit whip ဖြတ်ထားတယ်ကောင်းတယ်အဖက်လုံးရဲ့ကစားပေါက်တွေကလုံးဝ
You understand why, but it gave Spirit time to hit their items.
base level stand တဲ့အားရအောင်နောက်ဆုံးစမုတ်လိုက်ပြီကွာတောင်းအောင်မပုတ်တော့လာပြင်းပြီတဲ့ vision မတာဘူးနော်သူတို့လာပြင်းတမန် vision တာမှကောင်းတာ
Or there's no way you force Roche against the Pango Primal here.
Surely you try and play for that lasso. Ru finds it. Jumps up to the high ground, catches crit. Can they burst him down fast enough? The Sonic Wave at the top will finish him.
ပြော Marine မိသွားပြီ PKB ရှိတယ် Marine ဒါပေမဲ့အော်နှစ်ချက်ပဲကြိုက်တာရအောင်လေ Oh la la.
Plus the Prowler. Maureen's gonna pop
Oh yoတေးလောက်တယ်နော်အဲ့တေးလောက်တယ်
He's got a blink dagger. He blinks up into the trees.
No TP.
No TP.
Why does he have no TP?
Do you have a sense that he's here? Oh, Root, meanwhile, he gets hit big time with the rolling thunder of Amar. So
နှစ်ချက်ပဲကြိုက်တာလေ
Falcons still find a pick off here. Let's help the Wisdom Shrine while he's around the area.
A nice pickup for ATF. Finding something out of nothing. Downside for Falcons might
ရပြီအဲ့လောက်ဆိုလူရှန်ယူလို့ရပြီ like and found တော့မရှိဘူး
from
ကွာ
a bad engagement.
ဟောနေ
That Minus armor was crazy.
Yeah, that was
though.
insane. I mean, he has no armor on this Primal.
Yeah, the Prowler takes 50% of your base physical armor.
Ooh.
And then you've got the
Roshan ဘာဖြစ်သွား
aura on you. Then you've got
Roshan ဘာဖြစ်သွားလဲ
absolutely absurd, but a pickoff while they're doing the Roshan on Maposhka, but they got to get out of here. And Amar, he's going to roll it up, but he doesn't have the rolling thunder to keep rolling.
Oh, ဖြစ်တာကြီးကောင်းလိုက်တာကွာ
Now Skeeter, he runs up. Spirit runs south.
I like the blink up to the cliff to see if he was in one of those hidden tree lines.
Sure.
Smart play by Laurel. Doesn't pay off here, but you never know. Skeeter will escape with that slow move speed.
ဟိုကောင်နေအတန်နေကွဲတော့မယ်9000သားလေ let's go Falcon လုံးစပရစ်ကတီးနေပြီလို့
That every time. Furion does escape.
ဘယ်တရတော့ဘယ်တော့မှကြီးကြီးမားမား trade တာတွေပါမဖြစ်ကြဘူးကွာနှစ်ဖက်လုံးကအရန်ကိုထိန်းတော့ထိန်းနေ
This game even, but now you have an Aegis on this Templar.
Game 2 Game 3ကို duration over လိုက်တီးရမယ်ထင်တယ်ရောင်းနေအခုစော့နေတဲ့ပုံစံလုံးဝ risk မယူ risk free game နှစ်ဖက်လုံးက
Both a problem. Ru has the answer to both of those, though.
ရတူရူမဂါကေ
Nice little pick off to start this Aegis period off. More Deso charges for Yatoro.
အဖြည်းဖြည်းချင်းတော့တက်တော့တက်လာ
You
ပြီ
have to think about
Timing.
getting the armor items.
ဒီတိုင်းမှာ high ground ရိုက်မလားပဲ
AC is
တက်
next
ကြည့်ရ
for the Pangolier.
အဲ့တော့အလံပါလာပြီအဲ့ဒီအလံကတိတာ
He needs a Shivas in this
3
game.
မှာကတလိန်းလောက်ရ
And until then, dude, the minus.
ဒါဆောင်း
armor
စပန်းနေ
is-
defense item နေတို့တယ်ဆိုတာသဘောပေါက်တော့ပြီတဲ့
Desecrate whatever you want.
Hey,
to put
defense
in these
items
heroes,
လို့
the meld hits, the
လိုက်ကန်နေတမ်ပလာတွေပါတော့ crimson မသွားပေးဘူးနော်
Furion,
ဒီတည်းကဒီဘက်ကတကောင်ကောင်သွားမယ်ဆိုရင်လည်းအဲ့ဘသူ
he
သွား
has
မ
a
လဲ
ton of base armor. If
He
Lycan
does.
gets to him, it's minus
ပန်ကို
15
ပေါ့
armor.
နော်
and
ပန်
then
ကို
it's
သွား
minus
လို့တော့ရတော့ရ
50%
အဲ့
of
ကျ
your
န်
base
တာဝါ
armor.
ကာ
So
ရာ
he's
တွေ
got 25
ဘာ
armor.
တွေသိရမလား
It's all
တာပြီလို့တော့ရ
That's why
They're
you
in the
need.
negatives.
You need the.
လိုအပ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါ
You
လေး
need
က
the plus armor
Yeah.
in this game, right? That's what you need here.
But like Furion just
Or
doesn't
evasion.
naturally build that.
No. The other answer is evasion here.
Yeah. Could build a butterfly, I guess.
They don't. have
second
the
hour
evasion
ကြီးတော့ကုန်သွားပြီ
right?
ပေါ့
Like,
နော်အတော်မန်တာယူ
the
မယ်
only thing I can see is
အေဂျစ်က
butterfly.
3မိနစ်လောက်ကြံသေးတယ်ဒီကောင်
And
လေး
that's a very mixed item on
အေး
the
စေး
field.
ဆော့ယူမယ်
Yeah.
ဟိုမှာတမ်ပလာလင်းကင်းမှာထည့်တာပြီးသွားမိခဲဘလို့ခံလဲဆိုတာကိုကြည်ထားတာယာတူရူကဟမ်ဘာလို့
That's kind of.
Marine က
You just have to build
အာမ
armor.
မသွားပဲနဲ့အခုတတိယအကွက်ကို refresher ဟောသွားနေတာအဲ့တော့သူ့နှစ်ခေါက်အဝစ်လျှော်တဲ့အကွက်က3ပါကွာ
That's always
အမေခဲတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုး
like, if, there's some
လောက်ခံလိုက်ရအဲ့တန်အပြည့်ကို
get
သိမ့်မပြစ်လိုက်ရ
refresher. Shiva's on the primal. And you
အဲ့တော့
run this guy
လင်းကင်း
in,
ပိတ်ကြီးက
double
တော်တော်ဆွမ်းသွားပြီ
the TA or something.
ဝင်အိမ်လို့မလွယ်တော့ဘူး
There's no
တမ်ပ
one
လာကို
dealing a huge amount of physical off the
တစ်ခါပဲရမှာကွာ
reduction. The
ဒါမှမဟုတ်
quality
လင်းကင်းလိုက်
is
ဖြတ်
actual.
ပြီးရင်တော့ရမယ်ပေါ့နော်တကောင်တော့
Something
ဟို
Falcons
မှာ
can
ပကနာတို့ပါတော့စီ
So,
ပြေးတင်ပေးတာ
it is a
တို့ပါ
lot
တော့
harder with their support duo because they don't have a hero like
ဗ
this
ဒယ်ထဲမှာ
guy
အဲ့လို
who
သွား
can
လှုပ်
go
ဖို့ဆိုတာလည်းမလွယ်ဘူး
and look for an easy initiation target.
ဒီဘက်မှာဟိုမှာ variety တွေရှာမှန်နေ position မှားပြီးဆိုတာနဲ့ဆွဲစားမဲ့ကောင်နေ
Or finding team spirit at an objective or a choke point with the rolling thunder. Let ATF provide the control.
တော့ network တွေကတော့အရင်မကွာကြအောင် 8K နော် nature profile မှီတယ်ပန်ကိုလည်းဟိုဘက်က queen bane နဲ့တူတယ်ဆိုတော့ဒါမှီတယ်ပဲပြောရမယ် like ကန်တကောင်ပဲကျွန်ထွက်နေ
Between the wolves, the traps, you're afraid
Like
to show
I'm a
burst
meat
from
up.
that rider. We're seeing Skeeter
Body
get
la
some of the farm off the sides of the map, but these lanes are not easy to get
ခေါ်လိုက်
into
လေး
for
များရ
Falcons.
မလား
It's
ဒီကောင်လေးစော့နေတဲ့ပုံစံရခေါ်လိုက်ရဖို့တော်တော်ဆူတောင်းအောင်မယ်
And also,
လုံးဝအမားမခံတာနှစ်ဖက်လုံးက
he scanned before he teleported, right? You're not gonna have a scan to teleport every single.
အိုးအဲ့တစ်ချက်တည်း
He died to the neutral.
what အော် natural free နဲ့သေသွားတာဟာ
Possible. He technically did not get one shot. He got left with what, 10 HP?
natural free တက်သွားတာတဲ့ one shot က what
The neutrals are out to get Team Spirit. That's 2 in a row.
Dude, that's an amazing death summary. He took out
9000သားတွေ9000သားတွေဟိုမှာကြည့် natural free ဝင်ပြီးတော့ရှုပ်နေတာတဲ့
or I guess in 2 hits with the meld.
what
No, one shot. Yeah.
one shot ကိုသူပြေးမရလိုက်
90 damage on the physical Black Dragon.
And it was in the same instant. That's crazy. Well, Team Spirit maybe denied.
ကဲပန်ကိုစက္ကန့်30ငါတလန်းတော့ AC ပဲတို့ချင်းနှစ်လန်းမှာရောက်တယ်လိုက်ကန်ပါလို့အိုးပြစ်ပြီး5ချက်ဖတ် critical ထောက်ဝိုင်းသေအောင်မယ်အေး
That's not a good
critical ကနှစ်ချက်လောက်စင်ထောက်ဝိုင်းသေလောက်တယ်နော်900ကွက်ဆို
It felt too easy. Single support pick off. You find another hero with the Bat Rider, chain it into a barracks.
အဲ့တက်အောင်မလားမသိဘူးအေးကြီးကကုန်ပြီကွာမတက်ရင်လည်းရ
And you still have Aegis for 20 seconds.
ဘာမွေးတိုင်းမရှိဘူးကောင်းမတက်ချင်ရ
He just denied the banner.
It does give it a decent amount of gold.
တောင်းထားတဲ့တောင်းထား
You could do that.
Nothing is free.
တောင်းထားဘယ်သူဆက်မှာတော့
Man, and that's
Bang,
just
over
the
sheep.
Templar assassin. But go.
အဲ့လိုကြောင်သားတွေပါထွက်လာရာတူတို့က BKB ကောက်ထဲမှာ
See
အဲ့
what
ကောင်
happens
ပြော
there, 'cause he's got that hard
Go,
boot and
yeah,
all
man.
that minus armor too.
အခုတော့ဘယ်သူမှသူ့ကိုဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးဘလိုမျိုးဖြစ်နေတော့ damage item တွေကြီးပဲထည့်
That's
အ
where
ပြစ်
you just have to jump first if you're Falcons. You can't let these fights develop in a way where the damage is going into you. You have to jump this TA. You have to remove Yatoro's ability to just slay you in the fight, and that means getting Maureen in here. The refresher is done for the Primal Beast.
refresher ထမ်းသွားပြီ primal beast okay နှစ်ခေါက်အဝေးလျှော်လို့တော့မရဘူးတစ်ခေါက်ပဲရမယ် အဆိုးတာ तू ကအာမမရှိဘူး primal beast ကအဲ့တမ်ပလာသူ့တကယ်ပြည့်ရင်လေ3-4ချက်လောက်ပဲပြစ်မှာနော်အဲ့လောက် item များလဲ BKB တက်က refresher ဟောဒါပေမဲ့2500အာမ8ပဲရှိတယ် 8+4 တွဲပဲရှိတာဟော
They don't die.
3ချက်လောက်ပဲပြစ်မှာ3-4ချက်လောက်ပဲအတမ်ပလာကိုမလုပ်ခင်မှာရင်တမ်ပလာပြစ်ခံရမလားဆိုတော့ချက်ကြည့်ရမယ်ဗောနော်
BKB for Rue. That's not much.
ကဲစမုတ်သွားပါပြီ
Not much they could do to stop that unless Maureen's willing to use one of his pulverizes to grab that Bat Rider. But as you said, they want to be starting fights, not reacting to them.
I think if the fight starts on you, it's almost over.
တက်နေ over လာတာ easy ပေါ့ over 38 39တွေကတော့ရသွားပြီ easy ပဲ 40ကျော်သမားတွေနည်းနည်းသတိထား41သမားတို့42သမားတို့
commit big ults or anything, right? You're just going in with some meld strike, sonic wave, or whatever, and well, guess what? You still have a full Lycan to play with. You still have
တကန် Roshan အော်တက် Roshan ရပြီဆိုရင်တော့တက် Roshan မှာပွဲပြီးလောက်
on Falcons. It's
တကန် Roshan မှာသူတလန်းပဲယူသွားလုံးဝ risk မယူ
Gotta get some D-wards going. Gotta kill some of these traps. Deal with the wolves. Give yourself some vision security in this game.
Rue's just hunting every corner of the map, making sure there's nobody lurking around these trees.
ဟာပွန်းနေရော Lycan အဇော့တွေရောနည်းနည်းတော့ item တွေလောက်ကွာ ပြတ်သိမ့်နေရပဲထည့်တာနောက်တော့ 13k အဲ့လိုမျိုးကြတော့ပန်ကိုကဘာလုပ်လို့ရဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရတော့ဘူးနော်ဘယ်သူမှသူ့ရဲ့အလုံးကိုမကြောက်တော့ဘူးတဲ့ဒီပုံစံကြီးကဒါဆိုဆွဲခံရပြီ
Ooh, Rue tried, but Maureen, he pushes out the wave, just blinks back.
There's a reason we see the blink purchase here for snaking. I mean, that's your best defensive item at this point in this game. Yeah, this one, they go on you, you somehow blink out. Nothing else saves you at this point.
Well, when Yatoro has the capability to one-shot you, what's going to happen if he has an extra second, thanks to this
ဟုတ်တယ်မဟုတ် pick ကွာတယ်လေကိုပြောဆို pick ကွာတယ်လို့ game 1အဲ့ pick ကွာနေတဲ့ဟာကို split ကတိတယ်တိတော့လုံးဝအမားမခံပဲနဲ့အဲ့လိုကွာကြီးအတိုင်းကိုတောက်လျှောက်ကြီးစော့ပြသွားတာကွာအဲ့တော့ပွဲကကြည့်လိုက်ရင်တစ်ဖက်ဆောင်နေဖြစ်နေအဲ့ပစ်မာတွေကစကွာနေဖက်ကွန်သူတို့ဘာမှလုံးလို့မရဘူးဆိုတာကိုသိနေတာကွာအဲ့တော့သူတို့ကစပြီးတော့ဘာမှအမားသွားမပြီးတော့ဘူးသိရမလားအချိန်တိုင်းနိုင်မှာပဲဆိုတော့ပုံစံကြီးနဲ့ဆော့သွားကြည့်အောင်အေးစေးပဲ
from Team Spirit. Everything that Falcons are trying to do here, Spirit has an answer. Maureen tries to get the grab on Rue. It's not good enough. Team Spirit now pushing in.
အဝင်လာပြန်ရင်လည်းမွေတိုင်းနဲ့တာဝါချိုးမယ်တမ်ပလာ reflection နဲ့တာဝါချိုးမယ်ဘာလို့မလုပ်လို့မရဘူးအဲ့လိုဖြစ်
Falcons, they got to make
fresh net.
fight timing there from
Anyway.
Still has the finishing blow. It's not all physical damage here.
ဒီချာ profile လည်း item အပြည့်ဒါပေမဲ့ဘတ်တယ်မှာဝင်ပြစ်ဖို့ကလွယ်ဘူးအဲ့လိုဖြစ်
You got to the butterfly on the Fury. I mean, that's your best item to try and combat.
butterfly နဲ့အေးမစိုးဘူးကကင်းပါမရှိသေးဘူးတမ်ပလာမှာကင်းပါမရှိသေးဘူး
There's no one else who's dealing.
လိုက်ကန်မှာလည်းကင်းပါမပါဘူးအဲ့လိုက်ကန် black 3သွားမှာအဲ့ချိန်ကျရင်ဒါကနလန်
to wait for the
အဲ့တက်ရိုရှန်ထွက်ပြီးအရှိမ amplify damage run နဲ့ဟျောင်းရေး
Oh yeah,
I mean, half of his game has been Psyblades this entire time.
There's the fact that they don't even have to commit for these pushes. They can just throw the summons in, the Giga Ward. If you go up to try and hit these, guess what? You're getting lassoed by a BKB Bat Rider. Then you have to commit your primal. These pushes.
ဒီဟီရိုနဲ့တော့ over ရင်နောက်ဘက်အကုန် over ထည့်တော့တယ်ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီကောင်လေးအမားမခံတဲ့စတိုင်နေနဲ့ဆော့နေရဆိုတော့ over လောက်တယ်အနည်းဆုံးတော့38 39တော့တဲ့ထည့်လို့ရ
for the final push in top lane.
final push လာပြီဗျာ amplify damage AJ အလန်နေပါလေပါတယ်စုံစီသွားပြီ
Given away a lot, but it's time to make your final stand.
This is where we've seen
ပေကွန်ဘက်ကပစ်ကူကပြီနေတော့
that previous series and
base ပေါ်မှာပဲအခုကြည့်9ကောင် open နဲ့ရအောင် create မှရအဲ့တော့ split ကလည်းအဲ့ open နဲ့ကိုမပေးဘူး
They know Falcons know they have to go outside of the base. They can't just wait. And Laurel
ဟုတ်
jumps
တယ်
into a board here.
တေးပြီလား BKB တော့ရှိတယ်
He throws out the sonic wave and he's going to be okay.
ဒီမှာတမ်ပလာကိုမိနေတယ်တမ်ပလာအေးပြစ်ပြီးအမှတစ်ချက်နှစ်ချက်သွားပြီ Marine Shaw သွားပြီတမ်ပလာအေးချင်းနဲ့
Goes down the first time. Now it's gonna be
ရှမန်တော့ရှော့သွားပြီဘာလို့ရလဲရှော့တော့ရှော့ရွာနောက်မှာလိုက်ကန်ဝင်တော့ကိုက်နေတယ်
They put him in the sprout.
တော့တယ်မရဘူးရောင်
And
ကြီး
he just decimates the entirety of Falcons. They're left now on buybacks, one of which they don't have. Skeeter can't return to the fight.
Propagate,
And Crit's
collapse.
gone too. That's 3 left for Falcons.
ရက်ဆက်လိုက်တာ
The end is nigh in this game 1. Team Spirit are going to close this out.
ပြီးသွားပါပြီဝယ်ရဒီချာ profit ဘိုင်ပဲမရှိ
Queen of Pain, so you have a second round of everything.
တပည့်လည်းမကြံတော့ဘူးတမ်ပလာ reflection ကိုတက်ဖို့က
the primal. This TA just got way too high level, way too fast. There's an MKB.
Okay, haနှစ်ချက်ပဲ3ချက်ပဲ
If that of a grab on a collapse before you
Oh my
he
God.
strikes and he strikes hard. 2 down and the final snaking. The captain of Falcons sent running back to the fountain.
ကြီးတကယ်ကောင်းပါလေသူတို့
commanding game
အတားကြီးကိုပဲလုံးဝဆော့သွားအဲ့ဒါကြောင့်လိုက်ကန်ဟျောင်းကြီးမချဘူးလို့အားလီပိုင်းကိုဟို share fan က nullifier အထိ fan နေ nullifier ရတာတော့မှအရင်လိုက်မကြိုက်သေးဘူးထပ်ပြီး fan နေတော့မှဒီကောင်လေး fan နေပြီးတော့တစ်ချက်ပဲရိုက်သွား
and then they could not claim a single objective. We
မကတလန်းယူတယ်ပြန်ဆုပ်တယ်ထပ် fan နေ
they can't commit for that.
နောက်တစ်ချက်ထပ်ရိုက်တယ်မကနောက်တလန်း
The first Roche goes to the Ross to
နောက်ဆုံးတစ်ချက်ရိုက်တာမက3လန်းပွဲသိမ်း
The other one
3ချက်ပဲရိုက်သွား
this TA and how many levels Yatoro got early.
42 over ငိုးတယ်ကော်လက်တကယ်ရုံက off lane
Not a team you're going to be able to come back against in a lot of
ပြောပါတယ်ဒီပွဲကအဲ့လိုမျိုးကြီး40ကျော် over မလို့နဲ့ under မှာလို့ဟိုကောင်နဲ့အဲ့လိုတစ်ချက်ပဲရိုက်ပြီးတော့ပွဲကိုဖြတ်သွားတဲ့ပုံစံကြီးကွာ
It was just
can't find him.
constant
Webley.
misses.
Yeah,
Team Spirit were
Don't want
close
finalist
on the map
pitare.
every single time.
Okay,
a smoke
finalist
was popped.
pitare.
And I like the strategic idea behind TA and Lycan against this Fury, right? This is a deadly hero to give away. Part of it is the map control the hero gives you. When you have the Lycan shard pushing in waves, you have summons pushing in waves. There's a black dragon killing this bottom wave for half that game. You have the TA traps eliminating where you can move around the map without getting spotted. It gives people safety to push out waves. You have Bat Rider cleaning up some aggressive waves of his own. That's a lot of map control for Skeeter to try and push back against on his own. Took away one of the biggest factors about this Fury and turned it against him. And yeah, Spirit, masterclass in game 1.
It is the best of 5, so plenty of games to go, but this win from Spirit was so dominant. It's going to have ripple effects for sure.
Thank you very much, Captain SVG. Ripple effects for sure. I think maybe getting rid of the Bat Rider, but there were so many problems that Falcons had in this game that it felt like everything was a problem and they couldn't really do anything.
Everything was a problem.
That face is kind of, I feel like how Falcons felt in this first game of this best of 5. I'm here with Fear, Lacoste, and BSJ. And Fear, this was a warm-up game?
I hope so, I guess, but I think this game was very strange to watch, and I'd have to really sit down and break it down on why it ended this way, but it felt like Falcons, they won all 3 lanes.
လည်းပြီးဖောင်ကလုံးဝကြောက်မသွားဘူး
just
တဲ့
the way he played the mid lane was good.
ဒါဒီပွဲအဲ့လောက်တော့မဟုတ်ပါဘူးဒီပွဲကော်လဲ
pressure, they had a good first blood.
ကော်လဲစစ်ဒါတကယ်လုံနေတယ်ဆိုတဲ့ level တောင်မဟုတ်ဘူး ဒါဖမ်းပြီးတော့သူတို့ hero အတာကြီးကိုဆော့သွားတဲ့အဆင့်ပဲရှိသေးတယ်ဒီကောင်းလေးတကယ် performance တွေပြတဲ့ပွဲတွေက3လမ်းမကမှာခန်းပတ်တဲ့အချိန်မဟာဆိုပါလို့ねပြတာတွေအဲ့ဟာတွေကမှလုံးဝဒီကောင်းရဲ့ performance တွေဒါကတည်းကဘာမှမဟုတ်ဘူးဒါဖမ်းပြီးဆော့သွားတာ သူ့ရဲ့လက်ဟို30ရာခိုင်နှုန်းလောက်ပဲထည့်ပြီးဆော့သွားတာဒီပွဲကြီးကဘာမှတော့မလုပ်လိုက်ရဘူးကွာပြောချင်တာ
Even though they lost
ရာတူရိုဆိုလည်းဖမ်းပြီးတော့ပဲဆော့သွားတာပဲ ဒီကောင်တွေတကယ်ဟိုဘတ်တရီဆိုင်တဲ့အပေါက်တွေတိတ်မမြင်ရဘူးဒီပွဲကတာဝါချိုးပြီးနိုင်သွားဒီတက်အများကြီးကျန်းတယ်ဒီကောင်တွေအဲ့လိုပွဲမျိုးတွေ့ရဖို့ကလည်းဖဲကွန်ဘက်ကဟီးရိုးကအဲ့လိုကြီးနေမနေမှရမှာဟိုဒီမှာဖဲကွန်ဘက်အဲ့လောက်နေမနေတော့မှပြင်မှာသူတပြန်ကိုတပြန်ဆိုတာမျိုးတွေဖြစ်လာမှာအခုကသူတပြန်ကိုတပြန်ကမဖြစ်ဘူးတော့ဘက်တရီကမမြင်ရတော့ဘူးအဝါဖမ်းပြီးတစ်ချက်ရိုက်တယ်ပြန်ဖမ်းတယ်နောက်တစ်ချက်ရိုက်တယ်အဲ့လိုမျိုးပဲနိုင်သွားတော့ကွာအဲ့တော့ဂိမ်း2ကြရင်တော့လိုလာမလဲကြည့်ရမှာတမ်ပလာတွေပါလည်းဘန်းရင်လည်းဘန်းလိုက်တော့သိုးနေပြီအခုတမ်ပလာပေးရင်လည်းသူတို့ရေဇာထုတ်လို့ရတဲ့အနေထားဒီပွဲကသူတို့ရေဇာလုံးဝထုတ်လို့မရလိုက်ဘူး let's pick ကိုအဲကြောင့်စပရစ်ကစောက်ရမ်းလေတယ်ရေဇာကိုပူးထဲမှာထားခဲ့တယ်တမ်ပလာကယ်ရီကိုဒဲထုတ်ပြတယ်ပြီးတော့လိုက်ကန်ကိုဖြတ်ပစ်ထားလိုက်တယ် let's pick မှာအဲ့တော့ဖယ်ကနောက်ဆုံးပစ်ကိုရေဇာထည့်ခြင်းထည့်လို့ရတယ်တမ်ပလာကိုလိမ့်မဲ့နှိမ်လို့ရမှာနော်အချိန်တိုင်းရှုံးမှာပဲအဲ့ရေဇာကလိုက်ကန်ကြိုက်တာမခံနိုင်ဘူးမိနစ်20မှာရှုံးမှာအဲ့ကြောင့်သူတို့လိုက်ကန်မထည့်ပဲနဲ့နောက်ဆုံးပန်ကိုကြီးဖြတ်ထည့်ပန်ကိုကလည်းဘာမှမထူးတကယ်ဘာမှမထူးတာမားစေပါတွေကလည်းဘန်းခံထားပြီးသားအဲ့တော့အန်တာလော့လောက်ပဲရှိမယ်လိုက်ကန်ဒါအန်တာလော့လည်းမလွယ်ဘူးတိုက်ဟန်တာမဆိုးတကယ်ဆိုရင်တိုက်ဟန်တာလိုက်ကန်အောင်နည်းနည်းလေးတော့ထောက်ချင်တယ်ပေါ့နော်တိုက်ဟန်တာ nature prophet primal beast အဲ့လိုမျိုးဆိုမဆိုးဘူးအန်တာလော့နည်းနည်းမဆိုးဘူးအဲ့လိုထုံမှရမှာပန်ကိုကြီးရပါမလို့ဒီတန်းတွေကတကူတော့ကောင်းပြီမယ်ရာတူတော့တင်းနေကြသားမယ်အဲ့အဓိက experience กว่าလေး bro အဲ့ဒါအဓိကအချက်က experience กว่าရာတူတို့က TI နှစ်ခေါက်ယူပြီးွားပြီလေဒီတန်းတွေကလက်အရန်ကောင်းနေပြီမယ်သူ့မှာတွေ့ကြုံလိုတာလေးရှိမှာပဲဘလို့မိုးမှန်မျိုးမှာဘလို့ decision မျိုးနဲ့ဟိုတလောဆိုတိတာသူ nature prophet ကြီးကင်ပြီးတော့နိုင်စင်းတဲ့ပွဲကိုမနိုင်သွားဘူးတယောက်တည်း thought red တာလေးရှုံးသွားမှတ်မိလားဘာအသင်းနဲ့လဲ liquid မဟုတ် sprint နဲ့လား nature prophet ကြီးနဲ့လေဘာပဲမရှိပဲ thought red တာလေးတစ်ခေါက်အဲ့အမျိုးတွေနည်းနည်းလိုသေးတယ်ဟိုကောင်တွေကကြောက်တဘာကျန်းနေ BS မိုက်တယ်တဲ့ BS ကဘယ်သူကိုင်မှာတော့ဖဲကွန်မှာ nature prophet Godzilla ကြီးထွက်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာ Black Sea ကသူတို့ line up တွေမှာစကီတာကင်ခဲ့မယ်ဆိုရင် ADF က nature prophet ကြီးတခါမြင်ဘူးလားလို့ပိုဆိုးကုန်မှာသူတို့ကပူးထဲမှာလည်းအဲ့လိုမျိုးဟိုဟာဖြစ်သေးတယ်
Amar get gone on by 4 of Team Spirit's heroes and you're going to see Rue hold on to his flame break until Amar goes for the jump
လူ update ကြီးထွားနေတာ
And we're going to see the
Mapochka game. This is
something I mentioned coming into the series that they do these cool 2-hero plays. Last thing
I thought was
a hero plus summons gang.
Queen ကကောင်Black Rock ကိုလုံးဝ hero ကြီးက fan နေတာအဲ့ဒါကြီးဆောင်းမိုက်တယ်
In the draft, in the game itself, you end up trading the 5, but this is another 2 TPs as well from Falcon, so such a good resource trade there. And then we were talking about the usefulness of this Pugna Ward against all the high mana cost spells that Team Spirit has, but notice how Laurel is going to pop a shield rune and then use all of his spells, effectively allowing him to play the fight. Effectively used his entire shield rune in order to literally cast spells in the fight. So I thought that was a really cool usage of a shield rune. And then we're going to go to Yatro with the classic side blades. Amar, maybe
side blade အဲ့မှာအတူကိုပြစ်လိုက်တာလေဖတ်လှလေးပဲ
perfectly in order to kill Amar. It just felt like not only did they strategically have all the answers on the side of Team Spirit, but every single button pressing that I watched in that game, I was just like, that was cool. That was cool. So I very much appreciate what they brought to the table that game one.
Yeah, it's good to highlight what went right for Team Spirit as well, as it is so easy to look at the big picture and say, oh, maybe Falcons didn't do that much in this game, but it was basically because they didn't have those openings, because Spirit just played really cool and fairly clean as well, of course.
Yeah, for sure. I think Collapse has just been the shining star as well. The clips that the stuff that he's doing in the game is he has a pretty free farm in the top lane. He's not contested. Like right now, he's in the jungle, but also sending his dominated creep plus the 2 wolves to the mid lane, making sure that there's going to be some tower damage onto it, and also showing 3 heroes from Falcon. So that also means that Templar Assassin is going to be relatively safe in the next couple of seconds. And this is going to be the fight where he does have the big dominator creep. So he feels relatively safe, showing that, he's going to be he's going to be tanking the whole gank of the squad of Falcons, but also the play that he's doing, he's sending this dominated creep, he's sending also the wolves inside of the Roche pit, and you have Shaman with the Giga Ward. Even though he's going to die here, he still shows 3 heroes from Falcons again, and they're going to be able to transition that into Roshan. The reason why this is super popular, because Shadow Shaman does have this ability to go into Roshan with +1 and be able to kill it, and he also sent out 1 wolf just in case they're going to be doing something sneaky, maybe trying to read the play. And this is also going to be another one because they picked up that Aegis relatively early on. He's going with the Facet, the pack leader, so he's going to get the kill, extend his shapeshift for another good 5 seconds. It does allow him to fight for another 5 seconds. Law's going to be dying here, but
အချိန်ကပဲတဲ့အချိန်ကမရအောင်မနိုင် Let's be အချိန်ကလည်းမလွယ်ဘူးလိုက်ကန်ထောက်တဲ့တဲမပါဘူး fan ပြီးဆော့သွားမှာပဲအတူတူပဲ
TA is coming into the fight.
ဗတဲ့ကောင်ကြီးပစ်ထားရင်ဗတဲ့မဆိုင်မဲ့ဖမ်းသွားမှာပြီးရင် Tumbler reflection ကြီးနဲ့အကိုတဲခွဲမရဘာညာနဲ့ရှုံးသွားမှာအတူတူပဲဘယ်လိုမျိုးကောင်မျိုးတွေပဲရမလဲဆိုတော့တိုက်ဟန်တာတို့အန်ဒါလော့တို့အဲ့လိုကောင်တွေပဲရမှာအဲ့ Tumbler လိုက်ကန်ကိုထိန်းဖို့อ่ะ Tumbler လိုက်ကန်ရဲ့ game ကိုပြန်ကစားဖို့ပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့တိုက်ဟန်တာနဲ့9ယောက်ပေါင်းလိုက်ရင်လိုက်ကန်ကြိုက်လို့မရတော့Bim, now to go Mars. Mars got a bang and
every single clip there. It's pretty much just them being on the defense.
And I look at
they were never really playing on the
so
I think going into this next game, yeah, Spirit, they played a very, very clean game. Everything they did.
Damage short now I AoE choked like
I think they're all to it. Like not many aggressive stuck this game, and that really put them on the back foot. So I want to see them just believe in themselves a bit more and just go for these plays, because I didn't see enough with a lineup that should have been much more aggressive.
Yeah, there were just so many puzzle pieces that Team Spirit connected in that game. As a Bat Rider first pick, first and foremost, they did ban a Batten in the first round, and I think going into game 2, Bat Rider's had enough success at this tournament, even though he's been banned most games, that you have to counterpick it at least. You have to have like an Oracle and a Batten, an Omni Knight.
GPU use ထားရလဲဟိုဟာ RTX 3080မင်္ဂလာပါကူလီမင်္ဂလာပါ bro magic ချက်မဆော့ဘူးလားမပြီးသွား magic ချက်ကဘူးသွားပြီတိတ်ပြီးတော့ညံမသုံးရတော့ဒီကင်းကဆောင်းညံသုံးရကောင်တာရရန်ပူများအဲ့ဒီအဲ့ထဲမှာပဲပြီးနေလို့မလုပ်ဖြစ်တော့မဆော့ဖြစ်တော့ဘူးပြောဒါလည်းလိုပဲလေ magic ချက်ဆိုပဲ strategy game ပဲဒီကပူများဟာရဘာကြီးတော့သားပြီလို့ဘူး player ဂိမ်းနေလေ swing ရပိုင်ရမှာဟုတ်တယ် swing ရပိုင်ရမှာမခါပဲလန် bro မခါပဲလန် nice nice
Well, we don't see it very often, and then the respect of the primal is there because they realized Team Spirit is a smart team. They won that game, but they were definitely outplayed for the first 7 minutes of that game.
Surrender.
After that, they brought it in, and Falcons, they didn't know what to do past that 10-minute marker.
One thing that I like to see for Falcons coming into this series is playing much better early game, and that's exactly what they did. Because when they played against Thundra, they lost the laning stage pretty heavily. Those are two very strong comeback games that they have. But this one, they had the good start, but they haven't managed to transition that into anything better. So I want to see slightly more aggression, and this is going to be the hero that's going to allow them to do so, because what Spirit did with Batrider in the previous one, you have this Batrider +1 combo where you're always going to be getting the kill, BKB piercing tool, and then on the other side you have your Shadow Shaman position 5. Once he gets to his Blink Dagger, he can also just be paired up with +1 to be able to get a kill anywhere on the map.
It's the debate here. They banned the Huskar to force out the Ember ban.
ကိုရဘာလို့ hit point 3k ပဲရှိရလဲတဲ့
Yep. And
အဲ့လိုပေါ့
that we see banned almost every time is Beastmaster, something to
အ
consider.
ကျော်ပေးရ
Ooh, but they opened with the Storm Spirit, so that's a little bit different.
Yeah, I was gonna wonder.
The
if
way
they
the way
might
Matu
back up
ay
to
tweet
the
ya.
Ember. I was thinking they might go Queen of Pain, but what's always really good against Bat are these immortal mids that can threaten you because you play off of the free pathing from Firefly, and you also want to be able to blink on somebody, know that they're going to stay there, and that you lasso them effectively. And heroes like Ember and Storm are super annoying because they might just be ready to ball lightning. They might have something like a Lincoln's where even though Batrider uses a Force Staff to break it, that short window is enough for them to cast their spells. And then anytime that you actually jump in on Batrider, the concern you have is potentially before your BKB, you can just get counter jumped by Storm, or Storm can disrupt your backlines and effectively block the follow-up. So these are the archetype of heroes that that Batrider is usually weak against. And so on paper, I think Team Spirit's addressing of the Batrider is better, but I also still think Batrider is just a really good hero, so I like Falcon's draft a bit better already.
Yeah, and seeing this Bane banned, it does mean that most likely they want to get the hands on Puck, but most likely they're not going to be able to do so because there's Storm Spirit on the other side. And Bane is, I would say, one of the best counters to Puck. Like
Mangi ကလည်း ban ထားတယ်အဲ့လိုအနေထားမှာ Storm Spirit first ထုတ်
buying a little bit more time, but they're not
Silence နဲ့တွေ့တယ်ဟာရအောင်အေး
the answer, and that's going to
ဟဲ့အောင်အေးလောက်ပါအောင် Spirit ကမလျှော်ဘူးဟေးအထာမထားဘူးဟာ
30-minute refresher on that
ဟဲ့ကိုပစ်ပစ်တာ Silence နဲ့ Storm နဲ့ ဘာလိုက်တာလက်ဆိုစပြီး open ရင်တော့မှအကုန်နောက်ကကောင်တွေအကုန်ပါဇက်ပိတ်ဆိုတဲ့အကွက်ကြီးနော်ဒါပေမဲ့ T-Split Silence ကနေအောင်အဲ့ကောင်လက်နီးတယ်
he had like 50
မီပိုရှာ Silence ဟိုနေ့ကကြည့်ရ
So if he's paired up with another good support like
chain အဲ့လို chain နေတော့မလွယ်
early on, we're talking about these Dark Willows, these tusks that can rotate on the map and put a lot of
Queen Bane ကိုလည်းဖွင့်ပေးထားတယ်နော်တမင်ဖွင့်ပေးထား Queen Bane တို့ပတ်တို့ဖွင့်ပေးထားတယ် Silence ကြီးနဲ့ပိတ်တီးထားဆိုတော့မင်းပါထွက်လာစရာအဲ့လို voice spray မဆို mana sign ဖက်ဆိုင်တန်းနဲ့ဆိုရင် voice spray ရအပြာကြောင်း mana sign
they still won the game, which is nice.
American က voice spray ထက်ဒီကောင်
especially for Yatoro. I think he played CK.
အဆော့လောက် Storm Spirit ကိုထိန်းဖို့
Yeah, I mean, it
တွေ့
works so
အဓိက
far,
Godzilla
but
မရှိတော့သူနည်းနည်းကြောင်ပြောက်ပြီလား
But I think just the fact that you're able to not only in lane can you kind of like bully him a little bit. You can't commit.
ဘယ်တော့မှမပြောက်သွားတဲ့ hero ဆို bright လာပဲရှိတယ်ဘယ်ကလားဘယ်တော့မှမပြောက်သွား hero က tiny
so counter initiation is always going to be very useful and
အဲ့လိုသုံးစရာမရှိရင်ထွက်လာ mid carry နောက်ဆုံး support သုံးစရာမရှိတော့ဘူးဆိုအဲ့ကောင်ထွက်လာပြီ
He never wastes them.
အိုးပတ်ကင်လေဟာ
It's always right on point.
ကိုဘက်ကလည်းတမင်ဖွင့်ပေးတာ global silent ပါလို့တမင်ကိုဖွင့်ပေးတာ
Available for that one. Now
တော့ဖွင့်ပြီးတော့လည်းယူထားတယ်ပေါ့နော်အန်နေတော့နည်းနည်းများတယ် and then against ဆော့ရတဲ့ပတ်တွေကဖင်မလုံး
Lion's the squishiest hero in Dota.
You at ထဲတိုင်းတော့ဖင်မလုံး
Squish your hero. And Pugna, you'll probably just kill yourself on that ward if you ever try to use your ultimate.
I just think it's great that we have basically a whole hype up Mapushka silencer spiel. But then on the other side,
people shall global sound ပေးတယ်ဟုတ်ပါအမှန်ပဲဟိုနေ့ကကိုထိုင်ကြည့်နေစောင်းရမ်းပေးတာ
He's been good. There's a reason why they're in the grand
သူ global မအော်လို့အဲ့လိုသူ့ရဲ့ call တွေတေးသေးသွားတာမနေဘူး
Team Spirit, they knew this puck was coming because those hard disables that Falcons banned are enabling that. It's a good matchup against the Storm, so I imagine the silencer was anticipating this, effectively block picking and saying, we dare you to pick it anyways. We saw Pugna be super impactful because Pugna's fastest ward heals him based on
back Barrider
damage
အဲ့ဒီကတော့
done
န
to
ည်း
the
နည်းလေးတော့
opponent's
margin နဲ့
mana.
ဆိုပေ
Now,
မဲ့ ဒါ
Strong Spirit doesn't take
ပြောတယ်
damage
ပဲပြောရ
when
မယ်ပေါ့နော်
he's
ဟိုလိုမျိုး
involved lightning, but he
melee
does use a
support မ
ton
ဟုတ်
of
ဘူး
mana,
range support
and
ဆိုတာ
that mana
ပြောနေ
still
တယ်မှာပဲ
registered
ပါ
as
အော်
heal from Puck.
Rubik
So what's really important to note is that
Wow.
this is a backline support that does save,
Okay.
that does not die to Storm as long as he's used his ward. So it's going to really come down to who pushes their buttons first on the side of Maposhka or
Okay,
Saking, and it could
Rubik.
have a pivotal role in these fights.
I'd like to
လို
see
က်ကန်တွေပါ
something
ပြန်ထည့်
done
ခြင်း
again
တကယ်
by
ကောင်းတယ်
down
နော်
for
ဖယ်ကွန်ဘက်မှာ
Centaur
ခတ်တာ
or
လိုက်ကန်
maybe
ကင်မဲ့ကောင်မရှိ
Archer,
ဘူး ADS
most
လိုက်ကန်
likely
ကင်တာ
Centaur if you
မ
want
ကင်
to
ဘူး
be
ထင်
able
တယ်
to
နော်
tank up because right now
စကီတာကင်နေလိုက်ကန် carry တွေပါထုတ်ချင်ထုတ်လို့ရဒီဘက် Rubik တို့ဆိုင်လာလို့ဆိုတာအဲ့ခွေးကြောက်တယ်စောင်းရမ်းခွေးကြောက်တဲ့ကောင်လေ
an aura from the off lane never
အာ
mind And I don't think this
ဒီ
guy's
လို
gonna be
လား
building an aura
ဘာစနဲ့
considering
ပိတ်
how
လိုက်ပြီ
collapse
အဲ့
is
ခွေးထည့်
playing.
လို့မရတော့
But Rubik also he doesn't have too many
Script ကောင်
good
လေတကယ်ညံ
spells
ကောင်း
to
နေ
steal
ရော
in this game. It's more about him
လိုက်ကန်ဝင်လာလို့တကယ်မရ
having
တော့
instant
ဘူး Mars
We've
ပါ
seen it a couple of times at DWC
ဟုတ်သွားမှာ
where it was super effective, gives you just enough time
သူ့ရဲ့
with global silence
သူတို့ရဲ့
gives you
supporter
time to
ဘလိုင်းဆိုတာ
close
နှစ်
with
ကောင်
him
ဝင်
jump
လုံးလို့
in,
မရအောင်
or
လို့
Mars
နော်
gets close with the blink dagger
ရှေ့
to
မှာ
be able to kill
ကာမဲ
him.
ကောင်
Because
ပစ်
right
ထား
now, there isn't that much
အဲ့လို
protection.
အနေထားဆိုရင်
But
ဘာသုံးလို့ရ
Spurs
လဲ
works really,
ဆို
really
တော့
well
ဘရူးမာစ
against
တာ
these position 4s and 5s that
နည်း
have
နည်းခက်တယ်
a
ADF
saving
ADF
toolkit.
ပစ်ထဲရဆိုရင်ဘာ
So
ရှိလဲ
Pugna's not gonna be able to do much.
ဘိုင်ပါလည်းမကောင်း
Skeeter, you can do it. You haven't played it yet.
ဘိုင်
but
ပါ
it's a
သုံး
really
ချင်
good
တော့
one.
သုံးလို့ရတယ်ဘိုင်ပါမဆိုးတဲမှာပါတယ်
It is definitely in his wheelhouse, one of his signature
ဒါ
heroes.
ပေမဲ့အဲ့ဒီညရဲ့
But
သူ
he
တို့
will go for his spend.
လုံးသမျှတော့ခံရလိမ့်မယ်
That's
ခံပြီးရင်သူတို့အလဲပဲ
What I want to highlight about Rubik, because I wanted to give a shout out to
အဲ့တော့
SVG,
စပန်
Avery,
ထုတ်
Caster
ထား
for
တယ်
the
okay
series,
offlane က
their,
ခဏ
analyst, I
ထောက်
guess you
ထား
could
တော့
say,
မယ်ပေါ့နော်
is that he said that people are behind. He thinks people are behind on what makes Rubik good.
And
He
I don't
thinks it's
bet
no
on
longer
Lamela.
about spell steals
ADF
and more about the fact
တင်မဆောပဲ
that
ထွက်လာမ
this
လား
hero
တင်မဆောက
is
မလောက်ဘူးကွာ
allowed to
တင်မဆောက
survive in the
sound fit
fights
တွေ
and
ရော
spend
ဆိုင်နေတာတွေရော
whatever
တင်မ
spells
ဆော
he
မ
does
ကောင်း
steal,
So,
is
and
incredibly
law-
annoying. And what his
I'm
innate
almost-
does is that he gets magic resistance based on his
actually,
spell
really.
lamp, and his
And,
third skill gets
I'm
on
going
spell
to
lamp
what?
as he levels it up. So basically, with a Glimmer Cape, he's around
ပန်ကိုမ
65%
ဆိုး
magic resistance.
ပ
So
န်
when they
ကို
picked
ဒီဘက်
Rubik,
ပြန်သုံး
we
ချင်
saw two
သုံးလို့
backline
ရ
jumpers already, the puck as well as the bat, but this is 100% magical damage. So I imagine if he has a Glimmer, he might not
ဒီ
even
ကကြိုက်
die.
လား
So then
ဒီပွဲက
what I'm looking at is
ဒီ
it's
ပွဲကနေ
on
ကိုတော်ဘာထည့်ရ
Skeeter
မလဲ
now.
မ
I
သိ
like that they countered with a
ဘူး Mr. Bad အဲ့ Mr.
on
Bad
him
လည်း
to
မိုက်
jump
တယ်
his Rubik.
Mr. Bad ဆိုလည်းမဆိုးဘူးလုံးသမျှ
I'm
ခံ
actually
ရုံ
thinking
ပဲ
this is a really powerful Rubik
စပန်
because
စပိတ်ရ
if
မယ်
the
အဲ့ထင်ကြ
carry
ရင်
has
စ
to
ပန်ခုတ်
focus
ခွင့်ရ
you,
မယ်
and
အော်
also
Mr. Bad
against
ဘန်
the
သွား
likes
ပြီ
of heroes
ကြား
like
သွားတယ်ထင်တယ်
Mars and Storm,
Spread
where you
on
have
it,
to
huh?
BKB the second you go in.
လုံးဝ
It just seems
ဒီ
like
ဘ
a
န်
tall
ကို
order,
အကျော်မ
so
ခံ
it's gonna
ဘူးကွာဒီ
boil
ကောင်
down
လေး
to
အဲ့
basically
လုံးသမျှ
Skeeter
ခံမဲ့
taking
ကောင်ထဲ
Rubik
မှာ
out of
သူ
the
တို့
picture and the rest of his
စောင့်
heroes
နေကြတယ်မှာ
surviving
ဆို
through
ရင်
the
ဘိုင်ဘာ
global.
ကြီးပဲကြံ
I
တော့
mean, Sven is definitely not a
Bye bye,
support
die hander.
type of
That looks
core
me a can.
because it's so
ပြီးရင်ပြန်
heavy
ချ
commitment. Sure, if they group up and you can get a freebie, that's fine. But if his job
Game
is
2
to
ကို
kill
duration
Rubik
over ဘယ်လောက်ဖွင့်လဲ
and he's gonna get counterpicked by Yatoro,
အဲ့ duration
and you're the win condition,
40
that doesn't feel great necessarily.
No.
So, but you do need physical damage to kill this Rubik. We'll see how it plays out with
Duration
the match
40
because it's a very
Yeah.
interesting concept.
Yeah.
And if it does work that way and Puck can't actually kill this Rubik,
အဲ့လို void တွေ void မကောင်းဘူး bro ပက်ကနာတွေရော
ends up
စ
happening.
ပန်တွေရော void မ
But
တူ
yeah,
ဘူး
Skeeter, he's gonna play as Sven. He's been very good on
combo
it
လည်း
so
မရှိ
far.
ဘူး
It is the
အာ
physical
တိုက်ဟန်တာပါထပ်ဖန်သွားပြီးသွားလေ
BKB buyer.
ကိုတွေပြောတဲ့ကောင်တွေကြီးပဲဘန်းတာနော်
So I was thinking Lifesteer might be
ဒီ server တိုင်မှာလုံးမြခံမဲ့ကောင်အဲ့ဒါ Viber ပဲကြံတော့မှာလုံးမြခံပြီးပြန်တီးမဲ့ကောင်က
timer here too, because you're gonna get kited out really hard if you don't get a good burst.
အဲ့မကြံ
And
တော့
then now you have
ဘူး
to
ဟို
worry
ကောင်
about
ကိုင်း
all
နေ
the
ရ
heroes that Yatoro
ဒီမှာဆော့ကလည်း
can
white ခံရ
get
မှာ
on
ထွက်
this
လာရင်
last pick here that can counter you like these Ursas and Lifestealer trolls. He can pick all those himself too at the end of the day. So he's not
Duration
gonna have
40
to
ကြီးတော့မချ
matchup,
ချင်ဘူး
so
လို့
I think
မျိုးတို့
ATF
ကြီး
has to
မျိုးတို့
think
ကြီး
about that.
40 ကြီး
Start
တ
to
ကယ်မချ
try
ချ
and
င်
directly deal
သူက
with that
game 1တော့လည်းကြည့်ပါလား
position.
39မိနစ်မှာပြီးသွား
I do like the
အဲ့တော့
I do feel like this hero is
Those
gonna
are
give them
shit.
explosive damage if they get the
ဆိုရင်
first
ဆော့
jump.
မယ်ကွာ
Or even if he gets jumped, there isn't.
40ဆိုရင်
Sure, there is good
ဆော့
amount
တော့
of follow-up with
ခ
the,
ဏ
you know,
စောင့်
some
လိုက်
spear lift, the global silence. But we've seen Sven's even like lose the laning stage, go to the jungle, and then 17-20 minutes into
โอ
the
เค
game,
อ่ะ
he's showing
K
up with
อันดา
Blink
ဘယ်လောက်
Dagger,
K
BKB,
อันดา
Massive
K อ่ะ
Meta,
အကောင်
Psycho Saber,
40
pretty
ရော
much, he's ready to join. And I think with the heroes Mojos that
အောင်
they
လေး
do
တဲ့ဒီ
have,
ပွဲကတော့
they
ကင်းမယ်ထင်
could
တယ်
make enough space on the map.
Oh.
And this is gonna be
ဖမ်းပြီဖယ်ကွန်ကတော့ဖမ်းပါပြီ
pretty much that's saying we
Don't
don't
saban.
know what you're gonna pick, but this Doom most likely is gonna
ဒီ
be
ပွဲ
used
KO ပါ
on
ထည့်ရ
the
မယ်ထင်တယ်
because we
KO
don't
ပါ
have
ကော
a
င်းတယ်
better carry to carry matchup.
KO ပါ 41.5 let's go
Ursa, take your pick.
Life Stealer.
Life Stealer. A lot of good options here. I think Yatoro is not going to get shut down by this pick. Because, I mean, I don't know if he will pick TB, but I still think this is the best hero in the game versus Doom. But it is very, very good.
KO ပါပဲလက်ရမှာ
All
ဒီ
accounts
ပွဲက
for this game. we just haven't seen a
အော်
lot.
လည်းမဆိုး 41.5 ကိုမှ 1.68 ဆိုတာကြီးကမဆိုးသူတို့ဟိုလိုမျိုး open နဲ့မပေးဘဲနဲ့တယောက်နဲ့တယောက် fan ပြီးစော့နေခဲ့ရင်တော့ဒီကောင်တွေဒီ hero တွေကအချိန်တန် hero က hero တက်တဲ့ကောင်တွေ Storm Spirit တို့ပါဆို
Team Spirit, but they
Medusa
actually
are-
just went for the Medusa.
I guess
Probably a
another
better version of Lifesteal in this case.
Oh la
If you
la.
just don't want to go on, Doom
လူချင်း
doesn't
over
counter
တီး
you
လို့ရပြီ
because
အဲ့လောက်ဆို 40
Medusa
တီး
can
လို့ရ
still heal her mana.
Yeah, I mean it's a good pick too. It's just
အဲ့လောက်ဆိုရင်တော့ duration over 42လောက်ကိုသွားတီးလို့ရပြီ
for
တကယ်
sure
တီး
it
ခြင်း
takes much longer to
အဲ့ late game carry ယူသွားတာဖြတ်ပြီးတော့
Toro is yet again just saying, well, play your game. We're going to slow the game down. We're going to get to my timings, and just like last game, we're going to have the win condition. And they have more team fight, better late game. So yet again, Falcons, if they want to win, they're going to have to win through playing very aggressive and very quickly. And for their sake, I hope they do it this game.
I'm just thinking this is a very greedy draft. Like this Medusa, if the supports are not going to be having that good of a time on Spirit, this could be a very, very slow start to the game from them. Like Mars not being the strongest laner, even though we're talking about Collapse Mars, ATF Mars, they kind of always do well. But also, I think it's a lot on Laurel to be able to make stuff happen in this game, and there are answers for it. Like he's playing into Doom, he's playing into Coil. I think the supports on side of Spirit need to be able to do a lot to make this game in an, like I would say, even state where Medusa is gonna feel powerful enough when she joins with her 2 items pretty much, because she can definitely stay ahead of this Sven.
I'm feeling way better about Falcons draft than I did in game 1. I think that they've got the natural tools to counter these heroes. Medusa is going to be tough to kill, but I also, whenever I have Medusa on my team, I'm thinking we're going to lack single target damage. How are we going to burst targets? They don't really have that.
ပထမဝက်ပစ်တာ hero တွေဒုတိယဝက်ပြန်မကန်ရဆိုတဲ့ Roshan ကောင်းမယ်
to counter
အဲ့ဒါဆိုရင်
over time. So I think they're going to be able to survive
အဲ့ဒါတော်တော်ခက်သွားမှာမလွယ်ဘူး bro
and take
အဲ့
these
ကြီး
long drawn out fights, and that's going to favor them. So I'm going to go with Falcons.
အမပထမပွဲပစ်ထားတဲ့ hero တွေထဲကမှ
have good laning stage, but then they kind of
ဒုတိယပွဲမှာပြန်လဲပစ်လို့မရဘူးပြန်လဲဘန်းလို့မရဘူးဆိုတာတစ်ကောင်ဒါမှမဟုတ်နှစ်ကောင်ဟိုဘက်ဒီဘက်တယောက်တစ်ကောင်စီရွေးလို့ရတယ်ဒါမျိုးဆိုရင်တော့မဆိုး
Storm is
ငါးကောင်လုံးကြီးကြတော့အရန်ကျင်းသွားမယ်
I do think the Storm, this Mars don't need a lot of net worth.
No.
Eventually, this Medusa can just 1v5 the game if they don't stop Yatoro. So they're gonna have to
Roshan
make
over
decisions
40 တီးပြီ
to
ကွာ
get out of control, because that's the only hero that I think truly matters the most. Because if you get some ags on Storm,
Julian
Collapse gets like a refresher or something. The game's
42
Okay,
That's
we're
a
gonna
goal.
find out game number 2. Can
Game over,
Team
Bati.
Spirit put themselves on match point?
Game
Or
over,
will
leave it
Falcons even the score
Kung
with the
gone
1-1?
anyway.
We're gonna find out in this game. So first, we're gonna head over to the stage where we hear some words from Coach Silent.
Coach silent
Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, I mean, Silent, that game number 1, pretty convincing from you guys. Would you put that down to your draft, or was it mostly down to the gameplay?
I think both. We played well, and our draft was okay. Not the best, I'm feeling like, but okay.
ငါတော့ဆိုင်
Well, you guys played
Ngã
very,
không
very
sai.
well. This game, you got the
Tim
Yatoro
View quá.
Medusa.
Ngã không sai,
I mean,
chi à?
How badly did he want to play
Đi
this
đi.
hero? Was he asking for it?
ဘယ်ကောင်မကြိုက်လို့တော့မဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့ငါတော့သားတွေကိုမကြိုက်လို့
Sure, the Yatoro Medusa in this game number 2.
တုံတောင်ပဲအားပေးဖို့တော်ပြီပေါ့ဗာလေ
Oh, in
So
Dudu,
we
we always wanted to play Medusa, so I think it's a very free game for Medusa, honestly.
Free game for Medusa. Love the
Oh,
confidence.
the
Thank you
free
very
game.
much, Silent. Good luck here.
Medusa
in
တော့
game
free game ပဲ
number 2
ဒုံးက Medusa ကိုကောင်းတာမထောက်ဘူး
grand finals of the Esports World Cup between Falcons and Spirit.
Dangerous fighting words from Silent, the coach of Team Spirit. A free Medusa game, especially after the masterclass performance that Team Spirit gave us in Game 1. And the Falcons' response, well, in the first game, it was an extremely muted response. They really just did not have much to say there, despite maybe the Falcons fans doing otherwise. Falcons themselves really seemed to struggle in that Game 1. Game 2, though, Avery, feel like they've got a better shot at it?
Looks more even to me. They have a decent shot of taking over the mid game against this Medusa. If the Medusa falls behind a little bit, can be a very slow hero, but it is a very good Medusa game. So if this goes late, it's going to be a very tough, hard carry to crack here for Falcons. Usually they are good against these super hard carries because ATF's hero pool can be a very anti-carry centric pool. Doom is one of those heroes, the Razor, the Viper, you know, the Bristleback, whatever, but Medusa kind of just counters a lot of that. This hero ignores a lot of the single target focus. You need overwhelming damage to bring him down, or the mana burn. They don't have the mana burn. Do they have the overwhelming damage? Kind of, but that Sven matchup is really bad. Like, it's one of the worst carry-to-carry matchups in the game for Sven. The other one's like Faceless Void, which we don't see at all. But maybe we'll see Game 3 if Yatoro wins this one. You just jump in, you try and burst this guy. If you don't just completely clear him, you get Stone Gaze, your fight as Sven is over. You're too BKB dependent. He just clears out the fight, resets it. You can't re-all in him again. So this carry matchup's tough. The Doom matchup's tough. It's a very good Dusa pick. But Falcons do have a lot more jump this game. They got the Bat Rider, they have the Puck, they have the Sven who can jump in, they even have a Doom who can maybe go Blink build as well. They have way more ways to start fights and look for little plays on the map, and we saw how tough it was for them in that game 1. They're trying to make plays behind a Primal plus supports, that's kind of their only initiator, while the map's getting pushed in around them from that like.
ကိုကြတဲ့ player မရှိတော့ကြည့်ရတာ fan ဖြစ်တော့ငါ့သားလည်းမသိဘူးလေရုပ်တွေကြည့်ရ
Team Spirit will also have less information compared to Game, right?
ဒီကောင်လေး$9000ဒေါ်လာ$9000ဆိုရင်တန်တယ်ဒေါ်လာ$9000ဆိုရင်တွက်ကြည့်အောင်
manipulators
ဒေါ်လာ$1000သိန်း50
Spirit have to do a much better job
ဒေါ်လာ$9000ဆိုသိန်း250ကိုရင်ပတ်စံနဲ့တွက်ကြည့်သူတို့ဒီမှာတော့$9000
like that's where the
အဲ့လောက်တန်ညီမတန်အတန်ပါတယ်နော်$9000ဆိုရင်တော်တော်တန်ပါတယ်ဘယ်နိုင်ငံမှာမဆိုဒေါ်လာ$9000ကြီးကတော့သိတာပါ
Rubik silencer need levels
ဒေါ်လာ$9000ပေးမယ်ဖဲကွန်သွားအားပေးပါဆိုရင်တော့ကိုရီလည်းအားပေးမိမှာပါအားချောင်းရုံပဲဒေါ်လာ$9000ရတယ် free အေးစေးပဲအားလုံးစရာမလို
This could result in a very slow
နိုင်နိုင်ရှုံရှုံလဲကိုရီအလုံးမဟုတ်ဘူးဟဲ့ဒေါ်လာ$9000ယူပြန်အေးစေး
storm in particular
နည်းနည်းတော့အားအောင်တော့6မှာပေါ့
I agree with that like all eyes on Laurel to have a good game and his game is not the easiest into the puck coil into the doom into the
$9000စားတွေဘယ်သူ$9000ပေးလဲကြာတော့အားပေးမလို့ sorry တထေးလေ sorry
good performance out of it for Spirit to play this early game
which means this laning phase is going to be particularly important then. Storm versus Puck, and Maureen already got the early deny and a range creep, so good start for him. Maposhka, though, out of position, and will be the first to fall. Falcons will take first blood.
Super nice pickup for Amar. Trying to get some momentum after that game 1 loss. You come in here, get a first blood on one of your signature heroes. As scary as that collapse Mars is, I feel like Amar's Doom is really underrated because we just haven't seen it as much recently. Yeah, but he absolutely dominates on this hero.
I thought it was so funny we were talking about the ban Mars in game 1, and I remember thinking to myself,
မဒူသာဆောင်းမကြမ်းခင်နိုင်အောင်ဆော့မရမှာဖဲကွန်က
but on Falcon's side, because collapse
သူပါလိန်ကိန်းလုံးဝလိန်ကိန်းသွားခဲ့ရင်ဒွန်းတော့ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒွန်းကမဒူသာကို
Falcons as well.
မနိုင်ဘူး
There was a bit of a funny interaction. Amar calling out the facet
မ
choice.
ဒူသာဒွန်းထည့်တဲ့ကိစ္စမရှိဘူးသူကပြစ်မှာ
saying he should have gone victory feast.
ဒီကစတောင်းစပရစ်အားပြန်ပါလာမှာပါ
I think
ပါလေကိန်းတော့တိတ်မလွယ်ဘူးနော်ကောလက်မားကြီးကတိတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ
or turnaround potential.
အကိုလက်မားဖားပြောင်းနေပါလာမှာအဲ့ရင်ကျပက်ကလည်းမလွယ်ဘူး
The feast is it's been buffed recently.
တော့ဖားပြောင်းကွန်ဘိုနဲ့ဆိုရင်ဘယ်ကောင်းမှမလို့
It's kind of hard to turn that facet down now.
Yeah,
just based off the numbers, but I do agree in these clutch games, you're at a BO5 grand final.
$50သူတော်ပြီပေါ့လေ what do you mean $9000အား bro 50နဲတာပေါ့
Division advantage.
50တွက်ကြည့်အောင်
to turn down in that situation.
နှစ်သိန်းခွဲလား
when there is a save here on the other
နှစ်
side
သိန်းခွဲပဲရှိတယ်ဘာလို့မလုပ်
of the Pugna being able to block out that vision, stop that save.
အဲ့လိုမျိုးအားသွားချောင်းမှုဆိုရင်တော့ bro ဒေါ်လာ$9000လောက်တော့ပေးမှရ
Maybe he's
Che
just
Chong
pointing
Yu.
out that Collapse is just being a tryhard. As he said, I think he said something like, why do you want to win now, or something like that.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Maybe he's asking for a little mercy. No, I don't like
ဦးလေးကြားနေရတော့မယ် let's go Falcon
He's certainly not the type to do
let's
so.
go Falcon
3-minute notices are coming up soon, so we'll see a bit of aggression here in some of these side lanes.
I will say the one thing about that facet choice to finish that discussion is the Victory Feast would have been interesting because of the mana return into the Dusa.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
the
was
Storm. Like that's the part that would have been interesting to me this game. But again, that is dependent on you like getting kills in that arena and snowballing that way. And Collapse as a player he has a very clear idea of what his job in the game is, and he might just feel that that's not going to be a necessary path for them to go down. Like maybe he's just going to go and catch this puck. Maybe you kill him, maybe you don't. But if you can block out the saves, that could be a way bigger component than trying to restore mana to your other 2 cores.
See Maureen trying to play around the tower shots where you phase shift in order to get the extra HP, but a bit of a punish coming out from Laurel as he vortexes him under the tower and gets a bit done.
Such an even laning phase. Outside of that first blood on the silencer, like the CS is so close across all these cores. Amar may be suffering a little, but he got the first blood, so that boosts him up into the early bracers and sustain, holding his skill points here as well. seeing what develops on this lane. If he wants Scorched Earth for an all-in kill, maybe you can get a little greedier with some Devour. Maybe you find a good creep on one of those.
ဒီပွဲလဲအစာပိုင်းကနည်းလေးတွဲပဲလာမှာပဲเนาะပြစ်ကတော့ရှောက်စတက်နေပြီစပန်အတွက်အေးအဲ့ဒီစတက်အုပ်ကိုဒီဘက်မှာလာရှုပ်လို့ရတာ Storm Fit တော့ရှိတယ်အသေးအုပ်ကိုလာရှုပ်လို့ရ
continue to try and CS here with the extra stats.
လွတ်မပေးတော့ဘူးကွာ
Now, you and Kezu were having a conversation. Kezu called out the silencer pickup, and I actually didn't hear. You seemed hesitant about the silencer for sure. Why was that?
I think the silencer makes sense. It's a very good hero for Spirit here, and I think Kezu was feeling it because it's a hero that they will play as opposed to a lot of other teams.
Of course, yeah.
I still feel the hero's a little clunky, and I was trying to think, is there a better saving support or counterplay support first to bat? Like, would Maposhka play an Oracle? Probably not, right? We almost never see him play the hero.
Yeah.
But he does bust it out occasionally. The other big one I was thinking is like this Shadow Demon we just haven't seen. Ooh, Clip sneaking. Brings him down. Nice little pickup for collapse. I was expecting a Shadow Demon.
ထော်တော့မလို့လို့ ਨੇ ဒီကောင်ဘေးကိုပြစ်ချ
seen it this tournament.
But like, do you love the Shadow Demon?
That hero
ဒီကလိန်နေလည်းဒဲဒဲပဲကွာနော်ကြည့်လိုက်မစ်မှာလည်းဒဲဒဲ
and
ပေါ်လမ်းမှာလည်းမားစားနည်းနည်းလေးတော့တာတော့တာတယ် let's say 8កောင်တော့တာ
debating if you go down that route, but Silencer has been the more stable hero.
အောက်မှာဒွန်း
It does offer
မဒူစာကလည်းအဲ့လိုနီးနီးပဲ
Falcons did
24 ဆို
that can be a tough matchup.
အေးဗလိုက်တာပြန်သေးပြီ
Another mango to go.
အိုးမန်ဂိုတွေ
Low, but not low enough. The mango keeps Utoro alive. The rotation did come out from Rue, but
မန်ဂိုဘေးနားကောင်မန်ဂိုဖြည့်ပြီးလိုက်တာလားမသိ
he's the one
သိ
who
တာ
called
မန်
that
ဂို
last hit
ကြီး
on crit.
Well, you got to study at the altar of the Absol, right?
Of course.
အော်လာလဲအော်ဘောစမုတ်သုံးရင်ထားမလို့နေပြီ
And he'll still be able to perform his support duties, though, from the opposite side. He'll play for the 6-minute power rune.
Could be a nice rune for Laurel if you get a early regen or arcane here. Maureen should get both sides checked, so not the rune he was hoping for, but he will win the rune in the invis. Take it away from the storm. Going to be a lot of stacking this game. That is something to watch out for. I mean, you have a Medusa on one side, a Sven on the other. Then you have this Bat Rider. You have a Rubik, 2/4s that can easily stack.
Sean Water.
Those triangles around that
Wow.
50-minute mark.
Rubik ace တိုးတာကိုရှောင်းနေတဲ့
his opening into this spirit stack potential. You take down these early tier 1s, suddenly maybe you can contest.
စနီးကင်းကတော့လုံးနေကြလေးပဲဒါမြင့်မှာသူရောက်လာဖောက်နေပုံမှန်လေးပဲ
Yeah, despite the... Okay, so Snaking is employing the exact same strategy as we saw in Game 1. It didn't really work for them.
ဒီတစ်ခါတော့ level 3 တော့တည်းကလာဖောက်
Take those early towers very quickly. And in general, it did feel like they're limited on map control. Is that just because they lost too much of the early game and it snowballed?
I feel like they just couldn't make concise moves and combine the cores. Like, we never saw the Pango plus the Primal combine in that bottom lane, for example.
Yeah, okay.
To kick the TA out and take that tower. And I think if you're trying to play with pace in this meta, the core combining has to happen somewhere around that like 8 to 12 minute mark. Like, you're not going to break the lane super early unless you're like Monkey King mid going for Wisdom Shrine or something. But that's the way you can kick these heroes off the lane. And you have to bring cores to it. You have to make that play. It has to be a very quick smoke play, something with a power rune. That just never happened.
But I feel like then that same problem is present here for Falcons lineup. I don't think that Doom and Sven are going to be running around at that 8 to 12 minutes either.
The one lane you'd love to kill is the mid. Like, you want to get coils on the storm and bring the weaker support duo, the slower support duo behind the storm.
ခင်တဲ့အတိုင်းပဲလာရှုပ်တယ်လေလားအဲ့စတက်အုပ်ကို
Falcons if they can make it
အ
happen.
ကြီးကြတော့သွားရှုပ်လို့မရဘူး
But you
ပေါ့
also have to get the
ကြီးကစပန်စားရင်စားမစားရင်ဒူသာစားမရအောင်ဒူသာကလည်း
And ultimately, you
အဲ့ဒါ
have to
မျိုးစားဖို့က
really
ရာရှာတစ်ချောင်းလောက်တော့အနည်းဆုံးလိုရာရှာတစ်ချောင်း travel လောက်power ထွက်လောက်လို
Yeah. So now this coil.
အဲ့စတက်တော့စားလို့မရတော့
Either on the storm,
စပန်အတွက်
maybe quick smoking Maureen.
မဲရီကနောက်မို့3800ရတယ်ဘယ်လိုဖြစ်
I
တာ
don't know if you want to go to the
But like
Dusa,
that.
That's the problem. It's a Dusa. It's hard to make that committal play this early game.
Snaking, stumbling into Maposhka, sitting on the high ground. Maureen will protect him.
အင်းကွာမှာပေးလိုက်တယ်တေးပြီပေါ့
He's just going to drop
Oh,
and try and go
Mateo.
for that quick kill. Couldn't get him on the waning
Another
rip.
orb.
Now he's a bit low on mana. He's got one orb to work with.
အိုးအဲ့ရဆောင်းရဲမိုက်တယ်ရောက်ရေး
It doesn't land on Maposhka. He's not done yet.
အိုးရောက်ရေး YV ပြစ်သွားလာတယ်ကွာဒီလိုကြီး white သွား white သွားတော့ ဟိုကောင်အပေါ်ဘက်ပြင်းရင်လည်း vision မြင်ရမယ်အောက်ဘက်ကိုပြင်းရင်လည်း vision မြင်ရမယ်အဲ့လို wide ကြီးပြစ်သွားလာတယ်ကွာ
6-second orb. You just can't run
စောင်းသ
away.
ဘောကြတယ်အဲ့လိုမျိုး
He hits Larl again, he commits.
Yeah, just some good harassment. He's just
မြင်
really
သွားတာနော်အဲ့ wide ပြီးတော့
This is the lane where Falcons
အဲ့တော့နောက်ပိုင်းအဲ့ဒီဟာလေးကခစ်စားနေရိုရှင်ဟိုဘက်ဒီဘက်
another set of stats
အဲ့လို
by crit he will
ခြားကြတော့မယ်ဆိုတဲ့အနေထားမှာလဲရိုရှင်ပစ်ထဲကို
prime.
vision အကြာကြီးကြည့်လို့ရတယ်အလုံးကြီးကိုဖြတ်ပစ်ပြီးအနောက်ကိုပြန်ဆွဲထားတာကွာအဲ့တော့အဲ့အလုံးကအဲ့နားမှာလဲနေအကြာကြီးပဲအဲ့ရိုရှင်ပစ်ထဲမှာဘာတွေဖြစ်နေလဲဆိုတာအဲ့လို2စက္ကန့်လောက်ကောင်းကောင်းကြီးကြည့်လို့ရတယ်2စက္ကန့်
Strategic differences. I
ဟုတ်တယ်
do
2စက္ကန့်
feel
လောက်ကို
like
ကောင်းကောင်းကြည့်လို့ရ
Falcons in
ကောင်းမိုက်
game
တယ်
one as well. Even though they lost, they were doing more stacking than Team Spirit, and I feel like we've seen that through historically speaking. Falcons is one of the teams that's going to stack the most, but I also feel like Team Spirit doesn't usually rely on stacks nearly as much as many
လက်
of
ရ
the
တော့
rest of
စ
the
ပရစ်
European
တာတယ်
teams.
They rather get more done on the lane, right? They rather
စပရစ်လုံးဝမလျှော်ဘူး game 1လဲ draft မလျှော်ဘူး game 2လဲလုံးဝအပိုင်ရိုက်နေပြီဒီမှာဒူစာနဲ့
jungle faster. I think they are incredibly consistent.
မဟာ Stone Spirit Silencer ဒူစာလုံးဝဒီကောင်လေးတကယ်
I think Yatoro clears that.
solid ဖြစ်တဲ့ပစ်တွေကြီးပဲ
Okay, yeah, I can
So
see
that
that.
makes up for it a little bit. He almost always plays it.
ပယ်ကွန်ဘက်အဲ့ပကနာကြီးထုတ်နေပြီဒစ်နေတာပကနာကိုအမြဲတမ်းထုတ်နေတာကြီးကမ
But
ကောင်း
you're
ဘူး
right, like they don't stack as
ဒီပွဲ
consistent.
ဆို Silencer ကြီးနဲ့ပကနာကသွားပြီမွာ
Let's go for plays like this.
Deja vu. Another coil, exact same spot on Rue. Malrine chasing him down. Same time though, Laurel. He tried to get the kill on Snaking to Grabify protects him.
Oh.
For now. He turns back.
Silent
Got
me
the
bi show
silence
wa
on
yi,
Malrine,
baga.
and Malrine's the one to die and lost his courier too.
Was trying to play aggressive with this illusion rune dispel, but gets caught by the last word and maybe not expecting the Mars to rotate in there. See the God Strength for the stacks. This could just sacrifice your mid tower though. This is a catapult wave going in.
Like you said, Spirit want to get more done on the lanes. An early tower kill, early hero kills.
ဟော arena ကြီးရှိတော့လာကစားပေးနေပြီအလဲမှာ mid tower ကိုစောစောစီးလာဖွင့်လာတယ်မရပါဘူး crit က
Level 6 already
ပြီး
online for this
ဖြတ်ရှင်းပြီးတော့သူအသေးခံသွားတယ်အဲ့တော့ mid tower တော့မပွင့်သွားဘူး
Oh yeah.
အကန်ကောင်းသွားပြီဗောနော်သူ triangle ထဲမှာ AC fan လို့ရနေသေးတယ် mid tower ရှိရင်
for the heroes that they have.
M1
right?
နဲ့
Kills give you more experience.
တာ
for
တော့ရ
Runic,
သွား
as
ပြီ
you
တကွာ
said, 6 on him. That's fantastic. But also it means
Kita.
more galvanized stacks for the Storm Spirit. That
အဲ
is
စကီတာရဲ့
also
စ
a
တက်
big
စားထားတယ်ဆိုတော့နောက်ဘောမတူစားလိမ့်မှနေပြီ
Spirit are also good at
မိ
timing
နေရ
when
နော်
to commit.
4900
Like they recognize
လိမ့်လေးစားလိုက်
this is
အောက်က
a
ဒီ
fastest game, but he doesn't
jungle crit
commit.
တဝေးဝင်စားလိုက်နဲ့ဟိုကောင်စတက်စားတာကို
No
မီ
one
း
can
နေတယ်
clear some big ancient stack very early.
ကြော်တော်ကြော်နေကြည့်ရော
It's inefficient for you. Whereas for Falcons, they can do it a bit earlier with the Sven coming in.
အတာဝါမှရမှာစတက်အုပ်စားလိုက်ပြီဆိုရ
If
င်
you want them later on when the Dusa
ရန်သူဘက်က carry ထက်တာဝါမှကို fine တော့မှာအခုကကြီးကအတာဦးပြစ်နေတယ်
setting an objective up for Falcons here. So playing on the lanes worked out better for him. Now they have 6s on both supports. I feel like this support duo could have been a liability this game, but they've gotten through the early game really nicely. And now you have global plus spell steal available. Instant arena top crit not allowed to sit up here. We saw how long Rue was able to sit in that safe lane last game as Bat. Crit is instantly punished. Notice the
Widely,
difference.
widely.
Yeah,
You know,
and I
Sean
also
and,
would-
Sean
would
and,
note some of the similarities to game
Sean
1.
and-
Another situation where
Yeah, he do
the
it.
snaking Pugna just can't seem to get this mid tower. Like even if it's just the silencer sitting there, it's just early curse last word on him, and then snaking only gets one blast.
Think
with
one
the
she,
creep wave
haste
pushing in,
net.
doesn't really get that much done. Coil and into the
Silent.
pass. Malrine tries to get in front of him, doesn't actually make it.
Yeah,
Now
ooh.
collapses over the pass, and away he goes.
And that,
Pick
that
on me,
spear on
ow,
the
hey.
Sven, so he can't get the Stormhammer out, leading into that puck teleport was big. Yeah. That's a coil and a haste rune down. Malrine, he has gotten the power runes. We saw the tips coming out saying, nice luck, bro. But he hasn't been able to use them for anything. Now there's a gank going into him. Global's available.
Oh, but he used the orb.
ဘလို့ပဲမ
Global
တက်ပြီဗျာ
silence into
တော့
the last word. Too many silences. Maybe
Ah, yeah.
Snaking with the
Sneaking, sneaking. Eh, sneaking မှာ short ပြီ
Now Snaking's in trouble. Amar, he teleports in. The time he shows
အဲ့
up,
သွေးပြန်တက်အော်
he's gonna chase after
ပကနာ
Amar's
တိုင်က
gonna teleport. Yep,
စပယ်
Falcon
3ခံရ
needs to
တဲ့အချိန်မှာ
Snaking,
သွေး
Skeeter on the other side. God strength.
ဟိုဟာ
Starts
ဖြစ်တာ
going
သွေး
around
တက်
the
တဲ့
room,
ဟာ
but
ယူ
the
တာ
drain- Oh, wait, he's out doing. Oh, he finally gets the final blow in. And
Yeah,
the
yeah, no
Storm
mana,
Spirit
no mana.
Skeeter low, but now he's out of mana. Collapse covers him with the spear.
No arena for 10. Gotta be careful.
Hey,
You don't
collapse
need
team,
that
lam
warrior
diu.
spirit.
If they can just
Don't
get the
ball,
stun on
me
him, they
worry.
got the stun. And the God's rebuke. Can
အ
he
ထုံး
push
မှာ
it
ထည့်
over?
ပြတာရောရက်ဆက်တယ်
I mean, he's laughing that all the way to the bank. I think he was dead there anyway.
Yeah.
ဘို့တော့
Maybe
နဲ့
the
ကင်းရ
last
တာ
thing,
โอเค
you know,
လောက်လား
I'll
ရှော
take
နေ
the
တာ
streak. That's a 400 gold kill.
ရှောနေတာဩ
That That push is doomed.
ကေး over ထည့်ထားတဲ့လူကိုကေးရနာ okay လောက်လားဆိုတော့ဘာပြောอ่ะ
It's good to see Collapse in high spirits, and they should be. They're up one game in this series, but game 2 is a much more
ကေးရနာ40ကောင်ဆော့ထားပါတယ်ကေးရနာ40ကောင်ဒီပွဲကချမှာပစ်ကိုကစောင်းစစ်ဟိုင်လန်ဒါဟိုဘက်ကလည်း7ပတ်အဲ့ဒါချမဲ့ကောင်လေး
I don't know. They're only 10 feet apart.
Poshka's just a menace.
အဲ့မန်ဒါဆိုင်ဆရသွားပြီဗောနော်ဒူစာ Polas ကတော့ US Scepter လေးစထည့်ထားတယ်အဲ့ပတ်ကိုကွန်ဘိုသုံးလို့ရတယ်နော်
These backline kind of
ပတ်ကိုကွန်ဘိုသုံးပြီးတော့တတ်တော့မှာအဲ့ကွက်တွေကဟုတ်တယ်ပြီးရင်ဒီပက်ကနာတို့ဘာတို့နော်သွေးဆုပ်တာတွေပါဖြတ်လို့ရတယ်အများကြီးလုပ်လို့ရတယ်
Similar concept. You need to know when to pull the trigger on that spell in the middle of the engagement.
လေးဘောတင်တာ
He's growing large, man. He is kind of keeping up with Yotaro. And they're finally going to make their smooth move to the Dusa, it seems like, but it's interrupted by Laurel. He gets midway through the staircase and kills that entire idea.
Another move for this puck that does not work off another power rune. That was a shield rune puck with the Witchblade done. Falcons just can't get moves against Spirit. The defensive gameplay is way too good. Didn't have global for that storm jump, or maybe they commit there, but maybe if they see the shield rune, they try and back off anyway. Did get a D-ward out of that. You're getting a little more map control here. The vision game is working for Falcons.
And they're still playing for the stack game as well.
That is also working.
Yeah, even if your offensive moves aren't working,
သူတို့စတက်တွေစားပြီးပြောနေတယ်ဒူစာကြီးက free တွေဖမ်းလိုက်တာမှဟိုမှာအောက်လန်းနေပြီလုံးဝခြေတဖွားမှမဖွာသေးဘူးနောက်ကလည်းထိတ်ဆုံးမှာဒူစာကို free ပေးဖမ်းနေတာကြီးကကောင်းလို့လား
No pressure going into the Medusa. And he is mega farmed. He's almost 13 and a half already.
level 73နဲ့ကွာယွန်တရားကြီး game 1တော့ကလည်းတန်ပလာကို level 7အစောကြီးရောက်နေတာသူများတွေ level 9လောက်အချိန်မှာသူက level 7
A little more than he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, this is a scary hero in this game to give this kind of start to. This many levels, this much ancient farm early with just... There hasn't even been an attempt at a kill on this guy other than that laning phase.
သူပဲခိုးမှာဆိုလို့
So I'm a little worried that, yeah, you are getting a lot of efficiency for Falcons. You're finding good farm on the Doom. You're getting power runes for the puck. He finds another regen rune. With that mid tower going down, you can now get aggressive.
Stolen orb, almost bursting him down. Spear in, straight to the back of Snake King. And Laurel to collect his galvanized stack.
အဲ့ကွာသွေးတို့တော်တော်ဆန်းနေတယ်တိလားအောင်ရင်းစီဘာလုပ်လဲပိုက်တော့ရပြီဒုံးပိုက်ရပြီဒီကောင်တွေချတာတော့ချမှာတစ်ခုခုကိုစောင့်နေတာအဲ့ဒါပိုက်ဖြစ်ဖို့များတယ်မဒူစာ line up ကိုဒီတိုင်းသွားစိန်နေလို့မရဘူးသူတို့လည်းတိလောက်တယ်အဲ့တော့ဒုံးကပိုက်အစောကြီးဆက်လိုက်ပြီဘယ်နေရာကိုချမှာလဲတစ်ချက်ကြည့်လိုက်မယ်ဒီကောင်တွေအောက်လန်း first tower ကိုဝင်လုံးမလားပေါ့နော်ဒီဘက် Collapse ကပိုက်ဆက်နေတာအခုမှအစပဲရှိသေးတယ်ဆိုတော့ဒီချိန်ဆိုင်ဖယ်ကွန်တာလောက်တယ်ဘတ်တယ်ကပကနာတိုင်ရယ်ပိုက်ရယ်ဆိုရင်စောင်းဆွေးလုံမရတော့
Okay, so what's the worry here for
ဘလိုပဲတော့ရှိနေတယ်အဲ့ဒီချက်
We lit this game, go late, we go another 20 minutes and net worth is still even. We heard the panel, they seem to be heavily favoring Team Spirit in that regard. It seemed like they felt Falcons, the onus was on them to be making plays. Do you agree?
In the mid game, yes. I do not think you want to give Medusa multiple Aegises in this game.
Sure.
It's not going to end well for you. That said, I think you have more room to scale here than just, oh, Medusa auto wins. Like, you have an ATF Doom. I think you can always win late game with an ATF Doom.
Sure.
His itemization on Zero is usually very good. It's very on point. He knows how to manipulate the timings off the Devil's Bargain. He's going to go for
မဟုတ်ပါဘူးတဲ့ပိုက်ကြီးဆက်ပြီးတော့ထပ်ဖမ်းနေတော့မှာတဲ့ဟုတ်ပါဘူးဖယ်ကွန်အေးဆင်းတော့ဆင်းလာပြီစမုံနဲ့ချပြီဒါပေမဲ့တဖောင်နဲ့ဖြစ်နေတဲ့အချိန်လောက်ခံရပြီသူ့လူတွေမရောက်သေးဘူးOh la la! Oh, yeah, သူ့လူတွေကနှေးလိုက်တာလို့ရောက်တာတော်တော်နှေးတာကြီးစပရီကောင်လည်းမြန်တယ်ခတ်တုတ်တုတ်ပဲဘတ်ဘတ်ဆိုတောက်သွားပြီဒါတူတော့တွေ့ပြီဒါတူတော့တွေ့ပြီ
They're actually going to go for it. They get the grab onto the Rubik at the same time, but Yotaro got off the stone case.
လက်ဆိုဘာလို့ Rubik ကိုပေးတာနောက်တယ်နော်ဖယ်ကွန်းကောင်နေမတူသားမန်နာဖင်ကလက်ဆိုဆွဲလိုက်ရင်သေတယ် Oh my god Rubik ကိုသွားဆဲတယ်ဗျာ
Skeeter would have had him if you'd guessed the 50-50 there. I mean, they got him to 0 mana. He had nothing left in the tank. Surprised that global silence never got popped there.
So yeah,
Global
the
global
big
လည်းမ
spot
ဟုတ်
for
လို့
Falcons is
ဟုတ်
going
သား
to
ပဲ
be the
ဒီ
Deuce
ပိုရှိက
setting
ကြည့်အောင်
this,
တွေ့လား
like, 4, 5,
လက်ဆို
6 item time.
ရူဘစ်ကို
If we
ဆွဲ
go
တယ်
super late, then Falcons, you know,
လူသားကိုအိမ်နေအဲ့ထင်မှာ
they're the
global မဟုတ်
biggest
တွေ့လားဒီကောင်
offensive
global ကတော့လုံးဝလက်နေတုံးပဲအခုတည်းကနေနေတုံး
And the Doom can pick up some of the scale where the Sven's going to fall off.
နေကြပဲကြားတယ်အဲ့ကောင်
Batrider. We've seen Batrider just win some of these late games because it becomes too hard to play against.
ရော
that
right moment
jump.
ကိုစောင့်နေစောင့်ရင်စောင့်ရင်
Like Ags
သူ့လူတွေက
in
ရှော့
this game or something. You can bypass global. You
အောင်
can
ကန်
get
ကောင်း
it
လို့
on one or
လူ
two
သားမရှော့
heroes,
อ่ะ
set that fight up, get multiple Dooms off. You can play around the Deuce a little bit in that regard by taking all
အဲ့
the
တော့ကြိုက်လေ
fight. So I
နိုင်
like
နိုင်
how
ပြောရ
this
ရင်တော့
better.
split
This
rep
game goes later. They don't have to play into like
ပဲကြိုက်
crazy
တယ်
vision mechanics.
လူသားကြီး
That was just so debilitating game one.
လူသားမူရ
Here, your best vision
ကိုကျန်းတယ်
mechanic
လူ
is
သား
Deuce on the front line.
ပြင်ကောလက်ရဲ့အမှနောက်ပိုင်းမြင်ရမယ်
Given Aegis the storm with the Deuce.
အားပြောင်းကွန်ဘိုနဲ့မားစီ
That's what's going to give you the strength and the confidence to go against this Batrider and push.
Really
the objectives.
sure.
But if you don't
Hi,
get
hi,
those
ma,
Roshans
bro.
in the first place, it becomes a lot harder to just push
Really
powers
sugar.
off the Deuce's timing. Like you're a bit scared of this guy getting dragged into just an all-in off, dooming him, jumping in with the Sven. Puck is silencing Dream Coiling in the back line. That fight becomes really weird.
For this little window, Falcons have the pipe advantage, but it's not going to last long. Collapse almost has his own pipe after the Yule Scepter. It's a shame for Falcons.
လက်ဆိုပါသွားပြီ
Got a lasso on
ဂလိုပဲအော်အခုဂလိုပဲကတော့ကွက်တီဟာအခုဂလိုပဲကတော့ကွက်တီဗျာ
You get that initiation. You have to be really quick with it. Otherwise, the global silence will stop that follow-up.
ဒါတော့ကွက်တီမဟုတ်ဘူးလက်ဆိုဆွဲပြီးတော့
Developing
နည်းနည်းလေးဆွဲခံလိုက်ရသေးတယ်ဟိုဘက်ကို
damage.
ပြီးမှဂလိုပဲထွက်လာ
Pause there. I don't think Laurel was getting jumped though. He just got BKB as well.
Yeah.
ဒုံးတော့ကြံသေးတယ်လက်ဆိုမရှိဘူး drain ကွန်ရှိ
In real life, Rue is being attacked by bugs outside of the game, not inside. Don't worry, the admin's here to protect you, Rue. Did he get it?
I mean,
ကို
he's
လိုပဲ
young, right? He's got
insert
good
insert ကြောက်
voice.
တယ်
Yeah.
ဟော insert
Could we see an Obama moment?
insert ရောက်လာလို့
Get
ရင်
the
ကောင်လားမ
fly
သိ
right on
ဘူး
camera.
ရင်ကောင်တော့မရှိတော့ပါဘူးဘာကောင်ဒီမှာဘာကောင်ချင်းလည်းမရှိတော့
That takes me back to the
ဒီဘိုးကောင်
Ice
လို့ပါ
Ice Iceland.
The cockroach
That
on the
was
keyboard.
a real bug in real life. He
That
did
was
not
a
like
bug.
that one.
အားအပြာကြောင်ကောင်းလားမားကအပြာကြောင်မလို့ပြာကြောင်မလို့
See if he has the speed to be able
ပြာ
to
ကြောင်နဲ့
grab
ကောင်း
the
တာ
fly
တွေပဲ
out
ထည့်
of
မှာ
the
ဗော
air.
လို့ Dagger BKB refresher အော့
Fly
အားပြောင်း
or whatever bug.
BKB မထည့်ချင်တော့
needed.
အဲ့လို
Milner is done.
refresher ကိုဖားပြောင်း
I-
Dagger
I'm
လို့ပဲ
really
initiate
enjoying
တယောက်တည်း
this
လုပ်ရုံပဲ
Medusa build
ဘုံ
that
တိုင်း
we've
ချဲ
been seeing where the Mjolnir
ကိုပြီးကိုပဲ
and
လောက်ရ
Scepter
မှာကွာ
just mass lightning.
It's a
Going
lot
around.
of damage. If you get it all together and then you take a fight, it's insane how much DPS you can put out.
That being said, it does make the hero squishier than the traditional
လုံးဝကာဝါ
butterfly
အိုင်ဒန်နေ
style.
ဆက်နေတာကွာ
Yes,
ADF က
they're
လုံးဝ
squishier.
နော်
And
အရင်
your
လိုစံကြီးရ
single
ရှာတွေ
target
ရှိပါကတ်
DPS
တွေ
isn't as high.
radiant တွေမဟုတ်
It's just
ဘူး
like an isolated target 'cause you want
ဒီ
to
ပွဲ
only
ဒူ
shake
စာ
that
ဒမ်းမစ်ကိုဒီကောင်ရအောင်ရှော့
hitting
မှာ
like 5 or 6 dudes. Yeah. So
7
if you're
war
running
crying
a solo
armor
hero,
ရယ်
the build can
ဒီ
feel
ကောင်
a
ရဲ့
lot only sometimes.
တော်မန်တော်မန်အောင်ဖြစ်တယ်ဒီကောင်ရဲ့ဟို crimson gat တွေပါတွေ
That's where Storm comes in.
ဒူစာဒမ်းမစ်ကိုရအောင်ရှော့
Give you
ဖြစ်
some
ချင်
of that
တော့
single target burst,
ရာ
and
တူ
then
တို့က
you
physical
can
ဆော့နေတာ
pick
မ
up
ဟုတ်
shards
magical
with
ဆော့
the
နေ
Rubik.
အဲ့ crimson gat မကာတော့
A pickup allows him
အဲ့လောက်
to
အဲ့လောက်မ
pick up
ကာတော့ဟိုမှာ chain တွေတောက်လျှောက်ထွက်တော့မှာကွာအပြာကြောင် chain တူကိုကွက်ဆိုရင် chain share ထွက်တော့မှာ
I think it's a pretty good Rubik.
အဲ့တော့
because it's gonna be a
အဆင်
tough
ပြေ
target
ပါ
to
မ
take
လား
down
ဗော
unless
နော်
you're willing to commit big ults on him. He's already got the max.
အဲ့တော့
on
ပိုင်းနေ
these
တော့ကာလို့ရ
heroes.
ပါတယ်
This is a
နှစ်ကွက်ပေါင်း
60%
နှစ်ကွက်ပေါင်း
magic
ကောင်တာ
resist hero with Glimmer Cape active available. You really have to respect this hero's magic resistance now.
I thought Brian said 65%.
အဲ့ဒါ5 ban ရှုံးရင်တဲ့ ultimate orb ရပြီဟုတ်ရပြီ ultimate orb ရပြီသူ့လောက်ရတာပဲ
Point, but you're not going to be 100% truthful. That's dirty pool.
Well, the
Right
trick
လူ
is
သား
you
ဘာလို့
get
ချင်း
up
ပြီး
to
ချက်
the
တာလဲ
lower
အဲ့ဒါ
rounds
ဟိုဟာ
to
လေးမီတာလေး
close to there. If
အပြာ
you
ကြောင်းနဲ့
like
ချင်းတူ
Kai
နေ
and
မီ
stuff.
တာ
So that's why you go the meteor hammer Rubik.
Okay.
အပြာကြောင်းဆက်လိုက်ရင်ဟိုဟာ
I didn't want to propose.
အတက်
that.
modifier တွေအလုပ်လုပ်သွားတာ
Yeah, Brian's a smart enough.
Oh, chain
analyst
to net,
to
low,
take
low,
that bait.
Go check out my map. Mass
သူ့ရဲ့ဒီဘေးနာ split shot ကနေပြီးတော့အတက် modifier တွေဝင်တယ်အဲ့တော့ chain တွေစောင်းထွက်တယ်
I don't believe you.
I don't think we're going to be seeing meteor hammers in this grand final.
Hey, the Blink Dagger is back for Malrine, so. Falcons do feel like they've been a bit stymied in their aggressive plays. Maybe the Blink
တာ
Dagger
မယ်လို့
makes
တွက်
a
ထားတာ
difference.
22မိနစ်ထိ14ကောင်ပဲရှိပါသေးတယ်မချကြပါသေးဘူး
Because you have a Doom.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့
You're
ကျေးဇူး
kind
ပြင်
of
ပါတယ်
always one
ကျေးဇူး
aura
အများကြီးတင်ပါတယ်
item up on Team Spirit, but does that matter if you never get the team fight?
fair ကွန် game 1တော့အတိုင်း repeat ဖြစ်နေပါတယ်လုံးဝလိုက်မချပါဘူးအချိန်တန်ရှုံးသွားပါတော့မယ်
That's going to be the trigger to make an aggressive play, force something into Roshan here because you have all your blinks. You're going to have your Sven BKB timing. You need one more set of camps here to get it. Spirit continuing to just try and play both these teams are going to be hitting basically the exact same point here. Dead even game. Comes down to execution, who can find the better angle.
Collapse spotted by Crit. Thanks to a high
ground wall, that will be their payback.
Push back in, they actually tried for the global silence. Can Collapse actually get out of here? I mean, the cold's gonna be used, but he protects himself with the arena. Maureen jumps in after him, and they decrepify just TPs away.
4 ယောက်တက်တာမသေးပါဘူးတဲ့အဲ့မှာစကေးကိုရှိုးစကေးကိုရှိုးစကီတာစိတ်ဆိုးသွားပြီစကီတာစိတ်ဆိုးသွားပြီစောင်းတော့လိုက်ထွက်နေပြီတဲ့မင်းကိုပေါ်တေးစင်းပြီးတော့ Ruby ကိုသွားတက်ပလိုက်တယ် Ghost Run on ပြီးတော့စကီတာတော့ထွက်နေပြီနော်ဝါရွှေချောင်းနေဖြစ်နေပြီဟိုမှာဟိုဘက်လည်းဟိုဒေါ်လာထွက်ခြင်းစရာကွာ4ယောက်သွားတက်တာမသေးဘူးတဲ့ပေါ်တဲ့ထောက်ပြီးပြန်ပြသွားတယ် arena ကြီးခင်းပြီးတော့ပြီးတော့မင်းမှာဆိုတာနှကောင် first tower ကိုယူပြသွားတယ်လောက်တော့ဒေါသထွက်ဖို့ကောင်းလိုက်လေဆိုလေအကွက်တည်းဟမ်ရရဆာတကောင်ပြေးသက်နေရအေး Ghost Run မရှိတော့ဟိုဘက် smoke ပြီး Africa ကောင်လေးလာပြီဗျာ Ghost Run မရှိဘူးတားကြီးတို့ဒိုးမယ်တဲ့အဲ့ Roshan အောင်ယူသွားလောက်တယ်နော်အကယ်လို့ရှာမတွေ့ခဲ့ရင် Roshan ယူသွားလောက်တယ်ပြာချောင်းချင်းတူနော်ကွန်ဘိုကစုံသွားပြီ
Sven in particular. Yeah, Sven's got to be one of the heroes most debilitated by that snaking. He gets off the decrepify. Maposhka's in from the other side.
အဲ့ဒီပါတော့အော်ပြီးသားတယ်
and Amar will leave his support to die.
So similar smoke timing with the carry. They get a pick off. Team Spirit's going to try and transition.
ကောင်းတဲ့ဘက်လေ game သူကြိုက်လေနှစ်ကောင်လုံးကြိုက်တယ်
map right now, but also not just going
နှစ်ကောင်လုံးကျန်းတယ်
which it's a lot slower for them.
လုံးခွင့်ရတဲ့သူတာသွားမှာအဲ့နှစ်ကောင်
And it's also going to change sides.
အဲ့ global ဆိုင်နဲ့ပါတဲ့ဘက်ကတော့နည်းနည်းပိုဆိုးမလားလို့လေ game ရအောင်အဲ့မှာ refresher အော်ကြီးနဲ့နှစ်ခေါက်အောင်ဘက်ကခွေးဖြစ်ပြီအဲ့တစ်ပေါက်တော့ရှိသူဘလောက်ပဲ item 6ကွက်ဖြစ်ဖြစ် global နှစ်ခေါက်အတွင်းမှာသေမှာအဲ့ကောင်
After this it'll be the inhibitor an extra bit.
သူတို့ဘက်ကကျတော့ super late game ဒွန်းတစ်ကောင်ပဲပါတယ်ဟောလည်းမစွမ်း separate ပါပဲဒီ game နဲ့ duration over k under နဲ့ separate win အဲ့သုံးခုပဲဖြစ်သွားမလားပဲဒီပွဲကြည့်နေကောင်းကောင်တွေကဘောလေးနေဘောလေးနေတယ်ဘောလေး
somebody from Falcons would return nobody has
These two obs are really good for Spirit right now. We're seeing this one just scout out this Doom around mid. I mean, these are two deep wards around pivotal positions in the map. Definite vision advantage for Spirit right now.
Red Dan. တော်ပါတော့လို့ပေါက်ပန်းသား item တွေထည့်တာတော်ပါတော့ဟာဒီကောင်ထည့်နေရလုံးဝအမွားလေးတွေပဲနော်ဟို item အသေးမွားလေးစွတ်ထည့်ဘုံရယ်ဗလိမ်မေးရယ်ပြီးရင် defensive item တင်းပေးနှစ်ခုရယ်
There were four of us on this right-hand side of the map, and then you've got
Pegun ball in out my second tower. Playing you are
but you got Skeeter doing Roshan with an amp.
Roshan you are
that definitely changes.
Actually, when it is Sakita, Matama Yaman, no, the Gong Tang Hayama.
Here though,
Davi, Sabrega, I'm a boy of Piaji. Sabrega, when I, hey, they vote in Wabi. Agent! Okay.
Just in time.
I know.
Agent, your Toro's just planted himself in front of all 5 of these heroes.
Ah, yeah, don't know, man.
He's got a little bit of sick charges to work with. Protect him. They can't seem to do enough, and all the split shots are just raining in on the Falcons members. It doesn't matter how many heroes you had here. The extra life that you grabbed on Maureen. It's soon to be fourth. Oh, a TP away from snaking. It makes it, but it's Maureen who gets pinned by Collapse.
Where, Piaji?
Fight from Spirit. They get there just in time. No Aegis snatch available. Sat on the ground for so long is ridiculous. I think he got caught by something, right? Gorgon's grasp or whatever Yatoro threw in the pit.
Pegun win ali out je so yi twa the da. Stop ya ni da de ji yong lo pe tu ne ya be. ငါးလုံးသားလေးလည်းမကယ်နိုင်တော့ပါဘူး Sorry boss လည်းမကယ်နိုင်တော့ပါဘူးဟိုကောင်တွေကတကယ်ပြင်းနေတာ Africa ကောင်တွေကမာစီတီ5စီးကိုမယူသွားဘူးလားမသိပါဘူးကွာ
was just laying into everybody.
ငါစီမယူဘဲနဲ့တကယ်ကြီးပြင်းနေပြီဟိုက
supposed to be the other way around. You're
ဟိုရုရှားတွေကိုလာမဆန်းနဲ့တဲ့အဲ့လေပြင်းနေပြီ network 9K
No, it's not.
The item timings on this Medusa are just way too good right now. You look at his
တော့
network.
အေးချစ်ကအကြာကြီးပဲမြေပြင်ပေါ်မှာကြာနေတာဘက်ကသူယူရမှာလားငါယူရမှာလားဖြစ်နေရတာမသိ
Unless you're dying first, you're winning that fight.
Yeah, we pretty much all but guarantee.
Is this where you all chat it?
Continues.
It's just chilling, man.
သူ့လူတွေကိုထိုင်ဆောင်
He's just giving him a freebie. You want to up your hero damage a little bit? Don't worry, I got you, Snake King.
I'll boost your stats, no problem.
Make it so you don't look so bad at the end of the series after we 3.
အားလုံးသား3000ပြတ်ကန်တော့
Props the gentleman. What can you say?
What a nice
Always
guy.
looking out for the enemy team.
But yeah, we started
on it
off
on
the
it
whole Dusa talk, which was Falcons this mid game try and stop this Dusa from hitting all.
နောက်မှာ let's go Falcon on itသူတို့တန်အောင်တော့လုပ်ပေးချပါတယ်9000နဲ့တန်အောင်တော့អော်ပေးချပါ
Don't let this Dusa end the game on this timing, where she is going to be the strongest hero in the game for what, the next 20 minutes?
You have to find Bat Rider pickoffs to slow the game down. Skeeter needs to continue to be involved because he will not scale well against the Dusa directly, but he can kill these other heroes around the map.
ဘောဒရန်မလို့လေ
Lacking in damage if he's not there, so it's good things.
ညို့ကုန်လည်းသေးပါတယ်လို့ဒီဟီးရိုးလောက်တော့ဘောစတန်နေစွတ်သုံးနေအဲ့ကောင်
I would almost like Skeeter to go that Silver Edge build on this Fen that we see Toro do. So you can play that kind of threat around the map, off the map, pick off threat. You also get the break here against the Mars. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like you might be able to catch this Storm in a fight off a Storm Hammer occasionally. I just think you have to find ways to get this Fen involved around the map and not just okay.
ကလည်းအခုမှပရာစမာစရဟိုဘက်လင်းကင်းတွေကိုစီဖြစ်နေပြီ
Crimson Guard, Pipe, Blade Mail, very tough target.
Mana burned him. Sends a message.
They do. And Falcons do not overreact to this situation. They don't pull some of their cores out on the map back to base or anything.
Kind of interesting, this Mana Burn scales off Int now. A lot of Int on Dusa. It actually does scale, but it's still kind of a...
Peggle winner, so
that's what kind of kills it.
ကိုအောက်ကြီးသွားထည့်ထားတာပဲကိုဝင်တာ
Yeah, he still has a very level to scale up as
ဒီတိုင်းပဲ 2.5 ရလို့ဆိုသွားထည့်တာအခုတော့သွားပြီပြန်ရောင်းလို့လည်းမရတော့ဘူးမွဲတီ
I mean, this thing can be like a 500-600 mana burn.
Split အဲ့လောက်အတီဆော့မယ်လို့မထင်တာဘူး
sounds pretty nice.
Is that worth keeping the entire game?
Split တကယ်အတီကြိတ်တာ
Something like the Alpha Wolf or
ဟိုပစ်ပန်းမာတွေကအဖြေကထွက်နေပြီ game 1ရော game 2ရောတကယ်ပစ်ပန်းမာတွေကအဖြေထွက်တယ်
It's not worth it if you go after somebody else that's not the Dusa.
game 1ကြီးဆိုအရန်သိတာလုံး
That aura, but if they
ပြစ်ကြီးอ่ะကွာ
actually plan on trying to challenge the Dusa,
game 2လည်းမဒူစာကြီးပစ်လိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာပွဲကပြီးသွားတာ
it's also going to be really good for stalling out
လုံးဝဟိုကောင်လေးမဆော့နိုင်ဘူးဖယ်ကွမ်းကောင်
Spirit, right? If they put Dusa on a high ground push on a tier 3, you just mana burn him once or twice. That's going to hurt. Smoke.
It's a big smoke for Falcons.
Oh, they try and place a high ground warp, but they don't see Laurel. Laurel's going to break the smoke, and he gets out.
အာ
Yes, Lincoln's
Ay, 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 buddy,
is
though.
such a hard target to smoke into.
Laurel didn't jump away far. He's daring Falcons. Go ahead, try it. Daring Amar to try and get that doom on him.
I mean, I feel like a broken record at this point, but it's another smoke move for Falcons that fails in this series.
Yeah.
They just cannot get an angle in any of these plays.
Have they had a smoke that has killed a core in this series?
I can't remember one.
Plenty of supports, but...
I mean, it was supposed to be that play on the Mars bottom, but even he got out.
Yeah.
It's going to set you back again here. Did get the Daedalus on the Sven. The damage is there.
And look at him going to the other side of the map. Scan successful on both sides of Spirit and Falcons.
And they immediately TP. It's like they know they were scanned.
လင်းကင်းနေသွားနေ
Scanned. I got to get out of here.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဒါဘာလို့လင်းကင်းသွားပေးနေ
Chance to make the play on.
why ဖရိုက်တာကြီးကလင်းကင်း
Well, you
ဒီဘက်ကမားကလည်းလင်းကင်း
if you're Falcons, it's getting really
Lingin boy.
frustrating. You hit these item timings, you make the plays, you have some okay map control. Yeah, you're just hitting the tower with the puck. It's like we got to take something.
Yeah, if you're AUI, you go into this third game. If you go down,
ကဲဆို Falcon
0-2,
တက်မလာသေးဘူးပါရီယို liquid ဟုတ်တယ် liquid တက်လာမှာ liquid တက်လာမှာ liquid က plain 2စီးနဲ့ရှုံးသွား
Overwhelming ghost shove.
အားလုံးသားတွေအကွက်ထဲမှာမိသွား liquid က
Nonetheless, disperser for Yatoro. This will be a smoke from Spirit that they'll try and get to land, and
Laurel,
they're gonna
good
land
heads
it.
up by him. Long zip away. Maureen. They give chase onto him. Got the telekinesis in the pull. And it's not gonna be enough. He can self-fuel, so it's only gonna delay the inevitable, which is a spear or a shield to the face.
Man, so tough to escape when that's so much mana to play with. He still has all those galvanized stacks, and then you can just hold the global.
ကိုတော့တကောင်တက်ပြီးပြန်ပြီးအလဲရောက်သွားပြီအေးဆေးပဲမထူးစားအောင်မနိုင်ဘူးဆိုတာကိုသိနေတာအဲ့တော့အေးဆေးဖန်အောင်ပါ
It's even worse. Falcons brought the
ပြပန်းကိုအပြက်ရိုက်လုတ်တယ်ဖန်တယ်ဖဲကွန်လုံးဝအဲ့လိုသွေးသွေးတဲ့နေဖြစ်အောင်ထိုင်လုံနေတာကွာစပရစ်ရဲ့ကစားပေါက်ကြီးကိုလည်းကြည့်ရောဆောင်းလေဘင်းကိုအဲ့လိုညစ်ထားဟိုကောင်နေအသက်ချူပြပါကြက်လာမှာတဲ့စောင်းရင်းနဲ့ငါတို့ဘာမှလည်းလုံးလို့မရဘူးကွာသွားလုံလည်းမနိုင်ဘူးတဲ့
25. He's level 23 right now.
ရုတ်တရက်စမုတ်ကန်နေရလဲမအောင်မြင်ဘူးစပရစ်ကတတရာလေးကိုစောဗျာ
It's really intense.
It's way too much right now. He's too far ahead. You gotta shut him down.
Yeah, what happened to Dusa, you know, like tanky hero, you know, battle of attrition?
โอเคဒီပါထဲကုန်ပြီဘလက်သွန်းလာပြီဗျာအာမများပါတယ်ဆိုတော့စပန်ကိုဘလက်သွန်းနဲ့ပြစ်ပြတော့မယ်ဆရာဟိုနေ့ကဆိုင်နန်သာဘာဒွန်းထည့်ပြီးတက်နေရတဲ့အနေထားဟေး
Chained into the vortex now. Oh, we got off the stone gaze before the lasso. Maybe they're both dead. Skeeter, he popped his BKB for that, and all he could do is sit there in vain. To the Medusa. Congratulations to Amar, who doomed up Maposhka. Did get that kill. Spear back onto two heroes. They'll isolate the Pugna for a third kill. Triple on Laurel.
Sven Dusa in a nutshell. If you don't jump at all in this guy, the matchup's unplayable, and he never got the God Strength off. He gets initiated on, he takes the spear, the vortex, into the stone gaze. At that point, there's no way to turn that fight. Yeah, you get the silence.
Duration over တော့မှရေကြီးပြီဟာ35မိနစ်မှာ high ground တက်နေပြီအေးကြီးလည်းမပါဘဲနဲ့ Game 1တက်တောင်မှစိုးနေသေးတယ်
down your base 35 minutes in. You didn't pressure this Dusa. You didn't take away his timings.
ဝယ်ပြီးပြီလားမသိနောက်တော့တွဲကြီးပဲပြတ်သေးရနော်ဘာမှအောင်ချလို့မရတော့
Team Sphere pushing high ground. Maybe this mana burn could dissuade the Dusa from just hitting these buildings for free, but Team Spirit found themselves such a
ပစ်ကြီးကကွမ်းတာဟုတ်တယ်ပစ်နှစ်ပွဲလုံးပစ်နဲ့ရှုံးနေတာ
without a contest, and
အောက်ပစ်ကိုလောက်ခံနေရနှစ်ပွဲလုံး
even put together their full roster.
He just hit 25.
အဲ့ပကနာကြီးကိုမသုံးရင်လည်းမသုံးနဲ့တော့ဒီကောင်နေပကနာကြီးကိုဟာဒစ်နေတာ
Buffs up ATS.
ဘာမှလုပ်လို့မရဘူးကြည့်ရော
I mean, that thing's hitting real hard now.
Yeah, 200.
That's a 650.
တာဝါအာလီပိုင်းတာဝါလေးလိုက်ဖောက်တာပဲရှိ
800 if you can get it to level 4. But you're looking at your base going down. Bloodthorn's going to be done for Yatoro. There's an amp damage in the river and Roshan spawning soon.
မကတလန်ပေါ့နော်
They'll just play it
safe. 15k.
They can't even stop the siege wagons from getting the ranged barracks. Falcons, they could hardly deal with the creeps, let alone the heroes.
ဟိုလည်းကချင်းလို့တဲ့ပတ်ကိုဖမ်းဖို့ဖားပြောင်းတော့မထည့်ဘူးလင်းကင်းဖြတ်ထည့်တာဒွန်းကာဖို့အတွက်လင်းကင်းဖြတ်ထည့်ပြီးတော့အခုဒီကောင်ဘာသွားနေရလဲဒီတော့ဖားပြောင်းပဲမလဲတော့ Nullifier သွားနေကြိုက် No need ဖားပြောင်း
Honestly, at this point, you probably have to try and find
ရာတူတော့အဲ့ဒါ9ခွက်အပြည့်တော်ပြီလားလို့
I wish you the best of luck with that one.
Need big crits out of Skeeter, all in this Dusa, doom him, lasso him. You have a chance in that fight.
And again, just right place, right time, every single
အဲ့ဒီစမုတ်ကအမြဲတမ်းပြတ်နေတာ
teasing him. You're not going to get that initiation you're looking for.
Lincoln လက်ဆိုးပါပြန်ခိုးရတယ် Rubik က
in the hands of Team Spirit.
What the flash
Such a fast Lincoln's throw.
Yatoro full offense, relying on his team for the defense. And a two-time TI winning squad, you know, they put together the plays to make it happen.
This one, this team just feels unbeatable right now. Like, every play you have is instantly countered. They've already pre-built for it. Double Lincoln's Lotus already available to throw into this Medusa. Bloodthorn done.
Look at this fast play. Team Spirit already moving heroes to the other side of the map. Letting Yatoro, knowing he's going to go uncontested on the Roshan, they go hunting out on the map. They find the Bat Rider, and the Roshan will still go the way of Yatoro.
They still have that Rubik lasso to play with. Aegis for Yatoro. Everything he could ever dream of. He's about to march down mid, try and end this game. And there is
ဟုတ်ကွာအဲ့လိုအဖြေတွေရှိနေတာကြီးကဆောင်းသိတာပစ်အဖြေတွေကလုံးဝကွက်တီတွေထွက်လာ
to salvage this game. The crazy thing is this isn't even
ကွက်တီ
the
ကွက်တီ
biggest
ကွက်တီတွေကောင်းတာတွေက
down by, right? Like they're only down by 16k.
အဲ့
Feels
ပတ်တွေပါတွေ
down by 30 or 40.
ကွင်းဘိန်းတွေကိုပူးထဲမှာထားခဲ့တယ်ဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့သူတို့ဆိုင်ရတာ second pit ပစ်ထားလို့အဲ့ဒါကိုဒီဘက်ပတ်တွေပါပစ်တာပဲအဲ့တဲကိုဝင်ပစ်တာပဲကောင်တာကြီးတဲကိုဝင်ပစ်တာပဲမှာခွေးတွေကဖြစ်ပြီးတော့စပန်ထွက်လာတယ်ဒွန်းမဒူသာနဲ့ကောင်တာထောက်ပလိုက်တယ်ပြီးတော့ပြောမယ်ဆိုတော့မဒူသာကစပန်ကိုပုံမှန်ကအရန်မနိုင်ဘူးအရင်ကဆိုရင်စပန်အာမာကိုဖောက်မပြစ်ဘူးဖလိုင်းနေပါတယ်နဲ့ဒါပေမဲ့အခုဟာထိန်းတူအပြာချောင်းအကွက်နဲ့ဆိုတော့စပန်အာမာကိုဖောက်တယ်ကွာပြီးရင်ဒွန်းကောင်တာတယ်အဲ့မှာပြုတ်ကုန်ဘယ်ပြက်ကုန်
Dire's middle barracks has
You watch him. That's it. There's nothing else you can do.
You escort him, please, sir. Enjoy our base. Enjoy all the hospitality there is in this Dire base.
I hope he pulls a 23 Savage, takes his hands off the keyboard at the wrong time. I don't know.
There you go.
It's
အာ
happening
ကို
to
ပြောရ
EWC.
refresher over ပါလာပါပြီပတ်ကလုံမနေနဲ့တော့
Comes back
ဘလို
for
ပဲ
you.
ဆိုင်လန်နှစ်ခေါက်လာမှာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်
Unstoppable right now. You have 3.5 minutes on this Aegis to just march it up a lane. So much defensive capability behind him.
And once again, Team Spirit, just so disciplined on their pushes. Nobody out of position. Yotaro hardly even being the one to hit the tier 3.
There you're gonna bait this storm illusion a little.
အာတိုင်မှာထောင်လိုက်ပြီ
Pressure on the silencer for double
Drop the
global.
banner. Mars
Oh.
trying to deal with it. Got the spear onto the Doom. The chained in into the vortex. He's almost dead already. Decrepify. There's the save from Snaking, but a Yule Scepter. It puts him back into place. Amar, with all his auras, will be able to escape.
ညောင်
but it
မနာ
feels
ကုန်
bad
သွားတယ်ဘသူ
as
ဘာလုပ်လိုက်
Navi
လို့မနာအဲ့လောက်ကုန်
continue
သွား
with
တာ
the
တော့
banner still alive, and Yotaro halfway through his mana pool. Now it's going to be the Pug's turn. He tries to deal with it. Inflict
အာအဲ့မှာဗျာ global silent ကွက်တီပဲရှော့
It's a trap. It's not a defensive
အဲ့တိုင်ကိုချိုးလို့မရ
play. You Amar finally deals with the banner. Congratulations, you got
out of
the
mana.
secrets, you got the banner. But what about the heroes? Now Team Spirit are going to strike, and as Yotaro comes back into play,
Bye-bye,
Yotaro's
Lavi.
still stuck inside the arena. He'll wipe
ဒွန်း
it
တော့
out.
ရှိသေးတယ်
Also
စပန်ပဲရောက်နေ
ready
တယ်
for
စပန်ပဲရောက်နေ
G-Step.
တော့ what the fuck
Spotted on the side, but with the buybacks coming in from Falcons, Team Spirit, they don't go for the killing blow. Not yet. They give him a moment. They back out, take a breather. Then back into the base. Collapse, still looking for that Bat Rider. Here comes
အာ
Spear.
လေးပေါ်ရောက်နေတယ်စ
Silly
ပန်
deny from a Yules. The Lincoln blocks it out. Doom, he's
အာရောက်ရေးခွေးယူတွေကိုပြေးလို့
doesn't have an
အခရစ်က
opportunity.
ရှော့သွားပြီဘသူဆွဲလို့ဆွဲအောင်မသိဘူးဘာပဲတော့လာတယ် လာနိုးမှန်တာလာနိုးမှန်တာ
Dragging him away. There's that lasso from Rue. Pulls Amar out of the way, and Yotaro threw it all standing in the middle. And he had his hands
တော့
off
ဒုံးမ
the
ထဲရ
keyboard.
ဘူးချီချီခေါ်
He didn't need to touch a single key.
ခလေးတွေကိုဟိုရက်ွက်တွေကခလေးတွေကိုဆင်းရိုက်နေတဲ့အထာကြီးကွာစပရစ်ကအသာလုံးပါလို့ final เนาะတားကြီးလို့နည်းနည်းရှော့ပေးလိုက်ပါဦးဟိုကောင်လေးတော်တော်ရုပ်ပြက်နေပြီ
A single time
ပယ်ကွန်းကောင်တွေဘာမှမလုပ်လို့မရဘူးတကယ်အဲ့လိုဟို TI ဝင်တာကြီးကရက်ွက်တွေကခလေးတွေကိုလာဆော့နေတဲ့အထာဖြစ်
But after that, it's
တောင်
all
ရမ်းပြက်လွန်း
downhill. Too easy for Spirit in these end
အဝင်
games.
ထွက်တွေကလည်းလုံးဝဘာတွေလုံးနေမှမသိဘူးဖယ်ကွန်းကောင်
Back to his career to get a refresher so he can boost his KDA.
No way.
It's just brutal.
စပန်စိတ်ကောင်းနေဟုတ်ပါ
And you can't blame him. Like, these are lineups for Falcons that need to find more snowball action. They need to get ththose mid-game plays going. They need to
ဒါပေမဲ့ idea ပြောင်းနေပြီ idea ငါတို့ဘာလုပ်ရမလဲကွာဒီကောင်လေးကိုတဲ့
in the spend. Like, this game is
ပြင် game 3မှာ college နဲ့ magnet ကြီးထွက်ရင်ထွက်လာမှာနော်
It's impossible.
Magnet.
There has to be more momentum. You have to get those Roshans. And they just cannot get a smoke play to work. They cannot get a gank to work. How many ganks did we see this Puck? I think he got, what, 7 out of 8 of the first power runes? They tried like 4 or 5 ganks with this Puck, and I don't think a single one of them landed on a core target.
Nope. It was the one on the Mars, and that's all they had. While the strategy may have revolved around this Medusa, the crux of their success, the panel called it. It was the Storm Spirit. Laurel ends this game 9-0 and 13.
With the score record like that from Laurel on the Storm Spirit, you have to consider this was their first pick. It wasn't overall first pick. That was the Bat Rider on Falcons. But they went for that Storm Spirit so early on, Brian, it was not answered in a proper way.
Yeah, I think they also enabled it really well with the silencer. I had my skepticism about them being able to bring down targets, but it was the complete opposite, as I believe Fear was predicting, is they just can't really kill anybody. Laurel's too survivable with the counter initiation of the Medusa AoE, the Mars, the Global. There's like too many things effectively protecting him, and then Yatoro so timely on every single one of his stone gazes. The one on the lasso before Crit got him, that was just chef's kiss to that one. Overall, this is just a beautiful Dota gameplay coming out from Team Sphere right now.
Yeah, not a very back and forth game, but this also says a lot about the game, the strategy that has been involved in.
Free fan ဟို7 round ဖြစ်တယ်မဒူတာကို free fan ပေးထားတဲ့အကျိုးဆက်တွေဒီကောင်တွေခံစားနေရအားမသွားမလို့တုံးပါပဲအောင်လန် first tower ကိုပြေးပြီး pressure ပေးတာတွေမဒူတာကိုဝိုင်းပြီးနှင်ထုတ်တာတွေဘာမှတစ်ခုမှမလုပ်ပါဘူးတော့ပိုင်း Ah ja, show up. I'm alone. ဒီလေကွက်ဒီဟုတ်နေရအေးကောင်းတယ် Anyway. What isဒီတွေကြီးပဲဘယ်နှလုံး1 2 3 4 6လုံးရောက်ရင်ဒီပဲ6လုံးတော့ကြာကွက်ကြီးကစားရတယ်အောင်ကြီးတခါမှမတွေ့ဘူးဒီကွက်ကြီးဘုံကြီးတွေစွတ်ထုနေတဲ့အကွက်ကြီး
။
ခံပတ်ပြီခံပတ်ပွဲလဲစား
Assassin still in.
I mean, Monkey King and Shadow Fiend was
Yeah.
a big thing. Shadow were banned, and Spirit was first pick.
number
But
1
Spirit actually banned Naga, but Falcons banned instead. And it will be that Shadow
ပွဲ
Fiend
စား
that
ပွဲစား
so far Falcons has not allowed to give them. So they're going to try a different approach. I think that's just how the series was inevitably going to go. The first two things they tried didn't work. They're going for that third option, letting a new hero out, seeing if they can play it. So what this really feels like to me is more of a test on spirits. Like, can you win with all these different openings that Falcons is giving you? But so far they're getting something in their comfort zone every single time.
So far, they haven't played Shadow Fiend from the mid lane, unlike, I don't know, Kiyotaka, who just loves to play it from the mid lane. I think he played it like 4 or 5 times. This is most likely, I'm sure Lara can play it, but most likely this is going to be their safe lane carry. I still remember one of the games from previous Wallachia where he did have like minus 35 armor. They were playing against one of the South American teams, and they were just running around the map, getting the kills. This is also a momentum hero, and I like this already. I said I wanted to see this.
Shadow Fiend first pick ကွာ
I hate it for the game.
Shadow
but I
Fiend
love
first
it for
pick
Falcons.
ဟိုက Razor first pick
Yeah, Shadow Fiend's like a hard counter.
Shadow
It's
Fiend
not a good matchup. I like we all love that they're going back to their roots of the Razor, but I think the best carries in the game are ones that have mixed damage. First off, like they're not solely right clickers, and then also just innate natural hurricane buyers, and that's Mask of Madness.
အဲ့တော့နာဂဘန်အော်နာဂဘန်ပြီးသား okay
Shadow Fiend carry. You're also a carry that
နာဂဘန်
if you
ပြီး
get
သား
them a melee
Shadow Fiend နဲ့
five
ဘာ
like
နဲ့
a
ထွက်
Marcy, you can easily threaten this Razor. So if it ends up going
ဒါမှမ mid ကို
Razor,
Amber
then
pick
I
Shadow Fiend ကိုလိုက်လုံး
actually just think Razor's
ဒါပေမဲ့
bad for
Amber
Shadow
pick
Fiend,
လိမ့်တော့နှိမ့်သွား
maybe
မှာ
there's something they know that I don't. They're definitely the Razor specialists.
But that's what I love to see from a Falcons draft. Like,
brother ဟိုက share ဆော့တာ
just
easy ပဲ
and how it functions
ဟုတ်တယ်
in a counter pick situation. The better they typically do because they
Fair
will
one.
play their way out of every
တ
situation.
ကယ်ဆိုရင်
just by
Fair 1
being Grandmaster
3
on the
man
heroes,
အဲ့လို
essentially.
fan ပြီး
And
ဆော့
they find a way.
နိုင်တဲ့အ
And
တင်း
that's
ဆော့တတ်တဲ့အ
what
တင်း
they've
ကွာ
done
ဒါပေမဲ့
to get
split
here.
နဲ့ကြတော့
So
သူတို့
they're going back for this
ဖမ်းခဲ့ရင်တော့
And
late game ကြရင် hero ကကွာနေတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အတွက် ဆော့မရအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေတာ
But
သူတို့အခြားအသင်းတွေကိုဆော့သွားတော့ကြတော့
that is not
သူတို့3ယောက် fan တယ်ကွာ Marine ရော Skita ရော
or something.
Yeah, I like
Idiot
this a
fan
lot
ဒါပေမဲ့
because
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
of what
fan တဲ့
Phil
ပွဲ
won
တွေက
yesterday
လေကင်းရောက်လဲ
on
သူ
our
တို့ပစ်
panel
တွေက
where
တာ
he
နေလို့
was
နိုင်တာ
very confused how they won
အဲ့ split က
those games
သူတို့
until they
ပုံစံ
got
အတိုင်းပြန်လှုပ်ချရတော့
This
တိုင်ပေါက်သွား
might be the situation that they're trying to
ဖန်လေသူဖန်ကိုဖန်မဒူသားနိုင်မလားမနိုင်ဘူးအဲ့ဒါမျိုး game 1တော့ကလည်း like and Templar ကိုမနိုင်ဘူးကွာ သူတို့ရဲ့ပန်ကိုတို့
but also try to create a scenario where Team Spirit doesn't
Nature
feel too
Prophet
comfortable playing
nine.
with their heroes, and this is what I want to see. I mean, they're 2 games down, potentially their last game, so they need to cook something really big here.
Yeah, this always reminds me of TI8
Nature
OG
Prophet
Game
ဘန်
4,
သွားပြီ
where
အေး
their draft basically just said, what does everybody want to play
အဲ့တော့
this
မ
game?
င်းမှာ
We're
အ
down to,
များကြီးရှိတယ်ကွာ
you
ကွင်း
know,
ပိန်း
backs against the wall. What's your favorite hero? And then they found themselves down like 20k, 30 minutes into the game.
split
And
က
what happens is
ဟို
when
အကွက်
you
လုံး
pick
နေ
your
ပြီတင်တယ်
heroes, is you just
ကွင်းပိန်း
go
တို့
out
ဘာ
and
တို့
every single scenario
ဦးထဲမှာ
that
ထား
might
ပြီး
come
တော့
up in
Shadow
the game.
Fiend ကို
And
ကောင်တာ
that's
ဖို့
what
အတွက်
we
ထွက်လာ
kinda
တော့
see
မှ
from Falcons,
carry
where
ကို
on a
ရွှေ့
match
ပလိုက်
if
မဲ့
you're-
အကွက်လားမ
if
သိ
you're Aoi
အဲ့ဒီ
and
ညာ
you-
Razor ကို
you're
Shadow
seeing
Fiend က
how
လိမ့်
those
မှာမ
games
နိုင်
play
ဘူး
out, that the only
အဲ့လို
reason
လုပ်လဲ
they
မ
know
လွယ်
what to
ဘူး
do on Falcons is because they've
ဘာ
seen
လို့
this
ဒီကွက်
situation
ဘာ
some
ကွက်
way or another across the hundreds of games that they've played these heroes. So I'm anticipating that
ဘာတွေ
Spirit's
များ
gonna
လုပ်
get
ချင်
off
လဲ
to a good start, just given the nature of the lack of counter picking from Falcons. But I also anticipate that Falcons will try to recreate this whole force a 5v4 scenario that we saw yesterday and be able to capitalize on the small windows that I think Team Spirit will inevitably provide because no team is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a math lesson, now a history lesson
Thank
from
you.
Professor BSJ. Thank you.
What's next?
Yeah, I don't. I think right now, just looking at the heroes picked, they're definitely eyeballing heroes like Queen of Pain, maybe
Flow
Mars for the other cores. That could be good just to shut down the tri lane or the tri potential of the Razor.
Shadow Fiend ကလောဝိုင်းဟမ်အရင်တော့က
Clockwork
အ
Shadow
ရင်တော့က
Fiend
combo
at
လေး
no
တွေ
cost. You remember this
ဒါပေမဲ့
one?
အခုမရတော့ပါဘူး
Remember
ဟုတ်တယ်
this, play this one.
15 years
So
ago,
so
still
quite-
very strong. I mean, back in the days, you know, you were going for these cogs.
Back
and
in the
stuff,
day.
But
Blah, blah,
throughout
blah.
the history, Clockwork was always a good hero against Shadow.
ကျွန်တော်
Shaman.
Silent
I would
Attack
say
နိုင်တယ်နော်
especially now
ပြောမရ
because
ဘူး
of his innate ability.
ကလောဝိုင်း
where you can
Silent သာ
just
အတွဲရတယ်
drop
တော့
him
ကျန်ရတယ်
immediately
Shadow Fiend နဲ့
after
တွဲ
the
ပြီး
hero
တော့
is gonna
အော်
die.
line wing ထုတ်တာ
And this is one of your favorite heroes, Fear.
Okay.
You said Back from Hell, one of the best innate abilities in the game, right?
Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? You get more debuff duration or something when you come back
more
from
spell
hell.
damage,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, that's just the name of the spell, but I think this hero in general is very much so squishy, but does a lot of damage. And I think when you are playing heroes like Razor, for example, if you can lock him down and burst him before you get the BKB off,
Let's go fair go ni atam majaro.
Our supports are going to be packing a lot of initiation power here. So that is freedom for either collapse these type of matchups. I still think your options are going to be somewhat limited for collapse and Laurel, because that's just what Razor does. He can go to all 3 lanes and he can be very annoying in that laning stage. So Mars potentially still on the menu. I think Queen of Pain is, even though you are against a shaman, something you're thinking about. Or could be okay too. And this is
Ali that on
very much so tempo based. Like you have shaman, you got the Giga Ward, you got Chen, you got the heal, you got the Razor, early game tempo. This is the game where I'm feeling more confident. Even if they do go out, I want to see them at least play one game where they're playing their heroes and their style.
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, I'm thinking of
what
Collapse can do to potentially punish this. In a really interesting series earlier on this event was that I'm trying to remember, it was P-Vision's opponent who was planning to cut creeps against the Chen, and then P-Vision ended up running the safe lane in the off lane, and then they had to do some weird lane swap. This is against Aurora, that's who it was against. And so what I'm wondering is the way to beat Chen generally is to just have a hero like Centaur that cuts creeps, doesn't really mind trading farm. It allows the Lion to be freed up to potentially gank the safe lane. So if I'm looking at Skeeter's hero, I would love to see something that offers, I was going to say, a Centaur-esque hero free farming.
What a big strong illusion Lion
Hasn't played this hero, Dawnbreaker. So far he played
နောက်ပြီးစကီတာရဲ့အရင်တော့ကဒါဆော့ခဲ့တဲ့ hero ထဲမှာပါတယ်ထွန်ဒရာမာတော့ကအဲ့ hero တွေနဲ့စွမ်းခဲ့တာအဲ့ Shadow Fiend ကိုလည်းကျုံးလို့ရတယ်အဲ့တယ်
I mean, you could
ပြစ်ကတော့မိုက်သွားတယ်
Underlord?
ဆော့နိုင်မလားပဲကြည့်ရတော့အာ Monkey King
Monkey King.
That's probably Laurel's hero.
Yeah.
Monkey King မစ်ပေါ့ Shadow Fiend carry Razor lane မှာ Shadow Fiend carry နဲ့သွားထိမလို့
You definitely want to play one of these like
တနင်းခံအောင်မှာ
Underlord type of heroes and make the CK.
Lion နဲ့တွဲမယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ရတော့ရတယ်ကွာ
He can play
Daisy ဆွဲ Invade Daisy ဆွဲလို့တော့ရတော့ရ
the Monkey King, the clock, and the
Lion နဲ့တွဲ
I think he has complete freedom on not overall last pick, but just this last pick for their draft.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. Something that Ducalis from P-Vision did is he did a very good job dealing with some of these really bad matchups for his mid laner by sending this. The Monkey King, he doesn't care about your mana at all. So I think they're also maybe thinking, seeing how well some of the Chens did play but there's also a possibility, seeing that Malrine is level 30 Razor as well, that they could maybe put this Razor in the mid lane as well.
They're going Ali and Ali.
We got the Timber Saw banned out now by Falcons. At the moment, definitely looks like for Team Spirit we're looking for a hero for collapse.
Over လေးပဲချာ
some flex
over မိုက်တယ်ဒီပွဲ duration over
but I think
duration over 39
for Malrine we already got the Oscar banned out. It seems like there are still so many options in the
duration over 39 1.58
still there. Is that something you want to play against the Monkey King?
Definitely not the puck. I do feel like when I look at this Monkey King, I'm thinking, are we going to see perhaps the Malrine Viper or something like this? Because you are getting a lot
Quap?
Oh, yeah. I feel like we've always seen Quap on paper favored against Monkey King, and then it never goes that direction. The only problem I have with Quap potentially is that the majority of Team Spirit, they have a lot of lockdown right on Seer, but the majority of their damage is going to come physical from the SF and the Monkey King, so I think the Blade Mail survivability with the innate doesn't really do very well.
I mean, I'd be down from the Razor Viper them in this game, sure. Why not?
Yeah, that sounds very toxic. I mean, the hero pool for Collapse is pretty massive, and I think he has a lot of options that he could choose from. You did name the Underlord. I still think Dawnbreaker's pretty good. if he wants to repeat one of the heroes, I think Centaur is really good because you can build into Crimson Guard, great against CK. Also, you getting your mana burn doesn't really mean that much for you. You also have Lion as well in the lane, so he can replenish some of the mana. And you also have a bit of a save for your Shadow Fiend with the Stampede.
Long time no see တယ်မင်္ဂလာပါ bro
CK, so he might need
ပြစ်ကြိုက်လဲတဲ့ဒီ၄កောင်၄កောင်မှာတော့ပဲကွန်နည်းနည်းကြိုက်နေ
Yeah, against CK, you get the extra illusions.
Yeah, you get a chance to get an extra illusion.
Well, they ban out that Queen of
Dawnbreaker
Pain
off lane.
and they'll instantly pick up that Dawnbreaker.
It's a good way to disengage, like global protection as well. The way I mentioned it is because it allows you to like this.
AOE damage လည်းပါတယ်
having that good of a time.
ဒိမ်းမှာလည်း CK ကိုမထင်လို့တက်ထုလို့ရတယ်အဲ့ပစ်က
Drain's going to be coming in very handy for the Dawnbreaker as long as you have mana, like especially when you hit that level.
ဖေကွန်ဘက်မိကောင်းမထုံနိုင် 3 စီးပြီ
CK's lane
ဒီလေးပစ်မှာတော့ဟုတ်နေသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီကောင်ပါလာတဲ့အချိန်မှာနည်းနည်းပြောင်းသွားပြီကွာ CK ကအရင်ကြမ်းပြလို့မရတော့ဘူး Dawnbreaker ရဲ့ spell တွေအကုန်လုံးက AOE တွေ1 or 2 orစစ်ကောက AOE တွေပြောရရင် illusion ရှင်းတဲ့ဟာတွေကွာ
Having an offlaner that like pressures the tower, those are the offlaners that kind of beckon you to come to their lane.
ပြီးရင် global mobility ရှိတယ် fan မရ
alone against a hero like CK and just farming up the jungle camps on the far edges of the map.
မင်းမှာဘာမျိုးထွက်ရင်ရမလဲ
specific parts of the map according to their liking.
ပနိုင် okay
Spicy sniper pick.
အဲ့ဒါတော့ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်စနိုက်ပါကမန်ကြီးကင်းကိုဖုတ်လို့ရတယ်
I believe it was XM who played.
ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်ဒီဘက်ဖေကွန်နည်းနည်းဖြစ်နိုင်သွားပြီ
Good versus Monkey in the lane.
အမန်ကြီးကဆောင်းအဲ့လိုမွားထားနေ
It's awkward. This lineup's very awkward.
တခုရှိတာအလဲမာဒီကောင်မထိမ့်မဲနဲ့တစ်ချိန်လုံး CK လိန်ကိုသွားနှောက်ရှက်နေတယ်ကွာရင်တော့ဘယ်ပဲ4လောက်ထဲရတည်မလား CK လိန်မှာသွားပြီးနေနေ မလားမသိ
That is true. This is great for them.
စနိုက်ပါတော့တာယာသွားမယ်အဲ့ချိန်ညရင်
Meanwhile, on Team Spirit, very well rounded if they can get on the sniper with either the clockwork or the monkey. They have the dawn that can jump in. That could be very difficult for them. And of course, yet again, Yator, he's got the lane matchup favor against Amar. And I think that is something that we've seen so far in the series be very detrimental for the side of Falcons.
It is physical plus magical damage at that lane. You also have Clockwork, who is definitely willing to sacrifice. He also has Cogs to stop Razor from getting his lung cost. So I don't think Amar is going to be having that good of a time. You also have ability to deal with Shadow Shaman, stop his spells from going off. This is something Shaman doesn't like to play into. A lot of the times you will see Shaman getting picked slightly like later into the draft where you kind of see what he's going to be playing against. And if you can't interrupt the shackles, this is where he shines the most. But playing against a historically really bad hero against him.
Well, we're gonna find out. This could be Team Spirit taking not just the game, but the entire championship. 2 years ago, they won a big tournament in Riyadh Masters. Can Team Spirit be the Esports World Cup Dota 2 champions? We're gonna find out. First, though, we are gonna head over to the stage.
greedy မဖြစ်ဘူးလား greedy မဖြစ်ဘူးဆိုတာဟိုဘက်ကလည်း monkey မကြီးလေအမိုင်းမီကို crash လိုက်ရင် greedy ဖြစ်တယ်လို့တော့ပြောလို့တော့မရတော့ဘူးအရင်
How are the team going to be feeling in this position? You know them better than anybody else, so they're 2-0 down. What's mentality going to be like?
တိတ်တော့မလွယ်ပါဘူး main game ကို lane နိုင်တယ်ထားအောင် sniper ဖောက်သွားမယ်ထားအောင်တကယ် team fight ကြလို့ရှိရင်ဟိုဘက်က Elfie စစ်ရယ် Dawnbreaker စစ်ရယ်ဒီဘက်မှာ radar တို့ဘာတို့က team fight ဘာမှမရှိဘူး radar sniper CK team fight ကောင်တွေမဟုတ်ဘူးအဲ့လိုတကူရေချမ်းတဲ့ကောင်တွေအဲ့တော့ စပယ်နဲ့တွေ့ရချိန်ကျရင်နည်းနည်းတော့အောင်နောက်ပါနိုင်ဖို့တော့ခက်တယ်ကွာa chance တော့ရှိပါတယ်အဲ့ lane တွေပြက်ပြီးတော့တောက်လျှောက်အဲ့လိုဖိထားလိုက်နိုင်ရင်တော့ဖြစ်နိုင်တယ်
In a grand final, it happened recently, in fact.
သူလိုငါလိုနဲ့ဗတ်တယ်သွားဆိုင်ရင်တော့မလွယ်ဘူးနော်
And that series
စပယ်ကွာတယ်
their fingers. Maybe they learned something from that, though. Being down 0-2.
ပြင်ဝူခုံးရင်းတွေပါပါအောင်ပါဗတ်တယ်ကြရင်
If they manage to make the comeback here, that is certainly one of the greatest comebacks of all time, because Team Spirit, I don't know, Avery, I feel like they're in some of the best forms I've seen them over the years.
That's not maybe it. If they win this series, it is the greatest comeback of all time.
All right, there you go.
I mean, they got owned in 2 games against the GOAT team. To reverse sweep this would be incredibly impressive, to say the least, and that's a tall order. I mean, we're talking 3 games, right? Let's just get 1 win in. Let's start there.
Yeah, let's start with the manageable goals.
Yeah, let's get one win and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
I do like that they changed the drafting approach up, a more aggressive drafting style. They went for something that was at least going to put some pressure on Spirit strategically, right? Getting this Chen in the second phase, a hero that's been super dominant.
ဒီကောင်လေးဒီပွဲလောက်ရမှာစနိုက်ပါလည်းမလိမ့်နိုင်ပြီးရနဲ့ချန်အကောင်လေးနဲ့ပေါင်းပြီးအောက်က shadow field lane ကိုဖိ
They were with it.
နော်
This does put us
ပြီးပြီးအဲ့မက်ကိုပွင့်ပြီးတော့ razor ကိုအဲ့နေရာမှာ fan လို့ရအောင်လုပ်ပြီး
We're going to get auras. We're going to be really
ပြီးရင်အဲ့ဒါလေးပြီးသွားရင်တော့ mid tower ယူပြီးရင်နောက်တစ်ဆင့်က collapse သွား
What is your answer going to be?
အဲ့လိုကွက်တိလောက်သွားနိုင်ရ
Just their tempo to deal
ဒီကောင်လေးဂျိုင်းမှာဘာလို့မလဲပဲကြည့်ရအောင် game 1တော့ကလည်းအဲ့လိုပိတ်ပြီးမလုပ်ရဲဘူးဒီကောင်လေး game 2လည်းအတူတူပဲ game 3မှာအဲ့လိုဖြစ်နေလို့တော့မရအောင်
Part of that was they came into that
အောက်လျှောက်ချန်ပါဝါကိုသုံးရမှာပေါ့
by picking really fast cores
ပြီးရင်စနိုက်ပါအားကိုသုံးရမှာစနိုက်ပါကမြင့်မှာတာမယ်ဆိုတဲ့အားရှိတယ်အဲ့အားကိုရအောင်သုံးပြီးတော့ယာတိုတိုသွားလှုပ်ဟိုကောင်နှစ်ပွဲလုံးလွတ်ပေးလိုက်တာနှစ်ပွဲလုံးဟိုကောင်ဖြုတ်တာဆိုတော့နောက်တော့ထိတ်ဆုံးတယ်ဒီပွဲကတော့ shadow fiend ကင်တာဖြုတ်လို့အရန်လွယ်အဲ့ဒါမှမလုံနိုင်လဲ fair ကွင်းရှုံးလိုက်တော့
But I do think this is a really strong pick for Falcons and if they can win lanes with the last pick sniper
အထက်ထားလဲ duration over
with a really strong CK
39
I can see this Chen ball
Hey,
getting going. You have the Rost award thrown on top of it. Like there is some snowball potential here that could catch Spirit off guard.
Starting before the lanes, we had the Bounty Rune spawn. Team Spirit, a late smoke from there. Aim for a pickoff, and they've got one crit. He will be the victim of the first blood. Who's going to take the last hit? It's Yatoro, of course. Now, doesn't feel great for long.
အိုင်ဒီယာတွေကိုတော့ကွာဒီဟိုကောင်နဲ့လိမ့်စမုံနဲ့ဝင်နိုင်ကွာဒီပါ
in a Monkey King versus Sniper matchup, and he did not get the first blood gold.
I think they're okay with this. I mean, mid is going to be a tough lane for the Monkey no matter what. This at least puts your SF in a really good position. He got the bonus souls as well. You're going into lane with triple Necromastery plus first blood gold. Could be fast boots. Really sways this Razor matchup. I think Amar might have been able to eke this out just because he's such a...
ဖက်နဲ့ရသွားကြီးယာတိုတိုကဖက်ပလက်ရသွားတော့ လိမ့်ဖက်နဲ့အစိုးကြီးနဲ့ဆိုတော့ AC ဖြစ်သွားပြီကွာ Razor လိမ့်မှာ
It's going to be hard to get these links.
ပြန်အောင်တက်လို့ရတယ်အဲ့ Razor ကို
Clockwork who can run interference as well.
And we're going to see that employed right here. Only gets a little bit of a link, and now the attempted Maposhka, couldn't quite get the angle there for a cog push.
Harder when you don't have the boots up. Can't get out of the cogs fast enough to hit him back in before someone kills and runs away.
Right.
Still should be eyes on this mid lane. Like, what kind of advantage can Maureen extract with the last pick sniper here? It's going to be a big key to Falcon's success. You really need this sniper to snowball. This is not a hero that has had success at this event. He's not won a game yet. And for good reason. He's kind of slow, he's kind of clunky, his damage isn't that impressive. What he can do is give you a hero to play around in the early game with some good lane advantage, skirmish on those power runes.
Oh,
that's what you're looking for.
Now, I don't want to...
တန်ထွက်လာပြီတန်ထွက်လာပြီ
Anyway.
Okay.
ဟုတ်တယ်
You said that you liked...
Payment receipt နောက်ထပ်9000နဲ့နောက်ထပ်9000ရပြီတဲ့သူထအော်ပြီ
You were talking with Kazu, like you
နောက်ထပ်
guys were
9000
just posing the question like...
တော့ဆို9000မပေးလို့နောက်ထပ်9000မပေးလို့စိတ်ကောက်ဖန်တွေက
And what you guys were talking about was actually trying to get better late game than Team Spirit and like keep that pressure off of you of needing to go into Spirit, end the game early. Skeeter, he's not able to get the kill on Rue. Collapse, good positioning there with a Starbreaker, but a lot of mana being burned away. You've got the Satyr mana burn and you've got early spells being casted. This Dawnbreaker is going to have very limited chances to get kills.
I feel like you missed half that conversation, Austin.
Okay.
I said two things Falcons can do to try and switch this series. Because so far their mid game has been pretty disastrous. They've not been able to make moves on Spirit. Spirit are incredibly disciplined and patient. It's very hard to get aggressive in the mid game and just try and find them around the map. So the two ways around that are, one, you do have better late game and you make them go into you. That's like an old school team secret strat, you know? Or you just straight out tempo them at a crazy pace. You go high ground at 20, 25 minutes. You never let Yatoro come online. You take that early Roshan super early. And even if the net worth is even, you have sustain, you have the ability to go high ground. You force them to fight you. Then in either of these situations, you're not left trying to find these guys around the
Offlane လည်းတော့ကွာတယ်ရွေးချင်းအန်နာ40နေတဲ့
So I think Chen is a hero that can give you that second
တန်း
stop.
ကြီးသားလည်းဖြစ်သွားရော
Can give you the ability to say, yeah, we're not going to build some crazy net worth lead, but we can just go high ground early. And now you have
Collapse
to fight.
ကတော့ collapse ပါ
And
ပဲ
now
collapse
it's
collapse
an even game, you know.
How
Now,
can I
okay, we
go-
can just out execute you in the
Come on.
team fight. Now, can you out execute Spirit in the team fight?
ဒီကောင်ကဘာလုပ်ရမလဲကိုသိနေ
World champion, that's what you're gonna have to
ပွဲ
do.
မှာ
But at least you got
ဘာလုပ်လိုက်ရင် Falcon ထုတ်သွားမလဲဆိုတာကိုသိနေအဲ့လိုဖြစ်ဒီပွဲဘယ်လိုဆော့မလဲမသိသိဝင်သားဒီပွဲ Falcon ဘယ်လိုချုပ်မလဲ level ဘယ်လိုညှင့်မလဲသိချင်
not finding purchase. They're just not successful.
Well, that's why
ဒီပွဲဒီကောင်လည်းလိုက်လုံးမယ်ထင်တယ်ကလော
your
ဝိုက်
smoke moves can be objective.
Dawn Breaker ဆိုတော့အဲ့ sniper တစ်ခေါက်ခုရှော့မိပြီဆိုရင်တေဖို့များတယ်ဒီ early ဘိုင်းမှာဘိုးဝါနဲ့စင်းရိုက်
You're smoking
တော်ပြီကွာအစာပိုင်းမှာ sniper 4 set တွေပါဆိုတာ
we do Roshan in
ကြောက်အောင်ပါကွာသိရမှာ
if we don't find anything around
First
the
side and ထည့်ရင်လည်းထည့်ပေါ့လေ
your mid tower off the smoke play. If we don't find anything in your
က
ancient
လောဝိုက်က
we're
ရှာ
gonna
မှာပဲ
take
အဲ့
it to your
sniper
two and
ကို
get your high ground and make you show. These are the kind of plays that are going to get you some map control, some net worth, some game progression, no matter what, instead of trying to just catch ghosts around the map. Like these plays for single target kills are not going to win you this series. The team is too good, they're too disciplined. They know how to maneuver around them. You need to have a secondary goal in mind with these plays, and that is again something that
Skita and Zarone
CK
saw
Sniper
it.
can give you in this game.
Anya.
The roster word on top of it.
Thailand break
just
it
drop this ward
Thailand
down, you
break
get an
it or
objective, right?
design
Yep.
run down
You did say, you know, a lot of eyes going to be on this mid lane. How much of an advantage Malrine can extract out of this mid matchup? So don't want to lose sight of that, but it doesn't seem like he's got much of an advantage.
ဟုတ်တယ်
Marl
အ
City
ရင်မပြတ်
at
ဘူး
a very
ဘယ်လိုဖြစ်တာ
respectable 18-4 compared to the 20-4.
24ရဲ့18-4ရဲ့ရမပြတ်ဘူးလို့ပြောလို့ရတယ်ဒဲဒဲပဲလို့ပြောလို့ရတယ်စနိုက်ပါမင်းကင်းကိုထိန်းပြနေတာလာဟုတ်ရဲ့
The 3 points in shrapnel that could give you the bigger
ပြုံး
kills
လို့
right on the spunky.
ဒီ hero ဒီ hero ကိုနော်ဒဲဒဲရအောင်ထိန်းနေတယ်
I mean, yeah, he's cruising in this lane. Completely
ခ
even.
ဏစောကြီးဝယ်ပြီးတော့ရှူရှောင်းနေလောက်ပြနေတာပုံမှာတော့
Gets a slam and a kill.
Mau
Both
Wari.
on Snake King and his little dog too, as the Satyr goes down.
This laning phase is not looking good enough for Falcons right now. They're gonna have to step it up. This Chen CK lane is really strong, but you're just straight losing it. You don't have equilibrium control. Your mid lane's a wash, and Yatoro had the first blood, so the SF is cruising.
Yeah, now you've got the Soul Ring on the
Kateo,
collapse,
man.
so the mana loss from this constant mana burn in lane, it's not a big deal. As long as he's got the HP to back it up, he can throw some hammers at him, siege for even more kills.
You have to get a kill in this game if you're Falcons. Feels a little bad.
These
We're
are shit
not
the
working too
idea.
well. The first rotation.
ရှက်ပါဦးလေသူများ
is
ကြီးလည်းရှုံးနေကြပဲလေဖိုင်နယ်မှာ3 စီ
remove some of your vision.
ဖိုင်မှာ3စီနဲ့သူများဆိုလည်းပုံမှန်လေးပဲလေတဲ့
Linger around and try and find something. He's trying to dodge the later portions of this sniper matchup. Definitely not fun, even though he's done a really good job.
You also did call it on the Razor. Seems like Amar was not been able to extract an advantage out of the SF lane, probably in large part due to the
They
early
were fight
first
set up
blood.
No
They were
chance.
what a
It's an
while.
unfavorable matchup
what?
to begin with, and then you're going against the first blood. The only reason I had some hope is, I mean, it's Amar, right?
Yeah.
He's done some crazy things with this hero in the laning phase. Can win an unfavorable lane. It's not unheard of. This is just too much of an advantage to overcome. Yatoro sliding towards mid here.
Yeah, what is this?
What's going
Bala
on here,
Loda.
man?
တက်လား
This dude,
Huh?
man.
It's a gank on crit.
What is this?
Dude, the creativity of this team, man. They come up with some stuff that is just like, okay.
I feel
what
like this
is
was
it?
literally a move by Yatoro saying,
အဲ့ဒါဟိုကနော်
and if the shaman goes to contest it, we'll kill him.
အောက်ကနှစ်ကောင်ပြောက်သွားတယ်နှစ်ကောင်မဟုတ်ဘူးကကလောဝိုက်ပြောက်သွားတယ်ကွာအလဲကိုသွားနေပြီအဲ့ဒီချိန်မှာရှမန်အဲ့ကလောဝိုက်နောက်ကိုလိုက်လာတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အနေထားမှာရှယ်ရိုဖင်းကအဲ့ရှမန်ကိုအလဲကဖြတ်တက်တာသိလားတော့ idea ကြီးကို show
Plasma field. He's
Idea
gonna try
you
and run
show.
down Laurel. Laurel with the Jingo Master. He's keeping himself alive. And now Amar
Bobby.
stuck in a cage. No way out through death.
Easy.
Double kill for Yatoro. A gank from the safe lane Shadow Fiend.
ဟိုရဲ့အုံနောက်တစ်လုံးပူပါနေရလားမသိဘူးစပရစ်ကကောင်တွေက
23 Necromastery charges.
တကယ်တကယ် brain တစ်လုံးအပူပါနေလောက်တယ်
I mean, honestly, I don't
So
know what
what
you're
are
supposed to
you
do
doing?
about that if you're Falcons. Like, what is
Oh,
this
like-
sequencing, right? It's
11
just,
8ကန်နေရပြီ
it's just outplay. It's a skill.
outplay ဟုတ်တယ် outplay down break ကစစ်တောင်မရသေးဘူး outplay နေပြီ
Moves, you don't expect them. Yatoro can make this because he has such a good start off the early lane
And look at it.
advantage.
They're taking the Wisdom Shrine too because they were so successful.
This is already, it's just crumbling so fast. You didn't even have a chance to play this game. You have a level 3 Chen at 7.5 minutes. You have a level 3 Rasta.
And Maposhka is level 5.
He's free farming the safe lane. It's higher level than the Razor on this clock. A full level higher.
Level, and Amar might die again. You know, Laurel is gonna. He wants to go for this. He wants
ဝူ
it
ခုံး
real
ရင်းရှိတယ်
bad.
ဝူခုံးရင်း
Found
ရှိ
the
တယ်
strike
တေး
and
ပြီ
the positioning from Maposh gonna try and catch him inside the cogs. They get him inside the Wukong command. They got him in the cogs, and now the Wukong command will go to work.
This is one of the bigger skill diffs I've seen. Now this is just adding up. It's not like you have some crazy lead, but all these small things just picky.
အောင်တွေကဆေးရသွားပြီအလဲအကောင်တေတော့မယ်
Trying to lay into this mid tower with the sniper. The lane's got
အေး
swamped.
ပြောရင်းဆိုရင်
Hits the Solar Guardian.
ဟောထိတော့မထိပါ
Solar
ဘူး
Guardian, it
ကွာ
doesn't land, but the hammer follow up will, as will
Oh,
the slam. of the
တေးတာပါပဲ
Stormbreaker. Easy kills. Crits come in from the side.
တေးတာ
Maybe a
ပြန်
blood
ရောက်
shield.
လာ
They
ပြီ
don't
အေး
finish
ဆိုးခွဲ
it
ပြီ
through. Yatoro, though, the Requiem goes out, and that pushes back the Razor straight into the cogs. Now Maposhka's a little
Ah,
tougher.
boneless
He
fight
lets the
knock-off.
Team Spirit come through, bound the strike, hammer over the top of two of them, and all that's left is
Oh.
Amar. He fights for one kill.
Oh.
He fights for a second, denied. 2 for 5. Team Spirit, a full routing of Falcons.
Tao nào bảo
This
này
is
quá.
becoming not a series.
မကြည့်တော့မကြည့်ချင်တော့ဘူးလှုပ်ပါအောင်
This is
ပွဲကို
this is
အရန်ရုပ်
straight
ရုပ်ပြက်လွန်လို့တရုပ်ပြက်နေပြီလို့ final ကြီးကအရန်တရုပ်ပြက်လွန်
This
တယ်
is more than beating them down. This is what are you even doing in this game? You even belong in this series.
ဘော်ဒီလာ
right
ဘ
now.
န်းလိုက်ရင်ဖယ်ကွန်ကခွေးဖြစ်သွားတာလား
They brought everybody for a mid fight at 8 minutes around a sniper who's supposed to be your strongest hero.
Yep.
He's the first one gone on. You take Malrine out of this fight, you lose so much of your skirmish power. Your supports are under leveled. You're scrambling to find some impact from this Razor. Early Requiem, level 6 from
So
Yatoro.
quick.
Maybe they don't expect it. And then you get this 6 strike into hammer onto. Skeeter comes in his play, and all he's left wondering is, why did I join any of this?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I mean, I don't want to get sucked into any of these early fights. He's the one suffering the most after everything is said and
Team
done.
Spirit ကို attention တွေသွားပေးနေတာပုံမှန်ဆိုဖယ်ကွန်ကအဲ့ Razor playing fan တာဘယ်သူဘာဖြစ်ဖြစ် playing fan တာ
Striking in from behind.
အခုတော့ attention တွေပေးနေရှော့ကုန်ပြီ
And crit. He's gone.
မြောက်ကအားပြီးရှောက်ပြီးတော့ပတ်နေတယ်
That's
လိမ့်
a
နေ
level 6.5 clockwork who was
Yeah,
trying to
I
gank
need
all
Mel.
5 offlane Razor, by the way, at 9.5.
အဲ့ရကြောက်ရဒီကောင်တွေကြောက်ရတာအဲ့တကွာလို့မိုင်းကအားပြီးတော့ CK lane သွားရှုပ်နေတာတို့ Razor lane သွားရှုပ်နေတာတို့ဆို
You
ပွဲ
had
က
a plan
အဲ့
for
လို
this game if you're Falcons.
ဟိုဟာတွေဖြစ်
And
ကုန်
it doesn't really matter what that plan was now because
public ပွဲဖြစ်သွားအဲ့အချိန်မှာ
you have to make some crazy plays. Just find
Trying to
something.
pull him back into the link.
အေးမဆူလာဂါဒီယန်ပြုတ်ကြလာပြီ
And now, if he could get the hammer slow on one of these heroes, hammer goes across, doesn't clip Amar. And Amar, he will be able to escape. At that point, we'll call that a Falcons win.
That is a Falcons win. You got spells out of spirit. Nobody died. I mean, I genuinely like the move from Skeeter because, again, you have to make some chaos happen in this game.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make some random moves, throw them off their game right now, get something going, free up some space for your supports to find levels. That's the other big component here. I mean, Skeeter, you're on roaming support
Hey,
chaos
Yami.
like duty now.
Crit.
ပင်ကဥ
Level 6 is but a
Sniper
dream
ရောက်လာ
at
ပြီ
this point in time. Dies again is level 4. And now the Hex stopping Skeeter. He tries to do something, but a Requiem successfully goes out from Yatoro. The Cogs kept these heroes
Oh,
back.
man, but then
Both
I-
Amar and Malrine were not able to chase after the Team Spirit heroes.
You just can't find anything.
Yeah, no Solar Guardian. Falcons, they were desperate to make this happen. They're still going to go after Yatoro.
have to get
Yatoro.
this one.
ရတူတော့ရသွားရောဟိုမြောက်လာပြီမြောက်လာပြီမြောက်လာပြီ
And now Marl in from behind hits the bound the strike of Wukong's command, and Malrine stuck in the cogs.
ဟိုလည်းစီးစင်းလာပြီနောက်ဆုံးအမလေဗယ်စစ်မလို့ဘူးတဲ့ထဲလာရိုက်ပြီတဲ့
Surrounded by two, no
Yo.
way out. It is just devastation time. Team Spirit are killing every hope of Falcons in this game. You wanted some chaos. Well,
30
Team
မိနစ်နဲ့
Spirit
တော့
bring
ပြီးမလားပဲ
order to
ဟုတ်ပါ
this game.
လို့ကိုဂျူရှင်
Too
over
many numbers.
ထည့်လိုက်တော့မှ
Too many
အန်တာ
plays.
တော့မှပွဲရ
Desperation.
နှစ်ပွဲလုံး over ပြီဒီပွဲကြမှာ
You're still level
ဖယ်ကွန်က
4
သွား
on
ပြီ
the
ဖယ်ကွန်က
Shaman, man. You
အလဲမှာ
gotta
စောစော
find
က
some levels. You need 'em
စနိုက်ပါစ
desperately.
တီးပြီးတော့
He
ဆက်
doesn't
ဖြစ်တဲ့
have
ဘတ်တေး
offensive
ကြီးမှာ
because
တော်
he
တော်သိတာ
doesn't
ပါ
have his ultimate.
ဒေါမရိတ်ကစိတ်ကြီးနဲ့ဆင်းလာတဲ့ဘတ်တေးအဲ့မှာတော်တော်ပြတ်သွားပြီ
But the entirety of
Razor
Spirit
ဆင်းလာ
at
တယ်
higher
တည်
level.
တယ် CK လည်းဆင်းလာတယ်ထပ်တည်တယ်
Oh,
အကုန်
wow.
တည်သွားတာ
He's
မြင်မှာ
just
တော်
getting
တော်
to
ဆိုး
the
ဆိုးပဲ
same level as the support. Like, this is what are you
He
supposed to
just
do?
turned 7 too. It's not like he's almost 8 or anything.
ဖိုင်နယ်ကိုဘယ်လိုတက်လာလဲလို့မေးခွန်းထုတ်စရာ
XP
ရှိတယ်နော်အဲ့လို
advantage
ကြာ
is absolutely insane for 12 minutes in this game. The gold advantage is going to start to
Pero
grow.
fine,
At this
bro,
point,
tala,
maybe
le,
it's
cuadro.
the latest or something. I mean, it's going to be an Ags rush from the sniper. Sure, get anything at this point. Get some blade mails. Get something to reflect the net worth. They're making another play on Amar. No finger available, but
One after
Hey.
the other.
they have the damage.
Ooh,
Lad's already
so-
done for collapse. I mean,
သွားပြီ ADS စိတ်ကောင်းနေပြီ
It's one thing you got.
ADS ဘသူလာတက်သေးနေတဲ့ကောင်ဖြစ်နေ200 ခရီးဖြစ်နေ
An absolute menace in this game right now.
The 17th kill for Spirit in 12 minutes. And it's just gonna keep happening. Falcons, they can't slow the game down.
No way to stop the bleeding. I mean, this is like the dream clockwork game, right?
Oh, yeah.
You have an early ult, you run around, everybody you hook shot dies, you have follow-up. You have the deep wards planted earlier. You have everything.
စနိုက်ပါတော့အပြာရောင်းသွားနေတာဘာတော့
We saw the smoke.
ကြာချောင်းကွက်ကြီး
We still haven't seen them get a kill.
သူတော့မစိုးအဲ့ဒါစတန်လေးတစ်ခုပါတာပေါ့
If
ဘာညာ
Falcon's gonna hang out in this triangle.
ဖမ်းလို့ရတယ်ဘန်ကီကင်းတို့ဘာလို့ဖြတ်ဖမ်းလို့ရရ
happening. Collapse, he wants to cover this tower. They don't want to give any bit of real estate over to Falcons.
Hey, Poshka, he's just sitting by Skeeter. He's just eyeing him up. Like, what are you going to do about it? I'll take your little golem, too. You got another great ward out by this
ဒီ
team,
ဘက်က
too.
position 5 level နဲ့ carry level နဲ့ကသွားတူနေကြည့်အောင် CK နှုတ်ကိုကြည့်ပါဦးတနာပါလေ
He wants to
OK
run around taking creeps and farming.
နှုတ်က 4K ရဲ့စကီတိုင်း
Trying his best to find something to stabilize this game with. Single aura would go a long way here. That said, I mean, you still have some power with the sniper. His ags will be done here. Hey, that's something you can rally behind. Try and find some kills with it. Gank is coming into that ward. This is a defusal Monkey King.
You kill his curse.
အပြာချောင်းမှာမရတော့
Thought you had an ags timing. Wrong.
Why? Just have something go for you in this game.
And now the rundown. Amar sitting on the side. Can he fight this? Two of the years the Wukong's cannon was used. This is a fight that Falcons, I think maybe they can actually win it. Teleport away from the clockwork will not quite be fast enough. Tice on the final tick.
They got him. The menace.
He'll die in the
အဲ့တကောင်တက်ဖို့တော်တော်ကြိုးစားနေရတာဟေးဖယ်ကွန်တို့
It's a
position 5တကောင်တက်ဖို့တော်တော်ကြိုးစားနေရတာတနာဖို့ကောင်းနေ
The server tick, so you'll take that.
မင်းကြီးရောက်နေပြီတော်တယ်
That sequence. Used your ward. Laurel still chilling here, looking for anybody. They're just continuing to group up. I mean, perseverance here from Falcons. There's not a lot else you can do.
ကျွန်တော်ပြင် full set ဘာ hurricane ပိုက်ရအောင်အဲ့လားမသိ
Hoping you can out execute one of these team fights. If you'd had that sniper ags, it would have gone a decent way right here.
Oh
that
yeah.
really hurts that got denied. You do have the blade mail on the razor. Throw some auras on him. He can tank a decent.
အောက်လန်းတော့ရောက်တော့ရောက်လာပြီတာဝါလာယူ
Spirit gonna chill a little bit. Let this tower
5
fall
မိနစ်
without a fight. Getting a lot off the map right now.
သူဟီးရိုးနေတာနေနေအောင်လုပ်လို့ရ
They bring
အား
the
ပေါင်းပြီးတာဝါ
numbers
ယူတဲ့ကွက်ကတော့
to the Dawnbreaker, which is
ဒီကွက်အဲ့လောက်ကြီးတော့မနေဝါသေး
typically a
ဘူး
better
ဒီကောင်
idea,
လေး
and Spirit
မင်းကိုလည်း
has
စနိုက်ပါ
shown
တွေ
us
ပါ
in
နဲ့
the
လိန်
play
ထောက်ပြီး
that
သွားပြီ
Don't do it. Don't do it, brother. It's not worth it. It's not worth the 1 CS. Just stay in the trees.
Sneaking up the side, he gets a ward down.
You know, attempting to just
Stays
shot
out of
that here.
zone.
စားပြီသေပြီစားနေသေးတာပဲ
Double the gold, you gotta go for it.
Stun wasn't great, but
Does it matter?
no, it doesn't. Won't get the finger stack. Doesn't care about the finger
ဟောနေစိတ်
stack.
ရှိချက်တွေကိုရှိုးဝမ်းလုံးဝအပြောက်
You need a couple
Nah,
of
I'm not
sister
that.
shrouds to get you out of this game.
And the thing is, there's just little downtime from Team Spirit. Like, Lion's got Tranquil Boots, and he can take mana off the creeps. The Monkey King is all over the map constantly.
Yeah,
The
30 ပြည့်ပြီပေါ့
Clockwork
ဒါ
is pretty
TI
much
မဟုတ်
always
လေ
ready to
ဒါ
go.
TI မဟုတ်
Hookshot is
ဘူး
relatively
TI
local.
TI
Okay,
နီးနီး
another
အဲ့လို
stun that's a
price
little
pool က
off the
ရှိ
mark.
နေ
Good Team Spirit just giving little freebies over to Falcons, saying,
price
could
pool က
have
များ
killed you
3
there.
million
Could have got you.
Well, Stinking gets free tower mid.
Oh, he does.
Drum Chen pushing the building.
Shen Army goes to work.
Gets a nice ward out around that mid lane as well.
ADL Razor Razor နိုင်တော့
Wait out the blade mail. Try and go back in. Does get the link. He's gonna survive this. Hand
He
to God.
actually is. Look at that. They've got the extra heals out from the Chen, and maybe a chase down after collapse. He's still got the hammer. He can go to the high ground if necessary. There's that hit from the sniper with the assassination. They're pretty well surrounded, but it's tough to push into that high
အမေက
ground.
မ
You
ဝင်
don't know
တော့
what
ဘူး
you're
ကွာ
walking into.
မလာပြီး M1 Hurricane နဲ့ဆင်းလာပြီအကုန်လုံးပတ်တလားတီးတော့မယ်ဟို
Wise
ကောင်က
choice from Falcons to back out.
Just not going to get many opportunities to use the sniper ags in the early game and find kills. They're going to 4-man smoke it up, run to the Chaos Knight.
If they could run into the Monkey King while he's trying to connect to the team, it's the only situation that Falcons can walk away with a win here.
Oh, it's looking
and they've
good.
got him midway through the trees. They pull him out of position. The Solar Guardian's still going to drop, though. And that's an Axe Solar Guardian. And about the strike shards. Malrine up here on the high ground. Laurel gets chased. He takes him down. Amar, meanwhile, he'll go out to the supports. The only hero
support that account. Yeah, like, oh, no, one trade.
the blade veil won't protect him forever. Collapse.
Oh, Mangy game.
Deal the damage. Back over to Laurel, though. Skeeter and Grin.
啦，成喵喵，路好不控嚟，點樣控嚟呢？အကုန်လုံး鬥下邊。
For Spirit.
好不控嚟，點樣控嚟呢？
Way too strong. How is the Ags
Oh my
done
God.
in this game? That's what Falcons are thinking right now. What should have been an easy Monkey King kill goes completely wrong. And I was about to say, if you can line that kill up, you can go into the Roche. You have the Shaman.
Easy
you have
Roshan.
the Chen. Instead, you're going to lose it to the early Vlads plus the Shadow Fiend here.
And the first time all tournament long that the arena grows a little quiet.
There is not much to cheer for Falcons here. Scrambling to find scraps around the map.
ငါတို့သားရဲ့အတန်ပိတ်သွားလို့မှကစတာရီတောင်ပြောနေအရီနာကြီးကွာရက်ဖြစ်သွားတယ်အဲ့လေဘလို့မှအတန်မထွက်နိုင်တော့ဘူးလေကြည့်အောင်ဘလို့စောစောရှုံးနေပါတယ်ဆိုသွားပြန်ပြီလွတ်သွားပြန်ပြီအဲ့လောက်ဆိုအော်မလို့ဘူး
They got him. They got him. They
Oh,
got
yeah.
him.
Nice pickup for Malrine.
A 7 pickup for Falcons. A little
Oh,
bit
don't let him
here and
be,
there, a
don't
little
let him be,
silver
Lola.
lining for a very dark cloud on the horizon as Yatoro. His
Oh, let's
Shadow
go,
Fiend
7-0
is ready to
ပါ
go.
တခါမှမသေးသေးဘူး
4.5 minutes on the Aegis, and he's going to start getting involved. Not that he was not getting involved earlier. I mean,
Yeah,
that
he's
was
8-1 and 11.
8-1 and 11. An early, what was he, level 5? Level 5 rotation
He
to
was
mid
level
lane
4.
from level 4
I don't think
Shadow
I've ever
Fiend
seen a
rotation.
level 4 Shadow Fiend rotate mid. No, honestly, most of the times I've seen Yatoro make that play, it's because they're losing terribly.
Oh, yeah.
Like the TI game where you went mid early with the Drow Ranger. Like you're trying to salvage lane. That was like, no, I'm just going to go mid and kill you. Because I can do anything right now. It's showing to be the case. Falcons, they get to a nice little item timing here. Can still take some okay fights. I mean, BKB on Razor would go a long way.
Skeeter.
Yeah, he's
Skeeter.
in trouble.
He
Ma,
doesn't
don't
have
break
his
us in.
ultimate, so he can't fight Laurel, but he also can't run.
ပြော
So all that's left is dying.
ကလောဝိုင်းနဲ့တွေ့ရင်လည်းတေးမှာပဲမန်ကြီးနဲ့တွေ့တော့လည်းတေးတာပဲဟိုမှာမိုးပေါ်မှာဟိုကောင် ready ရှိနေ
This Chaos Knight,
ဘယ်ကောင်နဲ့တွေ့တွေ့ကို
though,
တေး
could
မှာ
be an issue
တယောက်
on
ချင်း
the map.
တွေ့လို့ကတော့
He had to give up his lane so early. Supports needed XP. The other lanes were getting ganked. Tried to join those fights. It didn't work out. This
အုံနောက်တွေက
CKS
ကွာနေတာနော်နှစ်သင်းက
This will be a free tormentor for Spirit. Push them into the Monkey King BKB. Shadow Blade for Yatoro. His signature here. Provide extra kill threat around
ကန်
the
ကြီး
map.
ပစ်တာပြီးအာလီတာဝါရဖို့တော်တော်ကျူအားသေးပြန်ပြီ
This map just became a lot scarier. Snaking, he'll get the D ward.
Gets the ward. Will it cost him his life? Nice
တေး
use of
သေး
the
ဘူးရောမ
hurricane
သေးသေး
creep.
ဘူးအဲ့လေ
Pushes
လွတ်သွားတယ်
himself
ဟာ
away, makes a run for it off of the drums. Well played.
Snaking is
တကယ်
doing
သေးမှာအပေါ်မှာ
work in this game to try and stall this out.
Amar getting away from his 7th
အ
death.
မားတော့ BKB ရသွားတယ်အဲ့လေ Razor BKB စရသွားတယ်
And we have a
ကေ
Dragon Lance
က
coming
မ
out.
န်
from the
အ
side,
တာ
but
လန်စ်
they're getting
အိုက်တန်
some
လေးတွေတော့နည်းနည်းတော့
signs
ထွက်လာပြီ
Trying to stabilize right
အ
now.
ချလို့ရမယ်မထင်ဘူးဟို
They
ဘက်
put
Egypt
together
တွေနဲ့
pieces that it is possible. I don't know if you can win a full-out 5-on-5 team fight, but maybe if you find a fight where you've got a numbers advantage, that
If you can catch them off guard,
yeah.
you can absolutely win that. Like particularly if you find this Dawnbreaker around the map.
ဘယ်ကုန်ပြီးခံအာဆင်နယ်အာဆင်
But it's not
သူကသူနေတဲ့အာဆင်နယ်ပါနေတိုက်ခံအေးအေးအိုးရော
another missed stun from Rue, but the point blank Requiem into the Solar Guardian is a nasty combo. Laurel in from the side.
နှစ်ချက်ပဲဖြစ်တယ်တေတော့ပါပဲ Who shot?
No, the hook shot. Oh, he thought he was getting away. Maposhka got him on the hook shot, but doesn't get him inside the cogs though.
Oh.
And Laurel, well, he's fighting for his
အဲ့
life.
စပိုင်ဖင်ကဟိုဘက်ကနေကတ်တိုးလေးလာထိုးထည့်သွားတယ်ဟေး
Awkward
ဖင်
fight
နေ
for
ကို
Spirit up the mist.
Go on.
Costs him a lot there. Still have Aegis to walk this off with.
အေးချစ်ရှိတယ်အရန်လိုက်လို့မရဘူး
ATF, he survived for a
CK
long
ready
time.
မရှိရလဲပါ CK ready မရှိဘူးမန်ကြီးမသေးွားအမှန်တကယ်အဲ့နားမှာမန်ကြီးရှောင်းရင်နည်းနည်းလေးမဆိုးဘူးနော်
Actually, not a bad fight for Falcons around that tier 2 with the sniper super strong. But Yatoro, this man just doesn't quit. Haste through.
Blade continues without a Requiem. Now he is spotted.
BKB
on the
မရှိဘူး
tree.
BKB
And
မရှိဘူး
moving
အေး
Second life. He's a bit exposed here.
Has a hurricane pike.
game ပိုက်တော့ရှိတယ်
He'll use it.
နောက်မှာ
Double
full
force
set
stats
ချောင်း
gets him away.
လွတ်ပါတယ် full set နဲ့ချောင်း
Like to have been able to capitalize on that, but he'll take the free Aegis, stabilize the map, try and get some more D wards out.
တောက်လျှောက်អော်လာတဲ့ကောင်တွေပါဇက်ဖိတ်နိုင်
Try and
ခဲ့
get to this Chaos Knight Orchid. It's gonna be a
TI လဲ
late
TS ပဲ
game.
နေမှာပါတဲ့ separate ပဲနေမှာပါဒီလက်တိုင်းဆိုတဲ့
Maybe lock him down with it. No dispel on the dom.
အဲ့လိုထင်နေတဲ့လူတွေရှိသေးတာတကယ်အံ့ဩတယ်
supports as well. I mean, Falcons persevere. They are finding farm on the Chen.
TI ကနက်ကြီးတယ်အဲ့လိုမရ
He's a
ဘူး
North America player.
သူနှစ်တော့ယူပြီးသွားရင်နောက်တစ်နေ့အဲ့လိုဆက်ရဖို့ကတော်တော်ဟိုဖြစ်မှရအောင်အနားနီးမှာ patch ပြောက်ကောက်ချင်းသွားရင်တိုင်းရပတ်အောင်
Continuing to get something off the map. Try and dodge these ganks.
TI က TI တက်တက် TI မှာ
Better him.
ဖေကွန်ကြီးရအောင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်မလဲအဲ့လေဖြစ်တော့မဖြစ်နိုင်ဘူးကွာဖေကွန်က
Does finish the Solar Crest too.
ဖေကွန်တော့မဖြစ်နိုင်
Eyes out. Yeah.
Not a bad time.
နေကမာရအောင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်မလဲနေကမာ
The impale accuracy for Rue.
Yeah, it's really
ဟော
bad.
ဒီနေ့ TI နေကမာပါရနော်
Which is funny because they're so
Made
far
him out of
ahead.
look.
I don't really feel that Rue has a whole lot of pressure on him. They're certainly winning fights without these impales
He has
landing.
definitely missed a lot though. Like, this would be a poor highlight reel in a game they were losing, but because they're rolling.
TI
the
စူရင်း
fights,
နဲ့မယူတဲ့ဒီဟုတ်ပါ
think of where this game would be if he had hit him.
သူ
all.
ကြီးပုံမှာမူတည်သေးတယ်
It's true. They probably would have gotten at least 1 or 2 more kills.
Tower is under attack.
They just keep swinging this map so fast between the Monkey King, the Clockwork Catch, the Lion Blink. They just shift from one side to the other. It's so dangerous for Falcons to show anywhere unless they have some vision control.
ဟောမြောက်ကတော့တက်ပင်ဘွားမစင်ဘူး AC ဆင်းစရာလည်းမလိုဘူးလေဖမ်းစရာမလိုတော့ဘူး Shadowfin ဖမ်းပေးနေတယ် Tower တွေကို Shadowfin push ပေးနေတယ်သူကတွေ့တာနဲ့ Dom Breaker ကြီးခေါ်ပြီးတော့တီးရုံပဲအဲ့သူကလူရှာတဲ့အလုပ်လုပ်နေရုံပဲဘာမှမလို
Do you have CK illusions out on the map right now? Giving him a little map control.
Tower is under attack.
Like the CK to be stronger for these, but you got to take what you can get out here.
စမုတ်သွားပြီအေးအမမြောက်နဲ့တွေ့ပြီမြောက်တဲ့ပင်ပေါ်မှာစမုတ် break ပြီးအောင်ကြီးအာ
You know it's bad when 25
Pero
minutes in you're
what,
smoking
Tila?
inside of your
တိုင်
base
ပတ်နေရ
and the
game
smoke
1မှာလေဟိုက
does not even work
အဲ့
for
သူတို့
you.
စမုတ်လိုက်တိုင်းအဲ့လာစမုတ်
He's too far out for
9 ယောက်လုံး
Falcons to
သူတယောက်တည်းလာဖြတ်နေတာ Stone Swing နဲ့တော့ကလည်းအဲ့လိုပဲအခုလည်းအဲ့လိုလူမမျောလင်ထားတဲ့နေရာကနေသူတို့ရဲ့စမုတ်ကြီးကို
Shake his head,
break
going,
သွား
I don't know
What
what
do
to
you do,
do.
dude?
What the
I feel
fuck?
like their smoke percentage of this series is what? It's got to be like 5% or less.
It's single digit percentage.
At this point, just don't even smoke. Just take all the smokes, put them in mid, and be like, here,
just burn them.
you have them.
It's just a loss of network
It really
for
is.
Falcons every time because they group up, they spend the gold on the smoke, then they group up, pulling heroes out of their farming rotations to go make a play.
That's what I'm saying, man. At this point, I don't know. Just the smokes ain't working, so stop smoking.
နေကမာ first CI တော့ပြောမရဘူးဟုတ်တယ်နေကမာ TI ရချင်းမှာရချင်းနှစ်မှာယူလိုက်တယ်လို့ပါတော့အဲ့လေ
Because you're afraid to show on the waves. You don't have a lot of other options here.
ကြောင်ကြီးရဲ့ radar ပို့ဆိုးလိုမျိုးအကွက်သစ်တွေထွက်လာရင်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်
And every time you miss one of these, they just get so much more farm off the map. Collapse showing bottom. You don't want to go on him here, but he was technically
ကောလက်စာ
alone.
poly locket ဟိုပါတော့
So you will group
အဲ့လိုမ
again
လို
if
ပါ
you're
ဘူးဟာ
Falcons. You
အ
have
စောတွေ
to
ပါ
work
ထည့်
it on
လိုက်
the
ပြီးပြီ
CK.
ပွဲက
That's as good as it's going to get for timings in this game. Do you smoke
ပွဲ
again?
ကဟိုလောက်ဆိုပြီးပြီ34အများဆုံး35ပဲ
They deploy.
35တော့ရောက်ချင်မှရောက်မှာအခုတော့ပြီးလားလောက်
Just
အေး
trying to burst him down with physical damage, but it's not good enough.
He almost died to
Solar Guardian, yeah, he almost killed himself on the blade mail there. The Shadow Fiend, dangerously low. The link goes onto the Clockwork. Once again, Falcons just trying to get whatever kills they can, and if it's just a support, so be it.
Opening for them. Yatoro in the
အေး
tree.
From the
ရ
trees,
တိုရို in the
now
3
Skeeter
ပြစ်
the
ပြီး
turnaround with Laurel out from the trees and the Wukong's command.
Ah, yeah,
gets
Shadow
out
Fiend
strike,
short
but
here.
they still kill Yatoro.
Shadow Fiend-
Skeeter
Shadow
on
Fiend
top
short
four,
right.
but once again, Skeeter has found the life of Yatoro, even if it costs him his own.
level damage ကြီးနဲ့
Ball read.
level damage ကြီးနဲ့
Grenade
ဟို
up to
မှာ
the high ground.
Push down to the trees. And Amar,
another link.
he starts taking the damage from Laurel with Maureen up.
Blame me, tu. Ne marma ne. Amiyahu, banking you blue table.
Especially with his Jingo on him. Once again, another
Oh.
concussive grenade. The disarm is on him, but Laurel, he's
BKB
on top
sheet,
of
eh?
Maureen, and now he's popped his BKB. And Rue, there's the stun you need. A two-man stun, while still the Dawnbreaker gives chase onto Amar. Got him on the hammer, he's dead. Shackles over onto Laurel though.
Crit ကညံတော်ကောင်းတာဟာ Crit လောက်သွားတွေ့လိုက်လား
But he doesn't live this time.
ဒါမှလည်းရှော့ပါပြီဟာမရှော့သေးဘူး
Making up for the previous misses. Collapse continues to
Crit လောက်သွားလှရနော် Dawn Breaker ကိုဖားပြောင်းပြီးတော့ Radar လွတ်အောင်လို့လာကယ်လိုက်တယ်ပြီးတော့ Radar ကိုဆက်
To go back in, he wants to
လွတ်အောင်လဲမလုံနိုင်လဲမလုံနိုင်တော့ဒီဘက်က Main Game ကိုလာပြီးတော့ချုပ်ပလိုက်တယ် Radar တော့တေသွားတာကွာအဲ့လိုလုပ်လိုက်လို့
Quick reaction from Crit and Rue blinks over to the side.
ဟာဟာ
No, the
တေးပြီ
concussive grenade it pushes to Dawnbreaker.
အော်ရှာထုတ်ထားတယ်
Hit by the
ဟိုဘက်
Starbreaker.
မှာ Claw ရောက်လာပြီ CK လည်းပြန်ရောက်လာပြီ Oh my god
Still finds it.
Mary
Oh,
အရှော့တယ်ရောင်ကြီး
Lane 4 stepped up to the high ground to ultimately find their mark on Maureen. Team Spirit will not be denied the kills that they
အဲ့ကောင်
want
ရုပ်ဘလို့
out
တ
of
တ်မလဲ
this fight.
They want a team fight victory, no matter the price. They will push it to
Ah,
the
Reza
base,
ပြန်ရောက်လာပြီ
push it into the respawns.
Pull them all the way into the tier 3s. It's the only way, the only chance you have. Collapse finally falls. A godlike spree. 2,000 gold
အေးအောင်အေး
queuing up
ပွဲက
to
လုံးဝချစ်ချင်းကိုရက်ွက်ပွဲဖြစ်သွား
and the rest of Falcons.
A one-team fight. In the
အဲ့
end.
ဘယ်ကတော့စရာတိုတို့သွင်းမဲ့ဟွာတာစတာသိရရာတိုတို့ဗလိန်မဲကို
Team
၄
Spirit
၅ချက်လောက်
over
ပြ
the
စ်လိုက်
course
တာ
of what felt like 3 minutes.
အဲ့ရွယ်ဟွာပြီးတယ်ပြီးတော့
Result in a net worth
တော်ထဲမှာ
extra
ရှော့သွားတယ်
advantage for Falcons.
အဲ့မှာဟိုဘက်ကနည်းနည်းသိမလားဟာရာတိုတို့ရှော့သွားဟေးဆိုပြီးတော့
At least
I gave fly all good
Crit caught the fly and Maureen begging for mercy.
I think that's about the only thing Crit's killed this game. 0-11 on the Shaman.
ပြည်တာနဲ့ဝယူနေရကြီးကိုလည်းမသေးတော့ကိုလည်းတေးမဲ့ကောင်မဟုတ်ဘူးဒါတော့အခုတော့တာဝါရှိမှဝိုင်းပြီးကျုံးကန်လိုက်ရလို့
Maybe it all
သူ
begins
ထည့်ထားတာ
here
လေ
for
လုံးဝ
the
အမာ
Falcons.
ဟီလင်းဟိုလိုမျိုးဟာတွေကြီးပဲ
Or maybe this will just be a speed bump on the road. A team
စကီတာကတိုးလေးဘလက်သွန်းသွားနေရနော်
claiming their 3-0.
ပြီးတော့ Shadow Fiend က BKB မပါဘူး
The track record's
အဲ့
not
မှာ
good.
Sniper
But
Assassinate
at
တစ်
least
ချက်
this
ထောက်
one's
ပြီးတော့
on the Roshan.
CK ဆွဲစုပြီးပြတ်သွားတာတို့ဘာလို့ဆိုတာနော် ပြောမရဘူးဖြစ်သွားနိုင်တယ်
Victory, a 5% chance to turn this game around. And already it feels like that 5% has gotten even lower. Amar, he
အာ
tries,
အဲ့ဒါ
he
တော့
tries
အ
to
မား
jam
များ
up
တယ်
to the high
အများ
ground.
တယ်
No way.
Of course they're all there waiting for you. Of course. I mean,
အေး Shadow Fiend Shadow Fiend Shadow Fiend
drops lower here.
Yotaro looks
Ten
for
na chat,
another one,
don't chat.
breaking the Shadow Shaman, even that extra
Ooh,
second.
မရပါဘူး
He's denied as the
အဲ့လိုမျိုးကတော့မရဘူးလေ
Falcons
သူတို့စ
go off,
ဖွင့်မှ
the
ရ
chaos
မှာ
goes down, the stun onto the Chen and Maureen. All he could do is at this point use his keyboard, type another message, beg for more mercy from Spirit. Let him go free.
ဟိုက
Because unless Spirit give mercy, there's
မရ
no
ပါ
way
ဘူး
out.
သူတို့က Shadow Fiend ပြတ်သွားမယ်ဆိုတဲ့ဘာတွေညာတွေမဖြစ်နိုင်တော့ဘူး
What
ဒီ
do
ကောင်
you
တွေ
do?
သွားနေတဲ့
What
ပုံ
do you
ကြီး
do
က
at this point?
ဝေသာကြီးကိုအဲ့လို
There is
plane
no
ပေးတက်လိုက်တယ်
fight
high
played
ground
You are
ချမ်းကောင်းနေ
absolutely
ရင်
down.
တက်
You
ဟွာ
are close to
သိရ
being
မ
out
လား
of this
ပြီး
game,
မှ
out of this series, out of
အ
this
ညာ
tournament.
လိုက်ရင်လည်းလိုက်တာမဟုတ်
Absolute
အားလုံးသွားသေးပလိုက်တယ်
domination. An absolute
ကိုလည်းစားအစောမထည့်
outclass
ဘူးလား
this
အစော
game.
အစော
There's
ပူကောင်းတယ်
nothing
အ
else
စော
to call it here.
အစောရှိပါကနော်လူတက်ဆော့သွားလူတက်ဆော့လည်းမဆိုးတော့မဆိုးပါဘူးရှာမန်အတွက်အာယုံနောက်
Just to close this one out.
I mean, we've had some rough 3-0s in Dota's history.
That is true.
This might be the most one-sided of them all.
This last game is definitely up there.
Yeah.
ဒီပုံနဲ့ကအခုချိန်ချင်းနောက်စီးတစ်ခုပြန်စားတိုင်းလည်း3 စီးပဲသွားမှာတဲ့ဟုတ်တယ်
This is not how Falcons wanted
လက်
this
လက်မ
game
မြော
to
က်ဘူး
go.
လူပြန်ခွဲလူပြန်ခွဲ
Considering all
လူ
the
မမြောက်ဘူး
momentum
ဖြစ်နေ
they
တာ
built up, getting through that
Collapse
elimination
ကိုဖြုတ်လိုက်
phase,
collapse နေရာမှာ
taking
နေ
down
န
some tough
ည်းနည်း
opponents to get into the
ဘသူ့
finals
ထက်
in the first place. But Spirit is just
collapse
a
နေရာ
whole
မှာ
nother level.
The silver lining in a series like this, though, is sometimes when you get beat down this bad, they're not
DM
out of it yet.
DM ထည့်လိုက်
Not yet.
Still could be a
collapse နေရာ
comeback.
မှာ DM ထည့်လိုက်
But when you get beat down this bad,
ပြီးရင်ဘလက်ဟိုး
if
ပေး
you
ကြိုင်
do
လိုက်
want to lose a series, you can just be like, well, weren't good enough.
စပရစ်9កောင်တွေကတကောင်ဖြုတ်ဆိုရင်ဘသူဖြုတ်မလဲအခုချိန်
Then losing it by a
ဖဲကွန်တကောင်ဖြုတ်ပြီးဆော့ပေးမယ်ကွာ
I
လို့
mean, I recall
ဖ
the
တန်းနေတယောက်နဲ့ဆော့ပေး
conversation
မယ်ကွာဆို
with
ဘသူ့ကိုဖြုတ်ချင်
Quinn. Game and Gladiators,
Collapse ကိုဖြုတ်မလား
everything
လားကို
was
ဖြုတ်မလား
fire
ရာ
and
တို
Spirit
ကို
is
ဖြုတ်မ
saying,
လား
well, we didn't have a
ပေါ်
chance
3
in
កောင်
that
တွေကတ
one
ကောင်
yet.
ဖြုတ်အောင်မယ်
I
ဆို
mean, this team's done it to a lot of teams here.
ဟုတ်တယ် collapse ကိုဖြုတ်လိုက်ရင်တော်တော်တိတာသွားမှာ
Hang your
နော်
hat on that. Still
လာကိုဖြုတ်ရင်တော့ mid ကိုအဲ့လို
trying to work the comeback.
နည်းနည်း
Bloodthorn
ဖီချောင်တယောက်လောက်နဲ့ဆော့
speed.
လို့ရလိုက်သေးတယ်ရာတိုကိုဖြုတ်ရင်လည်း
That you need. on this.
carry အဲ့လို TA 2000လောက်နဲ့ဆိုရင်တီးလို့ရတော့တယ်
Can't go like BKB here or something. Like you got to just all in.
policy ပြောက်သွားရင်တော့တကယ် main play maker ကြီးမရှိတော့ဘူးခံစား
Snaking is.
အဲ့ကောင်ပြောက်သွားရင်မလွယ်ဘူး
to find it somehow, some way.
He's still ahead of all the other supports in the game.
It's giving you a chance here.
Itoro, a shield room, and an Aegis.
He's got
Link.
3 items for the
4 by the
slots.
5ပဲဆော့လိုက်ပါ
Too farm, too fast. 10k ahead of his counterpart here.
ရာတူဖြုတ် crystal လေးထည့်အဲ့ဆိုလဲရတယ်နော်ဆော့လို့ရတယ်နော်လက်ကြီးကအဲ့လောက်ဟိုမဖြစ်ဘူး
Dude, come on. He's just
ရာတူနေရာလက်ကြီးဆိုရင်မှာ collapse လာ combo လေးနဲ့ဟိုကောင်က fan ပြီး AC ဆော့သွားမှာ
Just give me the camp.
collapse ဖန်တီးတာလေးလိုက်ဆော့ပေးအောင်
Finger from you somehow.
Just go away.
Let me farm neutrals in peace.
မာရင် ရှော့ပြီ
Up the side.
Don't break up.
Wild, straight Solar Guardian. Bound to strike plus the Ags to the Solar
Bang.
Guardian. It's not quite a
အပြင်မ
chain
ထွက်နဲ့
stun,
အပြင်မ
but
ထွက်
it's
နဲ့
good enough.
ဖတ်တာနဲ့ရှော့ထွက်ရှော့လေးပဲအဲ့မိုင်းကင်းတော်ထဲမှာမြင်နေရပြီအဲ့ရှာမန်မိသွားရင်
Biggest win for Falcons in
တေ
some
လောက်တယ်
time.
နော်
They have to retreat
ဟော
here.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest
ဟိုကောင်က
ever
လည်း
loss
ငနဲ့
Spirit have been
လုံးဝလမ်းမှာမနေဘူးစစ်ပင်ပေါ်မှာကြီးပဲသူ့ဖမ်းလို့မရဘူး
And growing. I mean, look at Collapse's items. What is this at 30?
ဇော့တယ်โอเคဇော့ထဲသွားပြီကွာနောက်ဆုံးလို့တဲ့ဇော့မဟုတ်တော့
From the strike and the initiation, you had the damage on the Chaos Knight, but what if the Chaos Knight can never use it?
Lockdown is there with the nullifier.
First one
No
out of the
running.
fight, and Amar.
ADF ကတော့ရှေ့မှာရှေ့မှာ blame မေးဝင်ပြီးတော့သူလှုပ်တော့လှုပ်ပေးချပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ပြေးသွားခဲ့ပြီ
To
အော်
collect.
အော်အော်အော်
Happy to chase you down. Happy to send you into the fountain.
And Yatoro
Hey, Yatoro,
follows
Yatoro, yeah.
snaking all the way into that fountain with his
အိုး
Aegis
မနာဆိုင်နဲ့ရှောင်း
ready to
သွား
dodge.
ကောင်းလိုက်တာ
Trying to
ကွာ
get some of that damage off of him. He's hoping the shrapnel can finish him off. Somehow he still has another life, but they still haven't gotten the kill.
They're just playing with him at this point.
Yeah.
Nullifier. Ooh, quick grenade. Push them back just far enough. Team Spirit do not keep the chase up, but they will go for another lane.
Yeah, Toro says, I'd
Yeah,
like to
dude,
go
Ling.
both boys, but
လင်းင်းနေရောမန်ဒါဆိုင်နေရော BKB မထဲပဲဟိုတမင်ကိုစော့ပြနေလားမှတ်ရတယ်ဟိုစနိုက်ပါထောက်တာလုံးဝထောက်လို့မရအောင်တစ်ခေါက်က
secure
မန်ဒါဆိုင်နဲ့ရှောင်းပြရတယ်နောက်တစ်ခေါက်လင်းက
just waiting for anybody
ဘာလို့မ
to
လို့
show.
အဲ့ကောင်ကြီးကိုအေးဝင်သွားပြီပို့ဆက်တွန်းနေ
Aggressive force stab puts him way out of position. The cogs on the other side. There's no way Hurricane Pike or the grenade could get him out. Now Skeeter has to
I
block
better see
Phantasm a little defensively here. Starbreaker tries to work through it. Not good enough to kill the illusions right away, but most of them are now gone. And the Chaos Knight Samuel is
ရှေ့မှာ
eliminated.
radar ကြီးဆင်းလာပြီ
Right on top of your Toro. Gets the link on him, working his way through the cogs. 6 onto the shadow feed, but now he's lost sight of him, and the link is
Wow.
going to break.
ရေဒါကြီးအထဲမှာတယောက်တည်းလို့
Without a hit.
ဘယ်သူမှလိုက်မလာရဲ
And Falcons have left him
ဖယ်ကွာ
isolated.
ကောင်နေတိုင်းမသွားနဲ့တော့မသွားနဲ့တော့ဟိုကောင်မရအောင်စိတ်ဆိုးနေပြီလိုက်သွားငါ့ကိုကြားတယ်
He tries to get close to his support.
ကျန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေကဘေးစွာနေဆင်းအောင်မဆင်းလာရဲတာဟိုကောင်တွေကပြန်ထွက်လာလိုက်ဦးပြန်ဝင်လာလိုက်ပြီးသွားပြီ
Gets his initiation,
Where?
and the follow through.
GG.
Simple for Team Spirit.
35မိနစ်ကွက်တီပဲ
GG
ကိုမန်းတာ
is
နဲ့
called No quarter given, no mercy granted. Team Spirit.
တန်လုံးပါတယ်ကွာထိုက်တန်လုံးပါတယ်
Dominant 3-0 to close out their championship run.
What can you say about this team that has not already been said? They will become the first two-time EWC champions to go along with their 2 Aegises. 4 world titles for the GOAT team of Dota 2. Just
We're gonna
to
get them
have a chance
trying,
here
though.
for
I don't
your
like- I
Falcons.
don't
You
like
had to
dog.
put on a crazy performance to win that game 1.
အောင်လိုက်ဘယ်ရောက်သွားလဲမသိ
Series later.
ဘူးတောင်းစားတောင်းစား
early on, because the second you go down against this team, there's just no looking back. They have the answers. They know what you want to do. They're gonna outplay you every time.
လုံးဝကြီးလား
They have the
3D
clutch
ရှူ
players
ပါ
to
တဲ့
do it. Absolute domination.
And Team Spirit, they'll give
Luede
their
de.
respect to Falcons, who
Ay,
I
no,
think
luede
they had
qua.
a great run to get to this finals. It's unfortunate that they could not muster up nearly the strength to give contest to Team Spirit. Spirit, just too good.
They're just better, man. I mean, they've done this to every team they've gone up against. When they are in form, when they are going through what they feel is the best
နောက်
way
နေ
to
ဟို
play
အောင်
the game,
crash ကမှာ
they have a number of styles. They have
Vale,
huge
three gun
hero
high.
pools. It's just so hard to draft
Okay,
against
now
them.
so-
So hard to play
ဖယ်
against
ကောင်ဟာကြီးကို crap crap
This game, not a contest, but a
ဟောမဟုတ်ဘူးကွာသူတို့ဟာကိုဒီမှာလာ
Not a
ထည့်တာ
series, but
ဩ
a
အဲ့လို
slaughter. Spirit claim not just
သူတို့ဟာကို
victory,
ဒီမှာလာထည့်လိုက်တာသူတို့ရဲ့ champion ဖြစ်သွားပြီ
The best to
အဲ့
ever
လေ
do it, Team Spirit.
some noise for your Dota 2 at the Esports World Cup 2025 champions, Team Spirit!
Spirit ဘလောက်လဲ first ကဘလောက်ပါလဲဒေါ်လာ1 သန်း1 million ဒါပေမဲ့1 million ပုံမှန်သူတို့ဟို tournament နေလဲ1 million နေပဲလားဟော5 သိန်းနေပါ1 million မဟုတ် sorry 5 သိန်း
Becoming a regular occurrence for you to give me a victory speech, huh? I don't know. I mean, there is not really much emotions because our grand final was not really fun, to be honest. But anyway, I was enjoying to play the tournament. I was enjoying to play with every my teammate, like my team best of the best, every player in my team best of the best, and that's a lot of fun.
International 2025 September မှာနော်အဲ့တော့အဲ့ရှိ August July 30 July 29အခုက19ဆိုတော့
Thank you
Fisher
so much.
episode.
Thank you everyone for support.
အဲ့ပွဲကြီးစောက်ပြီ
You can feel it
Down the
pulsing
road,
from
boy.
the crowd, and I know maybe not as emotional for you. It was a 3-0, but 2 years ago you were standing with me here in Riyadh, and you made one of your other teammates a champion. That was Laurel's very first land victory, and you told me he's your star. Now you've done the very same thing with Rue. Can you tell me about this man and what he brought to Team Spirit?
တရုတ်ပွဲကြီးလားမသိဟုတ်တာပေါ့ location တရုတ်ကြီး
What to say? You want me to ask
တရုတ်ပွဲ
him?
တစ်ပွဲရှိ
Yeah, you better ask him. Okay, I'll ask him.
in Bless Land
Rue, get over here, my man. You have not had that much time to be on stages like this, and now you're lifting a trophy. This team has so much legendary players behind it, and now you are there in their company, and you have proven that you belong with them.
ဟောတာနေကမာလက်နေ
How's it feel, my man?
It feels amazing.
နေကမာမလာသေးလို့တီစပစ်အားချောင်းတယ်တဲ့
It was
နေကမာနဲ့မတွေ့သေးလို့
Yeah, I'm very happy. So I don't have many words. So yeah, it was amazing tournament, and thanks everyone for support us, for watching us. Yeah, that's all.
It's okay, man. The gameplay does all the talking. Congratulations on this victory. And I've got one more order of business for this team, because I would like to present our Sony tournament MVP of the Esports World Cup 2025 to Collapse.
Collapse ရပါလား MVP nice အားရမှာလည်းမသိ
Congratulations
Sony
on the
tournament
MVP
MVP
trophy here with Sony MVP of the tournament. Question, you got 2 Aegis wins, 2 wins in Riyadh, and now an MVP award on top of it. What's the next step for you?
Sword the Aegis, I guess.
Another Aegis win?
Another Aegis,
yeah, and the
nice.
Sword Red also.
A third win and a third one maybe in Riyadh next year. Again, our MVP here of the tournament. Why, Sony, thank you again. Collapse, congratulations to Team Spirit and to Collapse.
Yeah, congratulations to Team Spirits. This
ကဲအဲ့တော့ bye bye စပရစ်လည်းတိမ်ပြီးသွားပြီကိုလည်းထမင်းမစားရသေးဘူးထမင်းပြပါလေးစားဝေဆောင်ပြန်ရောက်တဲ့ကဘာမှမစား3 စီတယ်ကွာအောက်မှာလည်း2စီဒီနေ့ကလုံးဝတတိယကလည်း2စီ3စီပွဲတွေကအပြတ်တွေဒီပုံကြီးနဲ့ပါရိုက်ကွာကဲအဲ့တော့အားလုံးပဲ good night ပါ good night ပါဗျာနောက်ပွဲတွေမှာပဲပြန်တက်လာခဲ့ပါမယ် see you
ကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် One Expert မှာထိတ်တန်းစုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 ၏ hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunton Lanza အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus အိုးငါဘက်ကိုဆိုလိုတာပါအကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစု One Expert ကစားသူများ One Expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေ